aboard.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning, everybody.
Good of the morn.
How do we wake the fuck up?
There we go.
I went to Batman last night. I know you guys went during the day.
Yes, we did.
I went to the 8 o'clock showing. The special preview at the IMAX.
Yeah.
And didn't get home till 11 o'clock. This is a long movie.
That is a long movie.
I believe someone timed it at 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long movie, ladies and gentlemen. And then you stick the previews on the front of that, and you stick those commercials before the previews. You're going to be sitting in a movie theater for over 3 hours to see Dark Knight.
Yeah, because we saw the preview, and there's no trailers before it.
No.
The movie starts. That's it. Mm-hmm. But if you're going into the theater, and then you got that, sit and wait looking at a blank screen for a while.
You got the dumb real estate ad, and you got a couple trivia questions, and then all the previews.
And all the previews, then the movie. Oh, my God, you're going to be there for a long time.
Was it crowded when you saw it? With us, it was a half-full theater, but that's because it was a preview.
Half full,
but the 8
really?
o'clock, I figured it'd be crowded.
8 o'clock was just about every seat was taken, yeah.
Yeah.
I was next to a very old lady that really, really enjoyed herself.
Yeah.
I liked it, I guess.
You liked it?
I liked it, I guess.
Alfred's wife? Was it Alfred's wife?
I wish we could talk about this movie.
Alfred.
Yeah.
We got crying, Alfred.
Well, I don't understand why everybody's making such a fuss about this whole thing. I don't say, what the fuck am I even saying?
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Make sure you clean out your ears really well before you see The Dark Knight. Because I didn't really understand what the fuck Bane was saying half the movie.
Well, saying things like, why are you even...
Wait, what did he say?
How do you make a massive blockbuster and then someone is in a little studio somewhere going, yeah, I think everyone's going to be able to understand him? This is what I heard, really.
It was very hard to understand.
It was,
Bane.
right? I wasn't the only one?
At certain times, I'm like, wait, I think that was important, and I don't know what the fuck he just said.
He's talking key plot lines.
Key plot lines.
And I'm like, I don't even understand what he's saying. And then I'm thinking, because we've been doing radio for so long, our ears shot and other people did understand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People of Gotham City, you got a convention microphone.
What? Wait, what did he say?
Overall, I like the movie, but...
Yeah.
But...
Judge, jury, and executioner.
What?
You heard me.
No, I didn't.
Trebek, your mother's a whore. Like I had sex with your mother, Trebek.
That was the best call. I couldn't figure out who Bane sounded like. I thought David Attenborough, the nature guy.
Yeah, he did sound like David
But Anthony
Attenborough.
picked out
It was Daryl Hammond's impression
as Sean Connery.
Sean Connery on the old
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy bit from SNL.
That was a good call.
I can't stress enough how funny this is going to be to people in a week. Because no one has seen the movie yet.
You guys are going to... All you're going to think is that impression.
Yeah. Just picture him hanging from a tree going,
There are beautiful honeybees. They're going to sting me if I get too close.
And once again, me.
What? What did he say?
It was one mumbling fucking mess for me.
It was hard to understand Bane.
It was.
I caught most of it, but there were parts, and I have good hearing, that I could not understand what he was saying.
Subtitles, please, please. I'm telling Hollywood, it's not too late. You need subtitles for Bane. I'm telling you right now. That's going to be a huge complaint. When does this movie hit?
Right.
Like, they're going for Friday?
Friday.
The day after your birthday?
Yeah.
Is it your real birthday coming up?
Yeah, I actually forgot until somebody reminded me,
Wait, is it your real birthday?
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something?
Well,
you should take the day off. We take the day off.
I totally forgot.
Take the day off.
No, I
We
can't.
take our birthdays off now. I don't think it's too late. Get the subtitles immediately, please.
Very difficult to. Also, you brought this up. You don't see a person's mouth. It takes you out of the person's acting a bit, doesn't it?
I think so.
You can't really relate to the person.
You start seeing the eyes just kind of moving, so you need an actor that really knows how to use his eyes.
Yeah.
Because, you don't see his mouth at all, Bane.
Yeah, look, my eyes are darting back and forth. And I'm trying to act with my eyes.
Did anyone else notice, too, and maybe I'm probably a hack when it comes to these type of movies, they use a different guy when he's dressed as Batman. That's a chiseled chin and lips.
No, that's the same guy.
I'm going to bet money it's not.
Because he almost has like a speech thing going on.
Yeah, right. A lisp almost.
He does, yeah. He does have some kind of thing going on.
Who, Christian Bale?
Christian Bale. It's definitely him. Boy, you're one of the people that would be fooled by the costume. You'd be like, hey, Batman.
You know what?
Have you seen Bruce Wayne? And he'd be like, no, I don't know where he is. I don't know where.
Well,
But let me tell you something, Bane. I know where you should. You would think you're saying, I was going to go to Commissioner Gordon's.
I think they listened to Jimmy because they toned that shit down a little bit. They toned the Batman thing down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You're very bad for Gotham. We know. We get it. What's the matter, Albert?
Why is the old man crying again?
As we were walking out of the theater, Jimmy just goes, stupid, weepy Alfred.
God, you know what? We're going to have to re-air this. We're going to have to re-air this segment in a week after everyone sees Batman, because then people will howl. They'll howl. I'm thinking it's
What spoiler? There's
no spoilers.
What fucking spoilers are we giving, you dumb cock?
What?
Shut up.
We're helping you out. You might have a tough time understanding Vane, so you're going to want to focus a little more. That's all. And
Alfred crying is a fucking... Yeah, he's a weepy old man.
And I think it's a different guy in the Batman suit.
I don't think
look
that's
at
true.
the chiseled chin. I think
Christian Bale has that. And the costume, his mask kind of pushes his mouth a little. Makes like a chiseled chin.
I think they had... Rich Vos wants to talk about Glenn Beck. How about Rich Vos calls back in a little bit? We're in the middle of our Batman thing. Call back in a little bit, Rich.
Is that a big movie?
Yeah.
What, a Batman's coming? Is that the one from the TV show?
Why are you talking like that? I can't understand you.
That's just how I talk.
You don't know anything about healthcare. You're so stupid.
Bane, first of all, let me tell you something.
Oh, God, what the hell did he think? He's like a superhero villain that no one can understand. It's Mushmouth.
If dummies like this are in Gotham, I should just let them all die.
Nobody understands what you're saying.
Rich did tweet.
Well, it's Mushmouth.
Rich did tweet the wrong Glenn Beck last night, by the way.
Oh, it's hilarious. He got a Glenn Beck had like fucking... That had like 20 followers.
You know, there are times you want to go, you want to tweet somebody and you're pissed and you're looking, you have to see how many followers. You got to assume the real Glenn Beck has more than 20 followers.
Right. You got to. You got to.
Anyway, I'm going with it's a different guy in the Batman suit.
No, I have got to say.
I'm going with
I think it's Bale.
No,
his lips
Bale.
and his chin aren't like that.
No, his lips were exactly the same as he. He had the same little lispy thing going on. Swear.
I didn't realize. know what also took me out of the movie, and it was such a subtle thing. But I want to say this because I think it'll get in people's heads and it'll bother them. Christian Bale has a horrendous mole between.
Oh, he does.
Between his nose and his right eye. That'll drive you nuts now that I'm pointing it out.
He's had that forever.
But I think it's growing.
Is it?
You should have that look
older. As he gets older.
He has to get rid of that. It looks like there was. I thought Robin was on his face. I'm like, what is that?
How does he see? You saw that?
Yes.
It's pretty big.
I thought it was a movie prop.
It's pretty much a marble.
It's fucking terrible.
And then I saw that because it's in the opening scene, basically, or the first few minutes of the movie. And then I noticed that I guess you had to have a lot of moles to be in this movie in general.
That woman with the one right on her head.
She had one right on her head. He had his over here between his nose and his eye.
I couldn't stop looking.
And then you have fucking Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's just...
He's a moly mess. And then Anne Hathaway, she's got all sorts of shit when she's, when she has her arms exposed.
She's did
beautiful,
look
though.
great in that fucking Catwoman outfit.
She was sexy.
Holy shit, she's riding the Batcycle there, and her ass is perched up on it.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
No, it's in the trailer.
I don't know.
That one's in the trailer
okay.
where she's fucking riding around the little Batcycle.
Is sexy in this movie.
Yeah,
man.
her hiney looks really
fucking
good.
sexy. There's the mole right there. It's a mole / boil. It's a burry. It's got one of those burries.
That Batcycle was pretty cool when it went.
And then Morgan Freeman was good.
What do you mean he was good? He played Morgan Freeman again.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy's
Master Wayne, I'll fix it.
Alfred, why are you crying, Alfred?
Why is this old man weeping all over the place?
Master Wayne!
Wayne. That's right.
I'm the shoe.
Why, Master Wayne?
They're all British, though. Like, fucking Christian Bale is British. Of course, Michael Caine. And who else is British? Gary Oldman. Talking with the American accent.
Gary Oldman.
And Gary Oldman will be in studio today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's going to do tremendous numbers.
Of course it will.
And,
of course it will.
I mean,
I was just frustrated that I couldn't understand Bane.
It was a little
I'm
hard
glad I wasn't the only one.
By the way, huge 4-star reviews in both the New York papers.
Actually, I'm not glad I'm the only one because I was hoping it was just me. Because I don't know. I think people are going to be. I think that's going to be a complaint. You got Bane's voice, by the way?
Yeah, it's from the trailer, so shut the fuck up, people. Jesus.
Yeah.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
You understood him there. That's it?
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
You totally understand them there.
Yeah.
But it seems like maybe they redid the voice for the trailer because I don't remember it sounding that clear.
My permission
Yeah, that
to
doesn't
die.
sound like how it was in the movie.
Well, thank you, E-Rock. They did something there. That is a different fucking voice.
Unless it's the IMAX speakers. Maybe the IMAX, I'm wondering if because the IMAX speakers are so powerful.
Right.
And so surrounding you. I wonder if there's something with all of that sound that's fucking bouncing it off.
Maybe. It's probably easier to hear on a smaller speaker.
On a regular movie theater, you might hear that better.
You get a lot of bottom end, a lot of bass.
I heard that clearly, but E-Rock, you're saying that's a different voice or a different version of his voice?
It doesn't sound like it has that effect.
Yeah, I know.
On it like it does in the movie.
There's been an internet thing about his voice for a little while.
Oh,
so
yeah?
It has.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
What are they saying?
It has.
Just that nobody can understand what he's saying.
I couldn't understand half the fucking words. I was I was starting to get frustrated.
Yes.
And then I gave up on the plot. I'm like, all right, there's something on here.
What? Yes.
Something with this and that.
The loons. Looking for the loons.
Spotted owl! The spotted owl is extinct! I was lost. I was lost in the woods. I had to look for the loons.
Master Wayne!
Stop your incessant crying, you fucking faggot.
Oh, Master Wayne!
Jesus Christ, pissy eyes. Son of a bitch.
Batman sounded like Clint Eastwood.
He was.
Sounded a bit Clint Eastwoody. And then, this is starting to drive me nuts in movies as well. They use New York City a lot, and I guess New York City's Gotham, but to me it was New York City because it's the same flyovers you see in every movie. Yeah. At least Spider-Man, they built a building that doesn't exist that kind of throws you...
But I think Spider-Man's supposed to be New York, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man's in New York.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be New York, but they build a whole different, new building for the movie.
Yeah, there's that big fucking, building that they build in Spider-Man.
New York City wasn't supposed to be Gotham City, even though it looked exactly like Gotham City.
Yeah, Gotham City is Gotham City.
Why don't they
right, it's New York, but...
They could paint some shit in there to, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, they changed a few things.
I'm like, that's not the Gotham Bridge. That's the 59th Street Bridge.
Like I looked. I actually went over the 59th Street Bridge last night, and I looked over to the left as I was going eastbound.
Right.
And it was all like water.
Right.
In the movie.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit there. There's like the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you look, it's like, I don't see a big bay.
So they erased that shit?
Gotham Bay, I think they say. Yeah, that was all gone.
Yeah, they flipped it. The north part of the city goes out to the water instead of the south part.
Exactly.
And there's 4 bridges on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
How do you know that was the Hudson, not the East River?
Oh, that...
Because you could see where the Freedom Tower was.
Wait, it was supposed to be the East River.
No, there was bridges on the East River side, but then there was 4 bridges on the Hudson.
Bridges on the Hudson side too. Yep.
Why
So they
is the
paint-
chubby kid talking? Who are you?
So they painted that shit in. All right,
Yeah,
but to
yeah.
me it still looked very New Yorkish, but whatever.
I agree.
E-Rock, what do you think of the movie? You're more of a cartoony fucking comic book guy than most of us.
I think people will like it because it's not cartoony. It's not.
It's extremely dark.
It doesn't come off as like Batman can't do anything. Like he's not totally indestructible. Like he can't do anything right. It takes him forever to get something going.
Get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were certain elements I did like of it, like a lot actually. I was just frustrated because it was hard to understand Bane. I mean, that to me was the frustrating point in the movie. So kind of everything from the movie from there was like, God damn it, I can't understand. Because Ledger was so fucking awesome as the Joker. Like he was a fucking trilogy stealer, as they say.
Yep.
And I think that they wanted to do him in this movie. There's no way you couldn't want him in the third one after that performance.
Yeah.
And then he dies, and you have to start from scratch and rewrite. Yeah. But I that was frustrating for me. But Christian Bale's acting was fucking phenomenal. I mean, he was great as. Yeah.
That would never happen.
No, of course not.
Yeah, all right.
But I mean,
I can't wait to talk about this.
You
movie
have
in
to
a week or
suspend
so.
certain disbelief because it's a
That's
comic
true.
book. Like there's certain
They would never allow that to be a thing.
You do have to think
But
like
you have
it is
to
a comic.
it is a comic book,
Yeah.
so there's certain comic book things they have to be true to. Like even in the Joker version, there's a couple of lines he said that I was like, that wasn't a great line. They could have rewritten that better. But I'm like, I'm a fucking 40-year-old guy.
Comic booky.
That's a comic booky line.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That
Like,
I
it
was
is a
able
comic
to-
book. Yeah.
I was able to grasp that whole thing. 'Cause there was some scenes and stuff and storylines.
That
you're
wouldn't
like,
happen in real life, but it is a
it's-
comic book.
Yeah.
It's
Just,
comic booky.
just ignore all the moles in this movie and you might be all right. There are a lot of moles.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you cover that shit up?
Someone's very moly.
Moly. Yes. All right, Trebek. I was having sex with your mother.
That will, by the way, that will ruin it for somebody. Will now think of only that.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, just ignore that.
I will.
Bane sounds like that.
Bane's opening line, I'm not going to say what it is, but when he first talks, I thought was great. Like, there was a couple of really cool
I
scenes.
don't remember that one.
I don't remember.
In the,
The opening scene's fucking great.
yeah, there's some great scenes.
I
in this
really
movie.
did like that
You
fucking
forget about the opening scene because
opening
it was
sequence.
so long, yeah.
It was 3 hours ago. If you're at the end of the movie,
That is fucking
that
cool,
opening
man.
scene was amazing.
And in
I forgot
IMAX.
all about that.
Remember that? Because that got me going like, holy fuck.
shit! Right.
This is an action movie. Very cool.
How the fuck do you film that?
It
That's
was
all I was
amazing.
thinking. I was like, how the fuck do you
It
film that?
looked fucking great. Yeah, that was fucking cool as
It
shit.
was really cool. The opening 20 minutes is pretty fucking
Time
amazing.
for fear.
Yeah, that was a great opening scene. There's like a couple of moments where I was like looking down, like I like fucking
Yeah,
sweaty
you
palms.
do get that.
Did ya?
With
It
the
was so
IMAX,
well shot, yeah.
it's so huge. With the IMAX, they go from like kind of a almost a letterbox thing because the screen is square, but it's fucking huge square. And then they go letterbox when they're doing like the acting stuff, and then the action scenes, it goes up to that full.
Does it go
fucking
letterbox?
screen.
I
Yes.
didn't notice
that either.
It does, absolutely.
They
yeah.
kept moving it?
It goes letterbox
And then
during like the regular scenes,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the huge, giant action sequences. It goes full.
I
fucking
notice
I
that?
didn't notice that
square.
either.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of the scenes were in the mansion. It cuts
It
down
goes
like
letterbox.
that. But when
Yeah.
they go back to the
noticed
city,
that.
it went.
I can't believe I didn't notice.
Wow.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't notice that
funny.
at all. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
badass.
that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's our Batman break.
Hey, Batman, what are you, playing baseball or something?
Uh-oh, who's that?
Chipper Bane.
Chipper Bane. Chipper Bane.
Chipper, don't be such a bane in my bottom, my mother would say.
Oh no, we're not done with Batman.
Oh, what do you got?
Your boy Rush Limbaugh. Yeah.
Rush. What's he got to say about Batman?
Well, he compares Batman.
Oh, no.
He compares Batman's Bane to Bane Capital and Mitt Romney.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Oh,
There
boy.
were certain, I will say this, there was absolutely an Occupy Wall Street kind of message, which I don't mind, but when a movie gives me a message and it's a Batman movie, I don't really need a social message from a Batman movie.
A side note to that, when I was down at Occupy Wall Street filming my shit, they were filming Batman down on the stock exchange. They had all the streets shut down. But I did see the Batmobile.
Some of those things you watch and go, how the fuck did they film that in New York?
I know.
Without just completely shutting the city down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Bane a character from the comic book?
Oh God, it's an old character.
It
It's been
is,
around
right?
forever.
I thought so. Okay. So
Sorry.
So then Dumb Rush should shut up about Bane Capital because it's a real character.
He was in one of the other movies. He was in the
That's
last,
funny.
in the last series of movies, too, Bane was in.
Oh, who played him?
Just some big, dopey wrestler guy. He had no... It was one of the... It was in the
one with Uma Thurman?
Yeah, with Poison Ivy.
Oh, way
was
back.
that a terrible
But he didn't
scene?
even...
Let me see what that version of
Oh,
Bane
way
looked like.
back.
You don't even see Bane's face. It's a full, like,
He has a mask
covering
on.
it.
Full mask. Oh,
Is
that
he
would've been
supposed to have a
great.
mask?
Yeah, he has a mask, that little apparatus thing around his mouth there in the comic book, but in that old
this
movie,
looks-
they covered his
Oh,
whole head.
Jesus.
With this, that looks a little more like the comic book, too. It's
Wait, that's from the other movie?
Yeah.
No shit.
I hated the Poison Ivy
stupid.
moment when she is born Poison Ivy.
Well, they were very cartoony
The
back
new
then.
ones are much better. I'll
Yeah,
say
they're
that.
a bit darker.
Heath Ledger just ruined it for me because he gave one of those weird performance, like one of those like all-time great bad guy performance. Like he gave a fucking, Patrice would love this, Sergeant Barnes in platoon type performance. Like one of those where it's like you could literally just watch his scenes from the movie and love it.
And you started rooting for him.
Oh, my God.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a strange way. Yeah. Well, here's Rush Limbaugh. He's making a little stretch here.
All right.
Have you heard this new movie, the Batman movie?
What's wrong with his voice?
He's deaf.
Isn't his hearing fixed?
No, he got one of those cochlear implants, but it doesn't completely fix your fucking hearing. That motherfucker went deaf completely.
What really happened to
then
him?
they shoved some fucking electronics in his ear, but he can't really hear himself very well.
Wow.
It's very mechanical or something. It sounds like this.
Rush Limbaugh. There's a Batman movie, and I'm watching it in the Bane Capital. Rush Limbaugh.
Why did he what happened
Excellence in broadcasting.
what happened to his hearing?
Well, there's rumors.
There are rumors. Some
might-
people thought it was drug-induced.
Yeah, too many pills.
That he took a lot of them pills and went deaf.
Can you?
But I don't even know.
I don't know. Maybe that's a question for
That's
Dr.
just a
Steve.
rumor. Yeah.
I never heard that.
I didn't realize he sounded like this.
But yeah. How we get one of these things going?
Have you heard this new movie, the Batman movie? Was The Dark Knight Lights Up or something? Whatever the name of it is. That's right. Dark Knight Rises, Lights Up, same thing. Do you know the name of the villain in this movie?
Oh, Russ, don't do it. You're gonna...
Bane.
Oh, boy. He looks stupid.
The villain in The Dark Knight Rises is named Bane.
This is so stupid.
B-A-N-E. What is the name of the venture capital firm that Romney ran and around which there's now
Scarecrow.
this make-believe
No.
controversy?
The Joker or something.
Bane.
Joker.
Oh.
Capital.
You know what?
The movie.
Rush might have a point as far as, because I felt I didn't tie in Bane Capital, but there was an absolute get the rich, Occupy Wall Street kind of message. And Bane might be why they went with this bad guy as opposed to other Batman villains. They might have wanted the social message.
But the Bane Capital thing didn't really really get some steam until well after they started filming this fucking movie.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You know?
Yeah, they started filming this a while ago.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
And
we didn't even know Mitt Romney was going to be the nominee. I mean, like I said, a year ago I was down at Occupy Wall Street, and they were already filming this, the stock market scenes.
And the whole Occupy Wall Street thing that like in this movie, it doesn't come across looking very good.
No, they don't glorify it.
Yeah, it's not like,
It's the dregs of society in this
I leaned
movie.
over a few times and went, man, during like shit that was happening, Wall Street, man.
Yeah, it was down and dirty.
It's Batman. Wall Street, man. Oh, you think you're going to stop us, Batman?
Hey, man. These are my favorite things. All right, so
and around which there's now this make-believe controversy. Bane. The movie has been in the works for a long time. The release date's been known, summer 2012 for a long time. Do you think that it is accidental that the name of the really vicious, fire-breathing, four-eyed, whatever it is, villain in this movie is named Bane?
He's moving into Jesse Ventura territory.
That's crazy.
He's moving into that Ventura territory with this conspiracy shit.
Even I'd fucking say that's crazy talk.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a coincidence, man.
God damn.
That's crazy talk, Rush.
That the name of the really vicious, fire-breathing, four-eyed, whatever it is, villain in this movie is named Bane. And there's now discussion out there as to whether or not this was purposeful and whether or not it'll influence voters. It's going to have a lot of people. This movie, the audience is going to be huge. A lot of people are going to see the movie.
A lot of people are going to see the movie.
It's a lot of brain-dead people, entertainment, the pop culture crowd, and they're going to hear Bane in the movie.
Does he have a hair lip now?
I don't know what happened.
But it's front of these.
I also thought I'm looking at a bush. There was a few bushes in the movie. And what I saw was a bush. And they ran it over with a truck. And now I'm noticing it was just done on purpose. I don't know. I noticed that one guy from the future had a ray gun. A Ronald Ray gun? It could have been. It could have been. This is preposterous.
There seems to be too much air escaping from his lip, too, though.
Yes.
There's a f in there.
Very difficult. This is fucking crazy.
Are we listening to Norm Crosby or Rush Limbaugh?
That is an insane person talking. Come on, Bane Capital and Bane.
You know what? It's not a stretch to say that voters will be influenced, but this is a coincidence, you dummy.
Because people are dumb?
Yeah,
like that?
There are
that
dumb
would be,
people.
If you're voting based on a Batman movie, please stay home.
No, there will be a few that will.
You think?
And it's a lot of brain-dead people, entertainment, the pop culture crowd, and they're going to hear Bane in the movie, and they're going to associate Bane, and the thought is that when they start paying attention to the campaign later in the year, and Obama, the Democrats keep talking about Bane, not Bane Capital, but Bane, Romney, and Bane, that these people will think back to the Batman movie. I know who
kind of the way the Democrats, the Republicans harped on Barack Obama and Hussein Obama and fucking Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Come on, it's silly.
Sometimes that
goes around, comes around, stupid.
Yeah, sometimes that shit just works out. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Barack Hussein or Obama. That's just crazy to think.
Do you think it's a coincidence?
Right.
That Bane sound like McCain? Get the finger.
It didn't affect the election with the middle name Hussein, and a lot of people thought that would. Remember?
Yeah.
Got to go back a few years.
Yeah.
And Bane, that these people will think back to the Batman movie. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. That's. There are some people who think it'll work. There's some people think it'll work. Others think, you're really underestimating people think that'll work.
Oh, my God.
A Bane character who's a terrorist. He's out to destroy.
Oh, that's his thing. He constantly has to pound.
Yeah.
He's always fidgeting.
It always sounds like he's wrapping up what he's about to say.
Right.
That's obviously, I guess, a method.
Yeah. We got about 20 seconds left of this.
The Bane character was a terrorist. He's out to destroy Gotham, New York City. Which is the case in every Batman movie. But instead of Mitt Romney, sounds like an Occupy Wall Street guy. You may think it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff the Obama team is lining up.
What? The Obama
and thinking
team?
It's gonna, the kind of people who would draw this comparison are the kind of people that they are campaigning to.
All right, he's making a huge stretch, obviously.
Yeah,
it's a coincidence, and the Occupy Wall Street, like we've mentioned, it doesn't glorify it whatsoever.
But I think he knows he's making the stretch. In this moment, like he's a smart dude just talking about something because it's there.
Yeah.
The Badman movie. He said Badman. Can't say his T's anymore?
I don't know.
Badman!
We got Rich Vos. He's been on hold.
Oh, boy.
Off and on. Rich, sorry about that, but we all saw Dark Knight last night.
Oh, you must have went to the premiere. Because you guys are big...
Screening.
Can you take us off speaker, please?
Yeah, wait, you sound like Bane.
Hold on.
It's hard enough to understand you, and now you're going to put us on a speakerphone?
It's the villain Inane.
See what extremists these political talk show hosts are? And if you think Rush is extreme, that other douchebag Beck is more extreme, only with a chalkboard.
He got you pretty good yesterday.
Okay,
wow.
That was some good audio, man. You got to be honest.
I didn't hear it. I'm not going to listen to it here because some hack radio producer or some ex-zoo, morning zoo radio guy attacks me. What gets me is, and Anthony would know this being, like a Dago, if you're with the Colombo family and the Gambino family went after somebody in the Colombo family would probably stick up for...
Oh, boy.
You mean instead of howling with laughter?
See, you got to listen to the audio. We were howling. It was hilarious, his take on you.
He's very angry with us for not sticking up.
No, he's more mad at you. Because he feels like you're like, you should be...
I think he's angry with the whole show.
Are you angry with the whole show, Rich?
No, here's all I did...
I know you're trying not to say it, but just say it.
Here's the thing.
It gives you a nice rhythm. Just say, here's the thing. It's okay.
Okay, here's the thing.
All right,
when I was in studio last Thursday, all I said to Anthony was, why wouldn't people want free health care?
Right.
I didn't say I knew about the health care. I didn't say I thought it was free or I didn't think it was free. All I said was I pay $20,000 a year, which I would not like to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Glenn Beck's job to know all of this. It's not mine. It's not my job. My job is to do what I do, and I do it well. And I'll be doing it well. And I'll be doing it well in North Carolina at Good Nights this weekend, and playing Pinehurst too. So, it's not my job to know everything politically.
How about something?
Listen, I know a lot. I know Obama told Netanyahu to give up his borders, and that's what...
Stop trying to squeeze in something that you just read because you got mauled.
Wait, what does he do?
Rich.
What does he do?
Here's the thing. You guys should, every now and then, stick up for your
Rich.
team. No, you would attack Glenn Beck in a second.
Yeah, we have.
But
You're right, because believe you me, he never stood up for you guys when you were going through hard times.
We don't care about Glenn Beck. We don't care about Glenn Beck, Rich. It was funny, though, to hear one of our friends trying to make a real point and then just have a political guy.
Smashed.
Yeah, that's what was funny.
We would have done that to anybody.
We don't care about Glenn Beck.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to make a point.
Yes, you are.
I was asking a question. I said, if you play it back Thursday, I said, what's wrong if we could get free health care? That's what I said. I wasn't making a point. I was asking a question. I was asking Anthony because Anthony's pretty, I'm not going to say he's a creep, but he's pretty smart when it comes to this stuff.
Ace is high. And I tried to bring Commissioner Webb on to debate me, but he won't.
It's like Ace Rothstein.
So he distorted, Glenn Beck distorted what I said.
Was I at the dinner? Did I ask if health care was free? Yes, you did only ask if health care was free. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beck.
We're looking at a picture of you in the American Indian headdress. You look silly.
It's hilarious.
Well, he was dressing up for us.
Rich, don't get all pissy with us because we laughed. Get pissy with Glenn Beck. Get pissy with yourself for,
knowing nothing.
Coming off, you sounded a little uninformed, which, that's fine, but...
Okay, thank you. I'm not pissed off at you guys. I'm not pissed off at anybody. If Glenn Beck is talking about Rich Vos, that's just going to help CD sales.
Yeah, there you go.
But because someone's informed, that's why they asked. That's why I asked you. Oh. Now I am informed. How do people get informed? By asking,
or reading,
by reading, by watching. Okay, so
the question, Rich, is how does somebody become so completely uninformed?
Please, you wouldn't understand half the health care bill. Okay, just like
excellent response. Yes, I would. I've read the health care bill. I've read all of it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I have.
No, you didn't.
I've read it all. I read the abridged. I had it summed up for me, and I kind of agree with everything but subsection 5.
I read it all, and then I had it summed up for me.
Yeah.
Okay? Anthony summed it up for me. That's all. So now I know. Okay? So, that, whatever. I don't know. I just, I'm reading that you guys, I didn't hear. I just thought you guys were smashing me again, which is okay.
We were laughing at
we were howling. He had a really funny take on you, that's all.
Yeah, but it wasn't even Glenn Beck. It was a stupid producer, right?
Whoever it was funny.
That means you heard the audio.
I think they were both.
No, I'm reading. I read it.
It was both of them going back and forth.
All right. Well,
I mean, they didn't have your voice down at all, but...
no.
Okay,
they had the essence of you,
You're just doing a generic idiot.
Yeah.
A generic kind of Italian idiot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, because I asked a question. I guess that's what an idiot does, is try to find out. Oh, boy.
What are you saying about Netanyahu now?
No, I didn't say anything. I said when
it's his favorite website. It's where...
and Net and Google.
What concerned me more is when Obama told Israel to give up their borders. Okay, because that concerned me, because if Israel did that, it would weaken their defense. And any anti.
What do you care about what goes on in Israel?
Because anti-Semitism throughout Europe and the Middle East flows over here. Because these uninformed people. Yeah, it does.
Then why are we all scared of the Jew?
No, because they could fire you.
That's what I'm saying. They have quite a lot of power. So what are you talking about?
Okay, and they have a lot.
We're all scared of the Jews.
It's kind of weird that it's kind of strange that 3% of the population has so much power. Doesn't say a lot for the other.
Nah, well, we went into the business that they own, the media business. They own the media.
Oh, man.
They don't own it. The advertisers own it. Okay, that's who owns
it.
Advertisers.
They run it. They run it.
Right.
They don't own it.
Well, the reason they run it, Rich, is because the Jews allow them to run it because the Jews are afraid of their money being affected.
Oh, boy.
Spoken like a true white supremacist.
Right. Listen to you.
No, but Rich is right. The advertisers do actually.
So why don't we allow Rich Vos to respond to the Glenn Beck thing? What do you have to say about Glenn Beck?
Yeah. Fire back.
Yeah, fire back. What do you want to say about that blowhard? Let's go.
I don't really have anything. What am I going to say? The guy, he failed on his comedy tour. Okay, he's not a comedian. He went on tour to do stand up. Okay, and that failed miserably. He's a failed morning zoo guy. All right, so now he's a political guy that lives in the shadows of Hannity, Rush.
All right, can I stop you there? I know a little bit about radio, and I'll tell you this much: I don't agree with a lot of things Glenn Beck says, but he turned his failed morning zoo persona into a $100 million contract. He's far from a failure in radio.
He's getting that every day, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if he got fired and was offered $110 million to do liberal radio, he'd be there in a second.
So what?
Okay? So he's an act. What I do,
They all are.
Yeah, they all are. I don't take any of these guys seriously.
Dude, if they fired me and told me like to stop telling jokes, like I'm gonna pause here. But maybe they should fire me and tell me to start. But
they're all acting, Rich. Because I'll
$100
tell you this much: as far as their radio careers go, they want Obama to be reelected. It's great for business. They absolutely, Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh are hoping that Obama gets reelected because it's great for their business.
Oh, yeah, because it gives them something to talk about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rush Limbaugh became a huge star because of Clinton.
Bill Clinton made me a lot of money in my manual career.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying Glenn Beck makes $100 million?
He just signed a $100 million radio contract, and and then you have to think about the money he's making by doing the TV show on the internet.
Okay, well, I got to say,
that's a separate business.
I agree with most of the stuff Glenn Beck says, and I'm a big fan of Glenn Beck's.
Glenn Beck's.
Glenn Beck or whatever. I didn't know he made $100 million, and I guess what he was saying about me is correct, and I have to agree with Glenn Beck. And I'm an ass. I'm a jackass, and
it's not that you're a jackass. We were howling because he just kind of nailed you as far as what you said that day. That's all. He was just taking one point you made. And he made it very funny because we just know you.
All I did was ask a question. But that's okay. I didn't know he was worth that much and he was that big. So I'm going to have to try to jump on the Glenn Beck bandwagon. I'm going to have to call him and say, you know what, Mr. Beck, I agree with you.
Well, listen, Rich, we got to eat.
Yes, indeed.
Where are you off to? It sounds like you're in a car. Are you flying this morning?
Yeah, I'm going to Good Nights in Raleigh.
Where?
Good Nights in Raleigh.
Good Nights in Raleigh. Okay.
And I'm playing Pinehurst while I'm there. Pinehurst 2.
What do you care more about, Good Nights or Pinehurst?
Pinehurst.
Of course. You're an honest man, Rich Voss. You're an honest man.
Golf.
Well, all right. Well, listen, we have to talk again. I'll see you guys.
All right, buddy.
Who wins the British Open? Because it starts tomorrow.
Who's going to win?
Mm-hmm.
I hope to God it's John Daly. I hope he does. I hope he has his miraculous.
Daly, is he even playing?
Yeah, he's playing. He's exempt because he won there, so he's lifetime exempt.
All right. Well, he doesn't.
2 weeks ago, he was in the top 12. In other words, he was 12.
You picked the long shot.
You're right.
Like
I
a
like
true gambling addict. Huh?
No, because I like the underdog because I've been an underdog.
And can I tell you something about the British
I
Open?
also
really
like
fast?
sweet Polly purebred.
Let me tell you something about the British Open and why his pick is ridiculous. The British Open, especially, you have to hit accurate shots. John Daly is a lunatic.
No.
Wait, did you just say in golf you have to hit accurate shots? You jacket. You know, in boxing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay, I'll debate you on this point.
Uh-oh.
But the British Open specifically, and Travis will back me up. You can't fucking hit it in the rough as much as other places.
Listen,
You'll get fucked, and John Daly never hits a goddamn fairway. So yeah, he's fucked.
Listen, you stupid part-time golfer, in any major or in any tournament, one fucking stroke decides. So you got to hit it in the fairway in every tournament. You know, when you're in a NASCAR race, you can't run into the wall.
What? I will bet you $1,000, but you don't bet anymore that John Daly doesn't even make the cut.
First, give me odds. I'll bet you.
You're not supposed to bet.
I'm not supposed to do a lot of things. Okay? All right. Well, listen.
All right, Rich.
Thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure. First time, long time. I got to go.
All
right, Rich. Later, man.
What is it? Good Nights in Raleigh, he said?
Yeah, it's a good club. It's a really good club. Yeah, great club.
And Raleigh.
They're just saying you have to be more accurate than usual to win this British Open. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You want to eat?
Yeah.
We got a really busy day. Holy fuck. Oh, not really, because D.L. Hughley had to fly back to L.A. He's not doing our show today, and a lot of people were looking forward to having D.L. on the show because he's great. But we do have Gary Oldman.
Which is very fucking
from The Dark Knight.
Yes, who's a very, very good guest.
Gary Oldman's going to be. Gary Oldman
is going to be his last Commissioner Gordon on Batman. After you sign it, you have our permission to come up.
Jimmy's really got it down.
Oh, it's great.
Creepy. And then Mick Foley's coming by a little later.
Ooh.
He was asking for a favor. He needs to come in today. What's up? What's he doing?
Got a bunch of comedy gigs starting tonight through Saturday.
Cool.
And then he's going to be on Raw on Monday.
Monday night.
Are they using him again?
Yeah, they're doing the 1000th episode, so they're bringing back a whole bunch of people.
Who else?
The Rock's going to be there, Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Has
HBK.
Brock wrestled?
Brock wrestled John Cena in what many are describing as possible match of the year candidate.
When was that?
April.
Was it a good match?
End of April? Yeah, it was really good.
So he hasn't wrestled since April?
He wrestled one match in April.
But
That's
it's
what he
fake.
wrestled.
How is it good?
But I thought he was back
Well,
with...
you could still do it. So was Batman. Did you enjoy it?
Well,
It wasn't actually happening.
yeah, but I knew, like, you know.
Gotham doesn't even exist.
But it's, you said it was a good match. But
Right.
it's like
a good movie, like a
you
good...
kind of.
That's like saying that Batman's a good documentary.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still a match.
yeah.
It's a good
Don't
movie. It's a
argue,
good
young
match.
chap. We don't even know what race you are.
But he does look like Christian Bale. We brought that up last week.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wait, were
Thank
you here
you.
for that?
I was here. Yeah, I'm the one who brought it up to you. And then you agreed with me.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't see it now.
No, not me either.
You got,
When you went side to side, you guys were like,
Yes.
holy
you
shit.
got to
You're
trim the
looking more
eyebrows.
like Maggie Gyllenhaal's whatever the fuck that bitch is.
Gyllenhaal.
I want to
Gyllenhaal.
Oh, boy, do I hate that.
Yeah, I know. So loud, I'm trying to sleep.
Or the foyer.
I was trying to say Gyllenhaal's clit, and I got anxious.
Chicken Hall.
Gyllenhaal.
Nice.
Shit.
I don't like her.
No, I am not a fan of hers.
Dumb fat chipmunk cheeks.
She really is an idiot.
Yeah. Okay, just tell me what's going on with you. I was so happy when they fucking burned her.
Oh, when they burnt her alive.
Just tell me what's going on with you. They're saving him.
Yeah.
Stupid. While you sit there and fucking fires all over you.
Dolt burn.
Yeah. Burn fat cheeks.
Here's the other side of this, because people are tweeting. Hugh Knowit wrote, I think what Rush is trying to say is that Obama's team is harping on Bane to take advantage of the coincidence of the two names.
Oh, so he's saying that Obama's camp will harp on Bane
And take advantage of
so
this a little
people
bit.
make this assumption.
maybe.
And the movie really wasn't trying to do anything.
And someone else writes, Starman622, you missed it with Rush's Helen Keller voice, but the Dems are already making the Bane remarks. It was on Pix 11 News last night.
Oh, boy.
Can we grab that clip maybe,
Pix
Sam?
11
and see
News.
if there's anything there?
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, all right. We'll eat.
Can I have Tom put this on, please?
Thomas, I've got to find this man.
Let's get Tom and put this back on. Let's go again.
Someone knows where he is.
Shut up for a second, all right?
I'm sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second.
You can triangulate his position.
What the fuck is it with you? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass.
Do you trust him?
You do it one more fucking time,
What do you expect to learn from him?
I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
Because that's what needs to happen.
Are you professional or not?
I'm Batman.
Oh, good for you. Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur. There's a second time that he doesn't give a fuck.
It's the first.
You're unfucking believable. Look, G, you got fucking something to say to this prick?
He can wait. If I get him to you, can you get him to talk?
Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Stay off the fucking set, man. Fucking ass.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
And went and saw Colin Quinn last night, and wow.
I did want to bring that up.
I can't hear at all.
Huh?
No? You don't have headphones?
You all right?
Why don't you jiggle it?
I'm sorry. Okay.
What happened, Jimmy?
I put the wrong headphones on.
I
freaking out for a second.
I can't hear, damn it. I'm not Limbaugh.
Yeah,
You saw Colin Quinn last night, and you're giving him rave reviews, and he's working on new shit.
This is brand new stuff he's working on, and he is, and you could say someone's smart doesn't necessarily mean they're fucking funny.
Right.
You know, he is so informed about what's going on in the world, and he makes it so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was just fucking great. Free show in Long Island City. Because he's working on new shit. You know, he had papers with him and stuff, and but it was just amazing. Talking about bullying and the founding fathers and banking, and he just takes everything that's in the news now and the basic attitude of the American people right now as far as their government goes and just is fucking hilarious. So goddamn funny.
And he does the work. Like, that's the thing with Colin. We were talking about why he's so good. He bombs. And I'm saying that, I'm not shitting on him. He's willing to work through, at the cellar or wherever he's working, things that aren't working yet to get them to work. He doesn't bail on them and cheapen them by fucking, and that's why he's so great.
He takes chances, which a lot of people are scared to do.
He takes chances on stage.
People are scared to fail, so they never take those chances.
He's not scared to fail.
No. And if you're brave enough to fail, you will get yourself to some really good places.
Yeah, and that's what he does.
And a lot of people don't really understand that concept.
And he opened up pretty much talking about Long Island City, because that's where it was. His take on Long Island City is hilarious.
What's his take for the locals?
It's just such a weird place. It's in between the biggest city in the world and suburbia out on Long Island. And they don't quite know what they are. They're kind of a mix between the two. But he's talking about these factories that are like old-time factories that only employ like 5 people, and they're still there, and how there's just one person on every street.
Yeah, it's
you
weird.
just walk around. It was a great take on such a weird fucking place.
They're rebuilding Long Island City in front of our eyes. For us old-school New York people. It's really strange. Because no one used to go there.
They're building these buildings that
beautiful
are
buildings.
Half full,
right?
Yet they're building. You know, they'll build 3 more of them.
They're beautiful buildings, and you got you could see the skyline of New York from your living room.
Oh yeah, they have luxury condos and stuff.
Yeah,
they're like
right
our
on
buildings,
the other side of
Jimmy.
the East River.
They're beautiful, and there's more going up, all glass,
right
really
on
nice.
the river.
Are they all full?
No,
and they're
hoping
really
the people
nice.
come.
You know, had an apartment there, Nicolini.
Yep.
If you remember,
and Roland
Jill
does too.
Nicolini had an apartment there, and it was great. It just overlooks the fucking river from the other side of Manhattan. What's the difference? And they got a subway line goes right the fuck into Manhattan.
I met.
I did take it. I swear.
I met Roland for brunch over the weekend, and it's like you're in a tiny town.
Yeah,
we went and had a little lunch, and there was nobody around. It was just a tiny little place. But these cool businesses are popping up in restaurants.
So they're building it up. I should look over there.
Definitely.
Yeah, they are.
It's right over the river.
Yeah, right there. It's right over the river.
You would get a lot more for your money over there.
Oh, hells yeah. The difference between Manhattan apartment and Long Island City?
Probably half the price, I would imagine.
Amazing. Yeah.
They're hoping it becomes this huge, nice
Trav.
It's the new Williamsburg.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going to happen. They're going to build way too many luxury apartments, and it's just going to be empty buildings of luxury apartments, because that's
is that in Williamsburg?
Yeah, there's a shitload of apartments in there that they can't sell.
Is there availability there
in Williamsburg?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But it's a terrible neighborhood to live in because of it's got the highest noise complaints in the city.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's so many, like, you want to say quote unquote hipster
younger
kids,
hipsters,
that are living on their parents' dime that go there, and there's still a lot of not bad neighborhoods, but not great. There's just a lot of noise.
So
but Long Island City's going to do the same thing.
So could you get a good deal? If
compared to Manhattan?
Sure you could.
Yeah.
Compared to Manhattan, yeah, sure. But like compared to the further out you go, the less you pay.
But it is kind of.
I was just laughing because you're talking about Long Island City. Like, they got their own subway goes right there.
It's amazing. They got this thing. It's a train that runs underground.
A train that runs underground. Perhaps I'll blow it up.
That's what they do.
You got more bang for your buck, as Travis said. You have my permission to sublet.
And then Bushwick. Bushwick's going to be the next Long Island City.
Bushwick.
Sis, what is the bush? Is it like a bush candle, sis, or something? I'm Chipper Bane. Or something.
Chipper Bane.
I smell production peas.
I love Chipper Bane.
Well, I'm going to look in Long Island City now because I might be starting looking soon.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, Roland's got a great place, you know, like, and
Yeah.
for what you have now, you can get so much more.
Yeah, Roland has a nice little apartment.
I have a 10 by 10 apartment right now that I paid $500,000 for. You
paying
can
way
put your
too
head out
much.
the window and bang cymbals. No one knows the turkey.
The Jeremy Lin thing is officially over. I need a minute here. I'm very depressed, like a lot of Knicks fans, because a lot of us came back to the Knicks when Jeremy Lin started doing his thing.
Yeah.
Turns out he was a Knick for like 7 weeks, and that's it. It's done. It's
pretty
done.
much it.
They could have matched the offer because the Rockets, you know, that
7 weeks.
that third, pretty much.
That's it.
He did his thing for 7 weeks.
Linnsanity lasted fucking
Pretty
7
much.
weeks.
Yeah, and then he got injured, and you know, and the Rockets made an offer, and the Knicks can't match it because of they're going to get penalized $35 million or something like that.
Yeah.
They back-ended Jeremy Lin's contract. The third year was the killer. They're giving him like $14-15 million for that third year, and the Knicks just can't do it. And Knicks fans are fucking depressed today, man. Because now we got dumb Jason Kidd, who was brought on to teach Jeremy Lin a thing or two.
A thing or two about a thing or two.
And now we got to depend on Carmelo Anthony, who's an amazing basketball player, but he's the type of player you don't win championships with. No. Period.
Sorry, my nostrils.
And some of the finances, Ant, really quick.
Yeah.
The parent company of Madison Square Garden and the Knicks, when Jeremy Lin hit for those 7 weeks, their value went up $600 million.
Jesus.
That's how important Linnsanity was for everybody. The value went up $600 million.
Well, now they lose all that.
Well, this is what I was thinking. I mean, I know it's a crazy contract, but you got Jeremy Lin for free basically last year as far as sports salaries go.
Yeah.
You got him for free. He was making nothing.
Right.
And the value of the parent company went up $600 million basically because of this guy. A lot of people would point to Jeremy Lin and why the value went up $600 million. Since the rumor of his departure, when about 3 or 4 days ago they said, "Oh fuck, Jeremy Lin is probably leaving the Knicks."
Yeah.
The value of the company went down $50 million. So to me, it's like it makes
Costing him anyway.
to me it makes good business sense to just fucking bite the bullet on this one.
Take that fine.
But this all doesn't matter because it's over. I mean, it is over. Jeremy Lin is now a Rocket. And people are sick about it today. Just sick.
Well, they'll go Linsane over there.
And the funny thing is, the Rockets cut him last year. So the Rockets cut this guy, and now they bring him back at just
huge bucks.
Yeah, sick numbers for Jeremy Lin, especially.
Who makes those decisions?
Huh?
Who makes those decisions? Like, yeah, we'll cut him. Well, pay him. He's great now.
And they have the room, so they don't get that penalty shit. They can give him that crazy third-year contract, and they don't have the penalty on top of it. So, fucking New Yorkers who like the Knicks and this whole Linnsanity thing are fucking bummed out today.
I don't know anything about the basketball.
Plus, he was a great cheerleader. He was just a great presence on the fucking team.
Just wait till he goes back to being not good, and then everybody will be like, "Oh, I'm so glad."
That's what the Knicks are banking on. That maybe this was just a fluky thing.
I still think it's a fluke. He had 3 good weeks. He was cut by 2 teams last year. There's no
Yeah, we'll see. I would have liked to see him stay because it brought me back to the team.
I like his velvety haircut. That stuff's great.
I think that's
Fucking Kobe.
I think that's the ABCs of the Jeremy Lin thing, though. Pretty much. But the value's drastically dropping, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We'll see. Well, I won't. I'll hear from you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
If he does well. I'll hear from you guys. I won't see because I don't watch much of the basketball.
I don't even know who else is on the Rockets. I don't even know.
I like watching the football.
The football.
Oh my God!
Did you like that scene in Batman with the field collapsing?
Oh wow! What do you say? No,
that's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. It's in the trailer. We can talk about things in the trailer. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool, see, right?
The effects are really good. Mm-hmm. The effects were really fucking good.
Yeah.
CGI, the way they tie it into the real film, it's fucking fantastical.
Remember we said that the Bane thing that Russ brought up?
Yeah.
And then someone said Pix 11 did a little something on it already?
Pix 11 really fucking kind of working their journalistic chops, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Pix.
Mitt Romney's critics may have found a new way to skewer the GOP candidate via the soon-to-be-released Hollywood blockbuster The Dark Knight Rises, the final movie in the Batman franchise. As Romney's luck would have it, the villain of the piece is named Bane, B-A-N-E. Romney's foes say the name of the villain, sounding like the name of Romney's company, Bain Capital, B-A-I-N, which is part of the president's campaign against him, is just too rich to ignore.
That's it, huh?
Yeah,
that's their big.
They're just stupid. The news is just
making that whole connection is silly.
It's a bit of a stretch.
It really is.
It is a coincidence.
God, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. I don't get what the whole hubbub is about Bain Capital anyway.
That's nice language.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize to people that were offended by hubbub. The hubbub.
Yes.
That was in a cartoon when I was a kid. I remember somebody saying that. What's all the hubbub, bub? I think Bugs Bunny said it. Yeah, I don't see what it's all about, this whole Bain Capital thing. And when Romney was working for him and when he left and when... Who gives a shit?
Well...
Like, who cares?
A lot of people, obviously.
A lot of people care because it's a distraction. From, then it makes Romney have to spend more time defending himself against some weird fucking allegation they're making instead of bashing Obama on his record. Mm-hmm. So, the more shit they could throw at Romney, the less shit Romney could throw back at Obama. It's just, and nothing.
But that's how it's always worked.
Colin's take on that last night. Colin's take on that last night was great.
What did he say?
He said the government isn't supposed to work. He goes, all these, how the checks and balances, they say, were put in place years ago by those grand founding fathers. There's so much shit there. Like, no one's supposed to have so much power, or even a group of people, Congress or whatnot. They're not supposed to have so much power that they can change things, that they can make these big changes. Mm-hmm. It was never supposed to be that way. So they put all these things in place that keep things just the way they are. And things kind of move along at a very slow pace, but nothing is supposed to get done. You're supposed to have this group of people saying, no, we don't want that. We want that. No, we don't want that. Then they argue and nothing gets done, but the country kind of moves right along anyway. And that's kind of the way it's supposed to work.
Aren't we better than that, though?
He said that you do hope that every so often a good idea comes about and people will make those compromises. Believe me, I'm not doing it in the comedic style that Colin was doing. I'm not trying to do it. I'm just saying the ideas that he was bringing up make a lot of sense.
But maybe we're not better than that. Maybe
no, I don't think we are.
Maybe that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't think we are. Kenny, could I have some tissues? My right nostril's dripping like an old fucking, like a whore on Sunday.
He got that idea from me.
We got it, though.
I know. I love it.
Did you panic there?
No.
Okay.
I just like doing the you get it and then blatantly saying what I meant.
Because I said to him, nobody works together, Carl. He's like, that's a good point, Chipper.
So Colin stole your...
Yeah, I was doing something about the Constitution.
You were doing something?
Yeah, I was just talking about it.
You were riffing?
Yeah, just joking about it.
Where? At the cellar? Were you on stage?
I was like, it's such a rolled up piece
Where do you play, Chip? Where do you fucking go on stage?
Madison Square Garden.
No.
I want to see this new... there's a new UFC Chip TV.
Oh, man.
I want to see this. I really want to see Colin's new thing. Because he told me he's working on it.
Really good.
How long was it, an hour?
Yeah, it was about an hour. And, him just watching him work on shit like that is great. Because he's fucking crushing. I mean, people are laughing their asses off. And then he'll hit on something where you can see he's struggling trying to get the bit together. And he's creating it it's not quite working, but he just acknowledges it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he'll get it together. I can't wait to see it.
Fuck yeah.
When, we got to get him on the show. Why doesn't he do our show?
I know.
More, I should say.
He used to wake up and come running in.
He used to come in his pajamas. What happened? He's sleeping better?
Soaking his dumb fucking thing in tea. Pouring tea on his biscuits. Fucking old British woman.
Old British woman. I got to steal this napkin.
Go ahead.
I don't know what's happening here. My eye was itching, and now my nostril's running.
What are you talking about? Nobody understands either one of
us. In other news,
yes,
stupid Boy Scouts reaffirmed their ban on gays.
Yeah.
What?
What is their problem with the gays?
I think they assume that gay goes hand in hand with pedophilia. And if there's a gay gentleman that is in charge of young children, young boys, that they might be apt to touch said boys.
So I don't know how I'd feel if I was like, I hate the Boy Scouts. Hate them. Because I think they're just goody two-shoes.
I hated it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel. Like, if I was, like, for me, I'm like, they should let gays in. But how would I feel if I was a parent? I don't know. It's easy to say, but would it bother me if I was a parent? Would I worry about my 12 or 13-year-olds? First of all, if your fucking kid is loving the Boy Scouts, he's probably a douche. Your kid's probably a douche.
You don't see that as a good stepping stone to learning responsibility and
programs,
teamwork.
No, I'm sure you get good things out of it. I'm sure there's good things in it, but
I hated being.
I don't know.
I don't think I officially made Boy Scouts. What is it?
Were you a wee blow?
No, what's below
Not
that?
wee below. Wee blow.
It's wee below.
Wee blows.
Wee blows.
You were in the wee blows?
I was a Cub Scout and then a wee below.
Yuck.
But then
Don't
not
say
a-
wee below.
It's wee below.
Let me see it.
We be loyal scouts. Wee belows.
Is that higher than a Boy Scout?
we be loyal scouts.
Is that higher than a Boy Scout?
No.
So how does it go?
Cub Scout, wee below.
I was
Boy
a
Scout.
Cub Scout and I said, this shit isn't for me.
Wolves, bears, wee belows, Boy Scouts.
So I barely made it to the first stage, and that was it?
Bullshit. If you didn't make the wee belows.
Just creepy. They're all wearing those fucking faggoty ascots walking around.
Ascot.
There's fucking little things tied around their neck. Grown men in shorts. Come on, let's camp. Instead of staying home and fucking your wife. Assholes.
Come on, let's camp.
Yeah, it just stinks.
I like your take, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Belows.
Learn to tie this and do this just in case you're ever stuck in the woods for 8 months.
What, you don't think getting a badge in knots is good?
It's valueless.
I
Yeah.
have so many fucking belt loops. I had more belt loops than
Yeah,
any.
where to
What do
get
you
you?
mean belt loops?
Where to get you?
What do you mean, where to get me?
What's the one thing you learned from the Boy Scouts?
How to have a little bit of integrity in this world.
Oh,
That's
well,
it?
Where did that
Or
go?
could you start a fire? Could you start a fire?
No, but I could tie a fucking mean square knot.
Who gives
Yeah.
a fuck? When you need a
Anyone
knot,
can.
you just know what to do.
Hey,
No,
what do you
not a
mean
square
belt
knot.
loops?
See the little loops on his belt, like the triangles there?
No.
You get a little belt loop if you can accomplish something. You get
Oh,
a
it goes
swimming
on your
belt
belt?
loop, and a marbles belt loop, and a bowling
What
belt.
about a swastika armband?
There you go.
No, that's not
Did you
Weeble
earn
was.
that? How do you earn that?
You're thinking of the Nazis.
Did you make it to
Oh.
Boy Scouts?
No, I left Boy Scouts because they made fun of
Brown shirt
the
organization.
young kids.
Oh, no. What'd they say?
And you didn't like that?
Well, I went in for a preview, and they were making fun of the old Boy Scouts were making fun of the new Boy Scouts, and I said, I don't want to be in that world.
Because Sam was his mother was so good to him and so loving,
Yes.
he couldn't handle being teased.
Right. What
Yeah,
the
wait.
fuck?
What do you
It's
mean?
like when
You
the
can't
new
even wanna
replacements
go-
came in.
You can't handle a little hazing?
A little razzing.
You haze every new guy that comes
Yeah,
into
you
this
know, a little
organization.
razzing.
I was in
Hey,
5th grade.
You earn your keep, and then,
Yeah,
and then when
hazing-
you earn respect, then you get it. It's like the new guys coming into the nom.
Hazing's part of the world.
I didn't say
Gardner.
it was bad. I said I didn't want to do it. It wasn't worth it.
Take a look at this piece of shit.
Yeah, tag him and bag him. This biracial, we don't know what the hell he is. Curly-haired Yeti piece of shit.
Maybe they don't like your kind in the Boy Scouts.
You only get hazed for something that you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to
Yeah, but
do
you made
it,
it all the way to the Wee Blows.
it's 5th grade. That's 4 years. That's not a.
That's a lot. I only made it to Cub Scouts. I didn't even know what the next stage was.
You have no follow through.
Nah, I hated it. I really did hate it.
I also didn't like camping. I didn't like being outdoors.
I liked camping.
You
though.
pussy.
Any knot that wasn't a square knot. I had trouble with.
Jesus Christ.
I do like camping, though.
You do?
A little scary, but I like it.
I don't
Did you ever
mind
go to
some
Siwanoy?
camping in, comfortable Weather.
What?
I don't want to camp. No, I just be comfortable weather. I don't have to be comfortable.
Did you
like
do drive-by camping,
beds or anything.
or did you used to go into the woods and do some real camping?
I used to fucking go camping, especially in California, man. Riding horses into the fucking mountains and go camping.
For real?
Crazy, yeah.
You slept out there?
Real deal.
Not the drive-by lots and shit where, all right, your space is 27, it's right next to the urinal.
Not that shit. You're talking
hated that.
pitching the tent.
Yeah, that's
and,
scary, though.
Gathering the wood.
I hate. Someone just
sexy.
twittered. There's nothing worse than a grown man in a Boy Scouts uniform.
Yeah, they do look silly.
You really do look like an asshole in that outfit.
Excuse me, Scoutmaster Sandusky.
You want to hear
Can you help me with this?
You want to hear from a guy that learned what a blowjob was because of Boy Scouts?
Oh,
sure. Sam?
Yeah.
Oh. Sam, you don't even know how to make a fire.
Why would I need to make a fire? I live in a house.
You were in the Weeblos. I bet you the Weeblos did fire shit.
Weeblos have lighters.
What?
Yeah, but that's cheating.
You don't need to make a fire. It's 2012.
Were they ever
What if you're in the
racially
woods
exclusive
and
or
you
no?
Need to eat.
They should have been.
I'm not going into the woods. That's the whole
Do you know how
point.
to kill anything to survive?
If I had, I'm sure you break a neck, you stab it, you
See, they
strangle
don't
it.
teach these kids nothing.
Yeah, he's doing wrestling moves. Yeah. You lay it down and you jump off the top rope and you put your thigh on it.
A leg drop on a little rabbit.
Rock bottom.
What? Yeah. What year did the Boy Scouts come out? Because were they racially segregated or?
I'm sure.
Let's get Dana on the phone
exclusive?
while Sam looks that up. Dana.
Boys, good morning.
Good morning.
So this was more of a didactic session than a practical one. So one of my first trips canoeing down in the Satilla River in Georgia, I was about 11 years old, canoeing along, and the older Boy Scouts were talking about a blowjob. Finally, I
Gave him one.
I said, "What's a blowjob?" And one of the guys said, "Well, it's when a girl sucks your cock." And I just remember thinking, well, that doesn't seem to make much sense.
Oh boy.
Boy, what a
hell's
dummy
your
you are.
problem?
That's the whole story?
That's the story, Jim.
You didn't get molested or face fucked on the river?
Thought somebody.
This story stinks.
I thought somebody blew you. Or
I was hoping for a Huck Finn moment where fucking like you know what, Jim, and fucking and another boy held you down.
Someone whitewashed your face.
That's an amazing story, Dana. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Great.
Terrific. All right.
It was founded in 1910, but I don't know exactly when.
Oh, that means they didn't allow the blacks.
No, probably.
No Negroes back then?
When did they allow the blacks?
I can't find that.
Are you allowing any Negroes? Oh.
You want to go to Josh? Want to try this one more time?
Sure.
I hope he's not joshing.
My scout leader was a kid toucher.
Of course he was.
He writes, and I was never touched, he says, but he knows people that were.
Oh.
Josh?
Good morning.
Don't say his name, dummy, okay? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my scout director, who actually doubled as my summer camp owner, was a child molester. This was in 1986, I think
Lucky
it was.
dog.
And the camp, actually, they had to close down the camp in 1987. That was my last summer there. I personally wasn't touched.
Where was this place? Just say the name of the name of the area. You don't have to say the name. Just like what state?
It was in suburban Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, what a mistake that was.
You remember that, Uncle Paul?
Sure. I'd teach him how to. I'd tie off my little scarf kerchief.
Yeah.
It's a handkerchief scarf,
Right.
And I'd teach the little kids how to. Hey, we below. Here's how you tie the knot. Put your hands behind your back.
Whoa.
Yeah, you teach them how to tie a knot by putting their hand behind their back.
What, would you tie their hands with the little neckerchief?
Yeah, with the neck of handkerchief, and you tie their hands and you kiss their bottom until they break wind on you. Yay!
Oh, Uncle Paul.
I'm a wee below. I'm like, me too. I'm Scoutmaster Hargis.
Oh, imagine that. You wheel up there and you got to go to Scoutmaster Hargis.
Yeah, that's how do you start a fire? I'm like, you just flick your palm malls over there in the leaves. Now get over there and put it out with your tinkle. Started getting a tent with Scoutmaster Paul.
Oh no! You would share the tent with the boys?
Sure, one tent, 9 boys. Everybody,
Wow.
we would play. Let's roll around like we're practicing. If there's a fire, everybody rolls around.
You stop, drop, and roll. That's how you put the fire out.
And you got to roll over the magic fire putter out a stick.
What is that?
Roll your bottom over this. Little Cub Scout. Yay. I didn't like the Boy Scouts.
No?
No.
Oh, that was, are the kids older in Boy Scouts? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like when they're
that must
Cub
be-
Scouts.
Yeah?
Tiger Cubs are only first grade.
I know they are. Who you telling?
You didn't like teaching them hygiene after they started getting little hair and...
Little what?
Like hair. Once you start getting hair, you know, that you got to start concentrating more on your hygiene.
Go on. I don't be bothered with that nonsense.
No?
I like a little, what are they called?
Tiger Cubs?
Tiger Cub.
Oh,
You
God.
get them in there, and drop and roll over the bump. Roll over the bump in the tent. Yeah. Sure. Why else would I want to be in the woods? Bunch of young boys. Everybody's camping. Here's how you keep that clean.
All right, Uncle Brian.
That's
Thank
enough
you,
for him.
Josh.
Jesus.
You gotta clean your peenie off after you tinkle on the fire.
Well, we might want to take Eric in Jersey because at scout camp, they made them take off their bathing suits while showering when no one wanted to.
That old gag.
We've done this bit a million fucking times. I'm amazed by the amount of guys that had to take their bathing suits off in
swimming
school and
naked.
Boy Scout and all that shit. Yeah, a lot of these places you had to swim naked.
We had to change our bathing suits when we went swimming. And there'd be the couple scoutmasters in there with the kids.
Oh, man.
Those were the gay guys.
And so there'd be the 2 guys with the giant hairy balls, and then all of us were like, what the fuck
Wait,
is
they
that?
took their shit off too?
Yep.
Those are the gay guys.
Or
Yep.
the pedos.
That's what.
Yeah, those
Or
are
the
pedos.
Or the pedos. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is 2 different things. It really is. Some people get confused.
Yeah.
Those hairy balls are ingrained in my memory.
You wait. So
Remember
when you
that.
had a shower?
Yeah, well, we go...
Hold on there, Eric. I'm going to get to you. And hold on to Aaron and hold on to John. 3 really good calls.
We go swimming once a month at a pool, and there'd be a locker room and everything, and you'd have to shower and change out of your bathing suit in a locker room in front of everybody, and all the little, all of us. We were like 4th and 5th grade, so we're trying to, change under towels and stuff and hold them up and everything.
Oh, man.
And then there'd be the 1 or 2 scout leaders that would
big
just
hairy
their
balls?
towels couldn't be further away from them, somewhere on the floor.
That is just
not right.
fucked up.
And their
That's
giant
not right.
hairy balls just hanging out for all of us to see.
I think some of these pedos got away with murder when we were growing up.
They didn't touch
now
anyone
everyone
there.
is
How do you
suspicious
know?
and
I
on.
I guess. They didn't touch me.
But they're on high alert now. Back when we were growing up, they got away with murder.
They didn't
Oh,
touch you, Crackers. When your mother would pick you up from camp, she'd probably pick you up by the legs and smell your crotch to make sure no one had been in there.
Oh, my God.
That's where you play frickle frackle in the shower, where you put soap all over the head and you slap the
Right,
little
you
cheeks.
slap them.
I remember showering
Frackle.
with my bathing suit on. Then I would do the towel thing and pull my bathing suit off.
No, they would. I think they might have been getting off on just being exposed around all those boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did they get
Just-
rods?
No,
Did
not
you
that
know-
I remember.
Did you know as a little kid that it was just wrong?
It was hard. Yeah, I remember. Like, what the fuck?
You
Like,
did, right?
Yeah,
like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
We all have our towels covering ourselves, and then there's these 2 guys. They're just
Trying to show you that the
free
body is
balling.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And be men. Look at
Don't
each
be
other.
ashamed, boys.
I bet they used to jack off.
You think so?
Thinking about you guys in the shower, yeah.
Trying to cover ourselves with our
Trying
little
to cover
towels.
all innocent.
Whoops!
Oh,
There goes the
poor
towel.
How old are Boy Scouts?
Whoops.
Not
Boy
Cub Scouts, but how old?
Starts in sixth
Sixth grade, right?
Until
It's about
when?
12. Until
Until
high
you
school.
discover
Yeah.
girls.
Until you're an Eagle Scout when you're 18.
But is it harder? Let me ask you, because say most gay guys are not pedophiles. So say a guy who's gay, but who likes adult men. Is it harder for him? Like if you're a 16-year-old teenager and you're a Boy Scout and you're in the woods, is a gay guy might want to fuck you? As a man, if you're out with a bunch of teenage girls, it's going to be really hard not to want to fuck them in the tent because you're not. You say you're a guy, you're not a pedophile, you don't like little girls. But it's a girl 16,
but you're
almost 17.
All right,
How do you
Jimmy,
not want to fuck her in the
give
woods?
me the fucking eye.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but as a straight man in that situation, you're thinking things.
Yes,
you're absolutely thinking things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is it harder? Is that why? Do parents? Would I worry about that if I was a parent? I don't know. I might.
Well, we traveled with den mothers.
Oh, okay.
I remember the den mothers.
Oh, yeah.
They were weird too.
They were called the cock blockers. Blockers.
Hey, let's go to this guy who had to take his bathing suit off too. That is the weirdest fucking thing. It comes up a lot on our show. Eric, go ahead.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi, Rock.
All right.
So I did not remember this at all until I got in my car and started listening to this bit. So
that means you were touched, probably, according to Jimmy.
What was his name?
Jimmy's flow chart.
Yes.
Yeah. It was in a sleepaway camp in Maryland. I was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and there was just this big wooden box that had 14 or 15 shower heads, and he used to just make us line in. And, you know, we're all young kids, so we didn't want to take our bathing suits off. And we had our scoutmasters in there, probably like 60, 65 years old, and they would not let us leave the shower until all of us took our bathing suits off. And whatever, I'm scared to death, so I'm taking it off. But then you have the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts that were fighting the scoutmasters, like, no, we're not taking it off. And they just started start whipping us with towels until we would take our bathing suits off and make us soap up ourselves. You're not going to get clean with a bathing suit on.
And I would imagine if you're an older gay guy, that's just good enough. You get to see, like, you know, boys turning into men, fucking
Young
naked.
men.
That's crazy.
It was awful. And then, like, I was telling my mother, and she was like, you're exaggerating. It didn't actually happen.
Oh, nice. Isn't that great when a parent won't listen?
So what do you say?
Oh, my God.
So what do you do on Mother's Day? Do you call up and go, hi, cunt, I just wanted to wish you a happy Mother's Day?
Hey, thanks. I just sent her pictures from exactly what happened. So, all right, guys.
Thanks, man.
See you later.
No, taking the bathing suits off, that's just a turn on for somebody. Because you don't need to do that.
My mom.
I used to shower with my bathing suit on thinking, well, I'm getting the chlorine out of my dumb suit.
My mom was
Then I'd wring it out.
a den mother and like a class mom and all that. And she told me later on, like a couple years ago, the only reason she was so involved in all the school and all the, you know, Cub Scouts and all that stuff was because she wanted to make sure that nobody was doing any of that.
Oh, man.
She wanted to make sure she was around as much as possible.
Yeah, good for her.
Find out
She
if there were
thought
any-
you were attractive enough.
No, I don't think
to
she was
be
a
touched.
Please, she knew everybody wanted to put the Dick and Sam.
Yeah.
I
They
appreciate
were lining
that
up.
compliment.
Oh, man.
Let's go to, Aaron in Utah. This one, are you just saying this to be on the radio? I have to ask.
No, we
get
go on these trips in December called the Klondike, where they would go and show us how to make igloos and melt them right, and we'd sleep in them, and then they would strip us down to our undies to show us how body heat would be a survival method.
Come on.
I'm serious. It's like your clothes were wet, you know, and then you strip down to your undies and like show us that body heat would help you survive. If you were
Wait, but would you lay together or just in the same place?
No, they'd give us the 2-man sleeping bags.
What?
No.
Who makes that?
serious.
The Hargis sleeping bag company?
Sure, it's like a sidecar. You got one long end and one short end for the lad.
The little one.
Yeah, this way you can't squirm around. You get him in the cocoon, and you have like a little area where the flap opens, and you can kind of poke him in his backside to wake him up.
What the
There was
fuck
always
is that?
There was always that lucky boy that got to go with the Scoutmaster.
Of course.
Oh, man.
No, come on.
I don't know. I wouldn't
serious,
put it
I'm
past
serious.
these motherfuckers.
That's fucked up.
They called it the Klondike.
The Klondike, great. Yeah, some gay guy came up with that one. No, I shouldn't say that. That's not fair. Some fucking pedo.
Well, if you're
Some fucking pedo came up with let's start something called the Klondike.
Klondike.
They'll buy it.
There's probably straight pedos and gay pedos, so in the Boy
True,
Scouts
but-
probably attracts gay
Yeah,
pedos.
yeah.
Whereas like regular schools and shit probably attracts straight pedos.
Right.
Right, I had a dumb line about Jerry Sandusky renaming the book 50 Shades of Gay, and then people got really mad at me going, he's not gay, he's a pedo.
You could be a gay pedo.
You can be a gay pedo, though.
Yeah, if you only
But in a
fuck
way,
boys, you're a gay pedo. If you only
Right.
fuck girls, you're a straight pedo. You're
Right.
a pedo first, though.
But in a way, I was educated a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't
Little
like gay
bit.
being. They don't like gay being tied in with pedo, probably mindlessly.
Just assuming
Yeah.
that pedo means gay every time. But I was confused by that.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
Pedos like children. I mean, I think
someone like Sandusky, could he be a pedo and not a gay guy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, I don't know. But he probably is a repressed homosexual, but like a pedo too.
But it's possible to just be a pedo and not be gay if you're touching
little
young
girls.
Boys?
No, I mean if you're
no, in his case,
I don't know how.
That's where I'm confused by.
I would say no. My guess, if you're a pedo and you're only fucking little girls, you're a pedophile,
right?
But you're a quote-unquote straight pedophile.
Right.
There's a lot of pedophiles that only want to fuck girls. And I think I guess a guy like Sandusky is a pedophile who apparently only fucked boys, so he's gay. I mean, I think that's...
Well, a lot of guys were tweeting me angrily saying he's not gay, he's a pedo.
But they're not like gay,
that.
mindlessly tied into it. There maybe are pedos that just fuck anything young. I don't know how that breaks down. It was never my fucking... Thank God. Yeah. Thank God. Oh, God. I'll tell you, I hated pedos. I would always trash them. And me and Russ Maneve, the comic, were talking, and he phrased it somehow. He goes, "Oh, I'm so glad I don't have that one." Like, and I'm like, that's a great way to put it. Like, thank God I don't have that fucking sickness.
That one.
Oof. I got most of them, but God damn it, that's one that skipped me.
Thank God you don't have that demon.
You think you'd be in prison?
I wouldn't even want to have to fight that.
Oh my God!
I wouldn't even I have such a visceral. I don't hate children, honestly.
Oh, look at that! What a great commercial to come on.
I look at kids sometimes, and I'm like, how the fuck does that turn anybody on?
It's annoying.
There's nothing sexy about them with their dumb little trousers. I just don't get it. But I don't know how it breaks down.
Little trousers.
But if you're a pedo and you only fuck boys, then I think you're a gay pedo.
Yeah.
If you only fuck girls, you're a straight pedo.
That seems about right for me. You know, I understand that.
Yeah. But are there pedos that just fuck anything? Then they're bi pedos.
Right.
But they should be. I think the issue is being described as pedophiles, not just saying gay.
Well, absolutely.
Right.
But there is a way to break it down because gay people can't say that Sandusky is not a gay pedophile because why then isn't he fucking all children? Why is he only fucking young boys unless that's his preference?
Right.
Right.
And then someone, Mike in Jersey, we don't have time to go to you. The body heat thing is a special forces. It's not uncommon. Yeah, but Boy Scouts don't need to learn that.
They're not special forces, yeah. Believe me.
Some special forces going on in there.
Yeah.
Love.
If you're going to special forces, then you'll learn that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
You don't need to learn that in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, because if you try to fucking, oh god damn it, I forgot the reference.
What happened there, Jimmy?
I was going to do a reference to the fucking, I couldn't quit you.
Yeah. Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, I was way off. Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, Jimmy.
Sorry, boo.
Let me say hi to John in Philly. John.
Hi, Shaq.
Good evening.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was a Boy Scout, and I was just straight up molested by my Scoutmaster.
Damn.
Yeah, it was kind of messed up.
How did it happen?
Like a little kid crush on his sister, so I'd had like a little afternoon date with her. Afterwards, we went back to her house. I'm really nervous telling this.
Wait, how old were you, and how old was she, and how old was the Scoutmaster?
I was about 13. The girl was about the same age. We both went to the same Mormon church. This was in Southern California.
Yeah.
And he was probably late 20s.
Oh, boy.
So we had a little date, like walking around the neighborhood. And then afterwards got back to their house. The date was kind of over. I was going to say goodbye and walk home. And dude says to me, "Oh, you know what? I've got like some new camping equipment, like some tents. Do you want to come check them out? They're in my bedroom."
Oh, boy.
He still lives at home, which thinking back now was kind of weird.
How old was he?
Yeah.
Did
Late
he say?
20s, I guess.
Okay.
So went back into his bedroom, and he's like, "Oh, look at my tent." I'm like, "Oh, okay, tent, that's nice." And he said, "Oh, why don't you hang out? Want to play a game?"
Oh,
and I kind of said, "Okay." He said, "How about Truth or Dare?"
Oh, no.
And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Well, but you know, when people play Truth or Dare, no one really wants to play Truth. So let's just play Dare."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he said, "And, you know, to make it even more interesting, I'll just come up with a list. I'll write down a list of dares that we can choose to play with each other."
His fucking game stinks.
It was the worst. And they were things like, you know, touch butts, clean up, which was where you take a washcloth and get it wet and wash the other guy's cock with it. One of them was I forget what he called it on the list, but you know when you get your pants back from the dry cleaner and there's that cardboard tube on the hanger to keep your pants from getting a crease in them?
Yes.
Yeah.
You take that thing off of the hanger, put it in the other guy's asshole, and blow through it.
That is hilarious.
Thank you for giving us our next bit.
Oh, E-Rock.
Great, a Chicago bit.
Right, we need a Chicago bit.
Oh, my
Why
God.
did you, why did you go into this guy's room?
I was taught to go along with what grown-ups say, and he was the scoutmaster. I was just kind
That
of
trusting
intimidated.
thing, son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
Why didn't you leave his room when you realized, even in your young mind, that things weren't right?
Well, after I gave him a hand job, that's when I figured this is getting weird.
What dare was that called?
He called it buzz off.
Buzz off?
Buzz off. You buzz the other guy off.
Oh my
Now,
God.
were you attracted to some of this shit in your young mind, or?
I didn't really understand what was going on.
I keep
It
saying
never
young
occurred
mind.
to me that it never occurred to me that I might be molested, and I just didn't really. And he did it kind of gradually.
Right.
Gradually over about 20 minutes. But yeah, it didn't really. It kind of sunk in after he. Well, he wanted to be on the floor, and I had to kind of mount him, and that's when he did his buzz off. So he kind of came on my back.
Wait. I don't even see how this works.
I do. He's laying. The older gentleman's laying on his back.
Yeah.
You climb on. Are you rubbing your asshole on his dick, like lap dancing him?
I wasn't rubbing on him, but that's about where my ass was.
Oh, so he was humping your ass?
Well, his cock was kind of right below my ass, and he was jerking off, and it landed on my ass.
Oh, okay. He couldn't believe he was that close, feeling
no.
he was feeling your penis pressed against his pubis.
Yeah, it was the closeness, I think, that did it for him.
Ugh.
And yeah, then when he came on my back, that's when I said, I think I needed it home.
Did you ever?
The Boy Scouts.
There's the
gay
dumb Boy
band.
Scouts on CNN.
As this guy's telling his story.
Look at how ridiculous the guy looks in
my
his Boy
God.
Scout shorts. He's 70 years old.
Yeah.
So did he do anything to you?
He kind of just tugged on me a little bit. He never fucked me or anything or made me blow him. But he definitely touched me. I got out of there. Nothing ever happened again with this guy.
How long were you in contact with the guy after the fact?
Maybe a year. I don't live anymore. I don't live out there anymore. I still have family out there though. He's still around. He's married now.
Why don't you knock on his door and go, "Hey, motherfucker, you want to come on my back again?"
Well, a couple things. Nothing. Hold on, sir. A couple things. Nothing happened to this guy. No one else caught him doing any shit.
No, he's still out there.
Okay, and how did this affect you as you grew up?
I'm sure it has, but I'm not. I couldn't say how. Maybe I hit the Boy Scouts.
Are you?
But yeah, I'm not homophobic or anything. I don't freak out like that.
Are you gay?
No.
There's a weird.
My girlfriend.
I'm getting a tweet now. Someone saying pedos don't care if it's a boy or a girl. It's the fact that they're kids that they like. But I don't know how true that is. I think that maybe for some of them it is, for bi-pedos. But there are pedophiles that only fuck boys.
Yeah.
And there are pedophiles that only fuck little girls. I think just because, and I don't blame gays for not wanting to be lumped in as pedophiles, because most of them are not. But just because they don't want to be lumped in, you can't call something other than what it is.
Right.
And you can still have an orientation and be a pedophile.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure.
But there's, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't believe that pedophiles just like anything under 10.
No. I think
some might.
Michael Jackson.
What about him?
Well, was he with boys and girls or just
boys? So boys only.
Boys.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was a pedo, to be honest with you. I mean, I've always thought he was, but then I'm like, I don't know. He's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, let me read this tweet from John Dad with 2 D's, Jon as well. You probably shouldn't link up someone being gay, which isn't wrong, with being a pedo, which is very wrong. I get that a little bit now, or I get it more.
Not mindlessly link it, but if you're a pedo who only fucks boys,
right,
then you
Then
probably
you're
are a
gay.
gay pedo.
Right.
You're gay and a pedophile. Doesn't mean that every gay guy is a pedo.
Right.
Jesus.
I got you, John Dad.
Because how many guys fuck little girls? They're straight.
Yeah.
You know, they're just pedos.
Yeah.
Maybe they say they want pedophile to be first. You're a pedophile who's gay, or you're a pedophile who's straight. Pedo being the first adjective.
Yeah.
But that to me is just almost a PC way of saying it. You know, it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, John and Philly, thanks for sharing your story.
Jesus Christ.
I've never told that story before.
All right.
Are you damaged by that story?
My hands are shaking a little bit. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Go jack off.
Yeah, bringing it all back.
Do you feel ashamed?
I kind of wish that I'd figured out what was going on about 10 minutes earlier than I did.
It could have been worse, though, dude.
Yeah, and how old are you?
Yeah.
I mean, how old were you?
13.
13. I'm about 42 now. About to turn
Okay.
42.
I wonder if there's going to be some big relief for you that you told your story.
Yeah, it could be.
Let us know down the road.
All right.
All right?
Watch his girlfriend listens and dumps him, and then his family ostracizes him.
I'm not playing buzz off with you, John.
Yeah, now buzz off. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, John, right on, man. John and Philly, wow.
Yeah. That makes me hate the Boy Scouts, and, you know, makes their argument.
You know, before we go to break, we got Ed. He's a cop who just goes after pedophiles. Let's say hi to Ed. Ed. Oh, hold on.
I hate Ed.
I think I
Hear me?
Ed, I got you now. What's up, buddy?
All right, hey, yeah, I'm a cop in Jersey, and I do investigate all the pedophiles. Pedophilia is actually like a psychiatric diagnosis, other than them being officially classified after being arrested. They're just kid touchers prior to that.
What do you... Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's a diagnosis. Like, pedophilia is a diagnosis.
So let me ask you a question about pedos. There are gay... Like, if a pedo only fucks boys, what would you classify him as?
He's a homosexual pedophile.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, but if he only fucks girls, he's a straight pedophile.
Right, but there are, you know, predatory, well, I guess all pedophiles are predators, but, you know, there's, like, opportunistic predators, pedophiles. They'll go after whoever they can get their hands on, you know, boys or girls, but there is the distinction between heterosexual and homosexual.
Well, now let me ask you, now the opportunistic ones, wouldn't they just be considered bisexual pedos?
I guess they could be, but they're yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to try and clear that up. You know, I mean, hey, if you like boys and girls, you're bisexual, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. And again, I understand why gays would not want to be, of course, not want to, because they've been lumped in with pedos so unfairly so many times.
Right.
When there's so many fucking pedos that fuck little girls.
Yeah.
But just because that's an unfair assumption, it doesn't mean that you should say that a pedophile just fucks anything that's 9, because that's not the way it works.
Right.
Well, let me ask Ed, are there more gay pedophiles or straight pedophiles?
It's about 50-50.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, Dr. Oh, what?
Sorry, the pedophiles that are after that are opportunistic. These guys are attracted to the age and that innocence. They're not necessarily attracted to a sex.
Okay, now what? When you would catch these guys, how satisfying was it to actually put the cuffs on one of these guys?
Oh, it's fantastic.
What?
There's nothing more satisfying than making a grown man cry.
Do they bump their heads accidentally?
Yes, there's a few brake checks on the way to the
Brake checks.
So you found some. Did you find any that you hated more than others? Like, did you find that there were some that were creepy that just wanted to touch kids, and then there were the sadists?
Yeah, there's guys that are out there that really want to hurt them. Into more of a painful assault.
I just don't get
Wow.
it.
Wow.
I just don't get it.
I gotta say, Dr. Steve texted. He goes, geez, I can't beat that story. My counselor just took showers with us sporting a giant boner.
Is that true?
I don't know. Guy,
Dr. Steve, if that's true, call up for after the break.
Guy showering with a giant boner. How frightening that would
Well,
be.
you know what? The water would leak down and would go under the crown and would drip into my mouth like a hamster feeder.
I want to know how you explain that away. Showering with a big boner in front of other people.
Yeah, big rod.
All right, Dr. Steve, hopefully after the break. Let's not forget Gary Oldman from Dark Knight will be in about an hour, I think.
Cool. About that, yes. And then Mick Foley's
9:15, and then Mick Foley's stopping by to say hi, our old pal.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Just hit it, E-Rock. It doesn't.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show, Sirius XM.
I want to thank somebody. And I'm going to stare at Anthony as I do this. I want to thank Gene Simmons.
Whoa. Gene Simmons.
I want to thank Gene Simmons right now.
I'm trying to guess.
Are you okay
why.
with this?
Well, it depends. What did
fair enough.
What did he do?
I want to thank Gene Simmons.
What did the
yes, this might be a
amazing
surprise for
Gene
a
Simmons
lot of
do?
O&A listeners. Gene Simmons just tweeted a link and then says, fund for a radio producer of the Opie and Anthony Show who passed unexpectedly, leaving young wife, and it continues. So I would imagine young wife and son.
Oh.
Did he tweet that?
Yes, he
Well,
did,
that is
Jimmy.
very nice.
Yes, he did. That's why I didn't want you to go to the bathroom.
Oh, very nice.
Gene Simmons doing the right thing. What was the rest of the tweet? Because it looks like it...
Fund for radio producer of the Opie and Anthony Show who passed unexpectedly, leaving young wife and child.
He just kind of retweeted. That's
You
very
know,
cool.
all right, Gene.
Gene has a lot of followers, and that
Well,
really is
that's-
going to move this Steve Carlisi Memorial Fund.
Yeah.
We're up to almost $25,000, which is unbelievable. I want to thank the listeners. That's way
Amazing.
more than we thought we'd get at this stage of the game.
Great job, yes.
You know what?
And MJ is beyond appreciative and wants to thank everybody who has given to the fund, and to the people who are just thinking of Steve and maybe can't give to the fund because they got their own shit going.
I'm
on.
retweeting Gene Simmons. That was nice of him to do.
So am I. So am
I guess I will too, Gene.
So am I.
That's pretty decent of Gene, I must say.
It is. It's like maybe he's at times not done the right thing, but I'll say in that one when it really means something, he certainly did.
Yeah, that Gene.
Yeah, I just retweeted it.
All right, Gene.
I'm gonna go pee.
Just in case you don't know how to
Can
spell
I
it.
retweet your tweet? No, I'll just retweet.
Let's all just retweet our
I'm
tweets.
retweeting this.
Let's just keep retweeting our tweets.
Retweet. There, I just retweeted.
That was very cool of Gene Simmons. Very cool. Very cool. That's wow. Thank you to Gene Simmons. And what are we up to? 23 and a half. 23.5. Nice. Anthony, I went to see The Dark Knight with Roland.
Yes.
And Roland, his thing today is, to do the Batman
Bat ears.
And
I don't know why he does it with like two fingers, like he's doing it like bunny ears, like two sets of bunny ears. Like
right.
he's making two peace signs with his hands and putting them up by his head.
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm not creative.
You could just do one, or something. I don't know.
And he did to me like he's all in with this Dark Knight. And I go, shut up, Roland. You slept through half the movie.
Did he? Did you sleep?
I cut the good important parts.
and I swear to you, and I was too scared to fucking pull out my phone because they watch it like hawks at these things. You laugh in your sleep.
What?
He laughs in his sleep. You hear this laugh, which I love, by the way. I love trying to imitate it. It's a very subtle version of it. You hear?
No way.
And I'm looking over like, there's nothing funny in this movie, and he is out cold. He's leaning on the girl to his left, basically, that he sort of knows.
What's up?
No, she was just being polite and didn't know how to wake you and move you.
How do you laugh?
I'm not doing your so school.
How do you laugh during sleep like that? What are you? You're like, it's like a dog chasing a rabbit. Like,
and I kept looking over. I estimate you were asleep for half the movie.
Yeah, because I woke
What do you
up-
know about The Dark Knight? I would love to know through your eyes, considering you saw maybe an hour and
I could
20 of the 2 hour.
I can promise Warner Brothers there's no spoilers coming from me.
Oh, he did keep waking up and goes to me, remember, no spoilers.
oh my!
And then goes
God.
back to sleep and with this weird little subtle laugh.
Yeah,
remember, no spoilers.
Like I
I'm
woke
like,
up.
you don't even know what's going on.
No, like I woke up and I realized I was like on top of her sleeping. Then I like, oh,
Jesus.
I know, I'm sorry, but
What do you know about The Dark Knight? What did you see last night?
I saw the beginning with the awesome aerial view, and then all of a sudden, Anne Hathaway was there, so I was like, oh, Catwoman's finally there, and then
all of a sudden,
That was 20
and then
minutes
I saw
into the
Gary
movie.
Oldman.
Hence the sleeping part. That's
Like-
why this is great, because then he wakes up, and what do you see when you
And
wake
then
up?
I woke up, and then Gary Oldman, I go, he's police commissioner, and then something happens. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, you must have had no clue.
Jimmy, you missed her.
And then during dinner, she was telling me about it. She goes, yeah, remember they did this and this? I was like, I don't. Now she goes, remember this and this happened, and I can't remember nothing.
I went to the Dark Knight with Roland, and he slept through half of it easily.
I fell asleep during it.
You fell asleep to it?
Yeah,
Or-
I was.
You were tired though.
Yeah, I remember.
But Roland falls asleep, and then he laughs in his sleep. Not like that over the top laugh that we love. Very subtle and very softly. He laughs in his sleep, like that.
I bet you when Roland sleeps, he just thinks of being in a big padded, soft room and just being tickled with feathers and loved. Roland has very pleasant dreams.
He's just thinking of people saying yes to guests.
Shuffling.
Yeah, he's thinking he sends out an email and goes, this guy's going to be a big actor, and we all go, absolutely.
He immediately gets a response from everybody, and it's yes.
Yes.
It's all his favorite actors. David Duchovny and it's always dreams.
I'm like, Suits people, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the guys from Suits.
But he would wake up and he would lean over to me and go, remember, no spoilers, and then go back to sleep. It was the weirdest thing. Why do you go?
And then I remember.
Yeah, what do you remember?
There's a battle, but I was like, why are they fighting?
Well, it's a Batman movie.
And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt character really confused me until during dinner she explained everything to me. So I'm like, that's
Who
all.
did?
Who?
Somebody that I took to the movie.
But who confused you?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the character. So I was like, what's going on with him? And then I couldn't understand it. And then I see people, parties happening.
The young police officer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why is he there? Then she filled in.
He was good, that guy that played a cop.
He was really good.
I missed a big chunk of what happened with him.
That guy, he used to be that child actor. What's his
he
name
was
there?
on Third Rock.
Third Rock from the Sun, yeah.
It's an Inception.
And then he was in that movie 50 Days of Summer, which I
50 Days of Summer,
which I did like. It was his little comeback movie, and now they're using him a lot.
Yeah, he actually was really good in it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was
Good jab. Good
You
jab.
liked the movie?
Yeah.
What you saw?
Yeah.
How could he like the movie? There's no liking the movie.
like it? You snored through the entire thing, you idiot. You didn't see any of it. You thought I had sleep apnea.
Yeah. Did you think Bane just had a sleep apnea mask on?
I didn't understand what was up with him.
It's Bane Capital or something.
Oh, boy.
I'm
Yes.
Bane Chipperson.
Payne Chipperson.
I woke up, he was attacking Batman. I was like, what's up with that?
Yes, I was attacking Batman because I don't like bats. I like badminton.
Fucking rolling rules. You are a lot of fun, buddy.
Yeah.
Your slide video's doing well, by the way.
Yeah, my leg still burns.
Does it really?
Yeah. I put cream on there. That's cool.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
The sound it makes. Did we play the sound on our show?
I don't think so.
Did you play it really fast? This is Roland going down a slide. Listen to the sound.
Let me see it, Sam.
I just got fucking chills. I just got goosebumps.
Yeah,
That's. Oh, God damn, look.
That's a great video.
I got goosebumps.
it's called.
That's like. That freaks me out.
Yeah, but thank God for Eric's King Vodka. It didn't hurt.
Eric, we put that on the Facebook page.
Yeah, it's been up there.
It's,
You crammed into that slide is hilarious.
yeah,
My
I
God.
was trying to show his son, don't be scared. This is how you do it.
at E-Rock's party, we took a break to take my son to the local playground, and Roland was a trooper. Show him the next scene, too. Roland loves to slide. It's called. And then,
That was pretty much.
and there's a kid being
Oh my God, rolling on a swing. And it's those swings that you have to get into. They're baby swings.
Yeah, for
so you're
babies.
just sitting on it.
Roland's pants are halfway down his ass.
Yeah.
He's a wreck.
It turned out all right. It's called Roland Loves to Slide if you want to check it out.
There are a few hoodlums around, so they understood.
Hoodlums.
Yeah.
There were, right?
Yeah.
There was a little gang hanging
so they
out.
understand.
Eh?
They saw
I was
that.
thinking about you.
fuck is that about?
I was thinking that maybe I could use what you got.
And Opie had to go to the bathroom. Instead of walking to Eric's house, he used a porta potty.
I told you I could shit and pee anywhere. I don't give a fuck. It smelled in there bad. And there were Nazi shit. There was like white power shit in there.
Was there some swastikas
I almost
drawn in there?
Instagrammed that for your
Oh,
for your
yeah.
pleasure.
For your pleasure.
Oh no, it was against the white power people because this playground was close to a thing.
Oh,
A thing.
I see.
My people.
Yeah,
thing.
I gotcha.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of brown. A lot of brown people.
You're making Anthony glad that he didn't go to this Nagel Fest.
Oh man, where does Nagel live?
Nagel? No, he's
that's
fine.
news to me because that's a pretty white neighborhood.
Yeah?
No,
you've been duped.
No, Nagel's house is fine. The park was a bit of a walk from where he lives. But we saw it on the way in. I said, you know what, I'm going to take a little break and give my kids some exercise. Yeah. And then Roland fucking made me howl with that. Can you play the slide sound
You
again?
should isolate it, and that should be the entire video. You should fucking just tweet that out, him going down. Yeah. Like...
I hate that.
Dude, that's fucking great.
Thanks. Yeah, that one turned out all right. Hey, we got Dr. Steve on the line here. Dr. Steve, you used to shower with a guy that had a huge boner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what made me want to be a doctor because I didn't understand how to sew the little stitches into my backside and I would bleed into my white sailor pants. He'd make me wear white sailor pants and I'd...
Sailor pants. Oh, that would be adorable, Dr. Steve.
Where I learned the definition of the word tumescent.
What is tumescent?
Well, that's what...
Is that what happens after you get one mescence?
Oh, God.
And that wrecked penis is tumescent.
Is it tumescent?
Yeah, that's the medical term for it.
Oh, well, he penetrated me with his tumescent penis.
Wow,
and he
really?
tore my anal lining.
Jesus.
So what happened?
Yeah, well, it was just, I went to this camp. This was not a Cub Scout camp. This was before Boy Scouts. I went to camp, I was about 9, I guess. And all I remember is we had to take showers, and the counselors would take showers with us, and there was this one counselor in there that I distinctly remember this. He had this giant, curved penis, and I was thinking, God, is that how old... when I get older, is my penis going to look
taste like that?
And it wasn't until much, much later that I looked back at that and realized the guy just had a giant rod.
Wow.
So
he was fucking very excited to be showering.
Yeah, why?
Yes, apparently.
But who was he again?
I remember the water, dripping off his glistening member.
Oh, man.
How old were you?
I was 9.
And why was he showering naked in front of you guys with a boner?
We were, it was camp. So, it's shower time, kids. And, you just hit the showers. And
Did anyone report his boner to anybody?
Report just his boner.
Yes. I didn't know, this is the thing. We were so little, I don't think any of us knew what it was. We just thought that's what old person dick looked like.
Wow.
Jesus.
Man.
And, yeah, I actually had that. I wasn't molested that time, but I did have a male babysitter that tried to get me to suck his penis once.
Whoa!
Yeah, just pulled it out and went, hey, check this out. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And he said, come on, play with it.
Oh, no.
It's fun.
So what'd you do besides play with it?
No, I said, hell no. I was smart enough to say that was just too weird.
How old were you?
I didn't tell my parents, and I'm still thinking about looking this guy up because he's got to be about 65 now.
How old were you and how old was he?
I guess he was 16 and I was 8 or 9. It was around that same time. I must have been quite tussleable.
Yeah, you were a little doll, I guess. What if he ends up like where you work? Would you maybe do one of those, injections?
Oh, yes. To make you comfortable.
Yes, make him comfortable. You might feel a little pressure on your head with a sledgehammer.
You were a little dish when you were young, weren't you? Jesus Christ, they all are trying to seduce him.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
Dr. Steve.
It's a good story. That's fucked up.
That's where he got his taste for wine, too. They would just ply him with some fucking alcohol.
That's what. Yeah, that's how they make it. He drips fucking like he squeezes grapes and it drips off an old crooked cock into a bedpan.
It's called Old Crooked Cock.
Yeah. Well, it's from the old vineyard of Bent. I call it Bent, the Bent Vineyard.
Well, Bobby Kelly will kill me if I don't mention my podcast. So.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I hear it's doing well there, sir.
Check us out on riotcast.com. Well, I've descended to about where I need to be, right under Voss. So.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we did really well, but I think iTunes looks at velocity, you know, so in the beginning we had a lot of people signing on, and now our audience has matured, so, you know, I'm about where I deserve to be.
You're a hardworking guy, though, because I'm constantly seeing your tweets where it's like, hey, here's the number.
Hardworking,
now.
no money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And SiriusXM owns my name and the names of the characters on my show. I just realized that from looking at my contract. So
that's wonderful.
But let me come on.
How is that fair?
Your
How
name
is
is
it,
Steve.
Yeah, how is it fair
you're a
that
doctor.
they own your name and
I
your
don't
show
know.
without
I don't
paying
think
you?
that one would fly, but that's what my contract.
No, I know. And then you go, well, this isn't fair. They go, well, you know, take it or leave it. Take it or leave
I
it.
wish that if I left that they would try to sue me for my name or characters. I have a girl that will tell you I was doing Chip before I fucked her, before I was working here.
Exactly.
Don't even think about that shit. You own none of it.
Oh, Dr. Steve, when are you coming back to New York? So we hang out for a beer or two.
Yeah, I would. We were looking at August or September, so I just got to come up with a bit. You know, ever since doing Tippy Tom's rectal exam,
Yes.
I think every bit we've had has paled in comparison. So.
Yeah, when you start out that big.
I don't know. I like the tasting of the urine bit.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. So we'll think of something.
Yeah, we could shower together. It sounds like you were fun.
We could blow into each other's assholes with a tube. We
With
learned
a
that one today.
Cardboard hanger tube.
From the dry cleaner.
Oh, my God.
We learn shit on this show
I
every
know.
day. Fuck.
Riotcast.com. I got to feed the boys some breakfast.
Riotcast.com. Good luck, buddy.
All right, Steve.
All right.
Bye,
See
Steve.
ya.
Thank you, Doctor.
Going to feed the boys some breakfast, as they call it.
That's what the guy did. Said we'd get in the shower with Steve. I'm going to go feed the boys. This young mustachioed 9-year-old. This creepy 9-year-old mustachioed boy with a weird voice. You know, I don't know if this is normal for us to be doing this.
I want to play with my Legos. He's got like the deep voice, the mustache.
Yeah.
He's 9.
He's 9 years old talking about
Toying.
physics. What was the word he used for erection?
Oh,
Tamus.
Menis.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to be a good listener
Damn
to
it.
answer that. Hey, you know today is Chappaquiddick Day?
Oh, yeah?
I love Chappaquiddick Day.
Tumescent.
Tumescent, yeah.
Thank you. Tree clouds.
Yeah, tumescent.
43 years ago, Ted Kennedy did his thing and got away with it.
Yeah.
Plunging off the bridge with Mary Jo.
That was it, huh?
And then what? He walked back to his
he's a
he walked
scumbag.
back to his place all wet.
I'm walking
Fuck
back
Ted
to the
Kennedy.
compound.
Yeah, but he couldn't go to the police. Fuck that cocksucker.
He let someone die that night.
He was a
period.
Or he just let her
Period.
lay there overnight. She would have died maybe, but what a piece of garbage he
Who knows?
was.
He
Are
didn't-
you drowning in a river? Oh.
The point is,
Mary Jo. What was her last name?
Smell this water.
The car went off and to the right. Off and to the right into the water.
Oh, Mary Jo.
Won't you glug glug glug, Mary Jo? Won't I get a hold of my head as retribution? God will pay me back. What a cock. I've read the account of that where he just went back to his room and went to bed. Left a girl in the water overnight because he said he was dazed. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, he never gave her a chance is the point here. Who knows? Maybe she did have a chance to survive if he did something.
Jeez.
But you see how he kept getting elected after that?
I know.
They wanted a Kennedy so bad in Boston.
People just forget
Amazing,
about
right?
that shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, everybody that's bitching about things like Bane Capital and stuff like that, it's like, really? You fucking kept voting in a guy that killed a woman.
Yeah. Well, they also voted in Mitt, so.
Yeah. Oh. Are you breathing any water? Oh.
Mary Jo Cup, whatever the fuck your name is.
Kopechny. Yeah, I guess he was apparently drinking that night, too.
Whatever it was complete piggish self-interest. And I'm glad it cost him a shot at the presidency. He knew he couldn't run.
He still had a great career after that.
Oh,
though.
sure he did. But he got what he deserved. A fucking drill in his head.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
All those Kennedys ended up with holes in their head.
They really
in the long run.
A Kennedy head just couldn't make it.
They love holes.
But technically, he didn't get. I mean, he lived a long life.
Yeah, no, I know.
Man.
That's true.
He was in his 70s, right? At that point?
Yeah.
I think Robert Kennedy was, of them, I think Robert Kennedy was probably the best of them. I mean, we all love JFK.
You liked Bobby.
Yeah, I mean,
Bobby.
They all fought for civil rights, but I think that he was the most dedicated to it, and he bucked Hoover.
I love Negroes. Oh.
Yeah. Robert Kennedy, do you like their darker skin? Robert Kennedy. But he was,
Bobby Kennedy, why don't we walk through the kitchen,
Bobby Kennedy? Would you like to stop and look at the saran wrap? Bobby Kennedy. Here's a man with two names the same, Bobby Kennedy. He's not asking you for an autograph, you dope.
His head went down into the floor. Down into the floor.
Oh, the last thing you see is busboy shoes. Poor Bobby Kennedy. Look at his black socks and his black Reeboks. Oh, Bobby Kennedy. Oh, my God. What a terrible shooting that was. The fact that Sirhan is alive, he really should just be fucking... I think he's crazy. Like, I've heard he refers to himself in the third person.
Does he? With that name, I
really
would too.
Yeah, but I think Robert Ressler or somebody interviewed him, or it might have been John Douglas, one of those FBI profilers.
Sirhan likes you. Sirhan thinks you're hot.
He's a real piece of shit.
Jimmy. Seinfeld.
See,
Jimmy.
I just didn't know that one. Fuck.
Jimmy likes you.
I think we got to play Mimi Beardsley now.
Oh!
Is it overplayed or? Fuck it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this, E-Rock. Gary Oldman on the way.
Mimi Beardsley, could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, haven't you done this before? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, my dick smells like Mimi Beardsley. Could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi Beardsley. Are you fucking any Negroes? Oh, do you have any friends who'll eat my ass? Have some bootleg alcohol. Oh, you're a virgin, aren't you? Smell the poppers. Her name is horrible. It's a real cock softener. Why don't you take care of my baby brother? Oh, look, his cock went back into the left. Back into the left. His cock went back into the left. Back into the left. Oh, Mimi Beardsley, could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, haven't you done this before? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, my dick smells like Mimi Beardsley. Could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi Beardsley. His cock went back into the left. Back into the left. His cock went back into the left. Back into the left. His cock went back into the left. Back into the left. His cock went back into the left. Back into the left. Oh, Mimi Beardsley, could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, haven't you done this before? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, Mimi Beardsley. Oh, my dick smells like Mimi Beardsley. Could you eat my ass? Mimi Beardsley, worst name ever. Mimi Beardsley, Mimi
We're discussing Chicago during the break here.
Chicago.
If you don't know, Opie and
Oh.
Anthony. I got excited there. Sorry. Opie and Anthony live in Chicago Friday, August 10th, 115 Bourbon Street. That is in Marionette Park, just outside of Chicago. The locals know where that is. The broadcast, we work anything out with that? Are we still going from 4 to 4:10?
No, hopefully we can start at 3. I mean, because again, that's 4 o'clock here. I think we should go, and obviously maybe have someone do a few minutes. But of course, Sam's great.
They're saying doors open.
We should literally be doors have to open sooner. They have to open earlier.
Yeah, so the details a bit sketchy, but that Friday, August 10th, get out of work early. We're hoping to get the doors open by 2-ish. Hoping to do that now.
If you want the doors open at 2, so then you want Sam to start at 2:30.
Oh no, there's a whole Sam thing that's not going to be part of this now.
Oh, good.
I'm so glad you weren't part of that conversation.
Sam will be there.
Why would you know?
Sam's not.
And I'm just saying, why wouldn't they tell you that we discussed a lot of this in the hall yesterday?
Oh yeah, no, nobody told me anything.
You're out.
We're trying to extend our time on the air.
Yeah, I know that.
So Sam might not be doing a pre-show.
I think that's a good idea.
Or he might do it earlier now. So it's a bit confusing, but I know this much. We definitely will be broadcasted live in Chicago. The first fucking time we've ever done our show in Chicago. We have no idea. You know how I said earlier, taking chances? We're taking a chance here.
Huge chance.
We're taking a huge chance. We have no idea, but we're assuming people will come from a whole bunch of different places and
You know
meet in
what?
Chicago.
I don't care. I'm going to go, and I'm going to have a good time.
That's right.
So I don't fucking care.
What if
big crowd, no crowd, don't matter.
I think we're going to get a nice crowd. I think we're going to have a really nice crowd.
Chicago's a fun... Dude, I'm actually psyched because I love Chicago. It's a fun city.
Never been.
It's a fucking...
Don't they call it Fun City?
Well, I call it Fun City, but I don't even say it like that.
How do you
say, where you going? I say, I'm going to Chicago. It's Fun City.
Oh shit.
I clap and I lean
good.
in.
That is good.
It's a really cool place, though.
Why don't we do this? Facebook will have all the details as we update them. But make sure you're available Friday, August 10th for the big Opie and Anthony live show in Chicago, please.
Yes.
115 Bourbon Street, Marionette Park there. All right?
Yeah.
What kind of bits are we doing? We're discussing...
We're discussing something. I don't think we should say it yet.
We shouldn't say what we were discussing?
No.
I guess you're right. Okay.
No.
All right. What other bits are we going to try to do the pig races with hot girls?
If you want to do them,
sure. Well, we got to kind of.
Well, I sent you guys a big list. You should.
I know, but we need to start asking.
Could you print it out?
I can print
it out and just give them to us. We'll look at it's a lot easier to look like that.
Yeah, let's look at it right now.
You want to do it right
now? Yeah, why not?
All right.
I want
Go print it.
We got to get the word out to the big fat messes out there to help us out with our pig race.
Yeah, go print it, bitch.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
cocksucker.
Fuck that.
You think we can get 4 big women for our pig race?
Yeah. If we can get 4 women, rest assured they'll be fat.
And we could cover up your identity even.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
We just need you on all fours, like doing a little pig race like you see at the state fair.
Yep.
And then we're going to do it with hot girls.
Yeah.
The hot girls, that'll be easy, right?
Who was it was it Pat Duffy who had that pig mask with the hat on top? Remember when we were doing Fatty Pig Fatty, and if you wanted to conceal your identity, we had a pig mask to put on?
And you know what? The women were such good sports when we brought Fatty Pig Fatty around the country for a while.
Pig Fatty.
Yeah. Who came up with that name?
Fatty
Was it
Pig
I did
Fatty?
proudly.
Yes.
Fatty.
James.
We were trying to come up with the name for this contest to see the fattest woman for the newer listeners. And Jimmy goes, let's call it Fatty Pig Fatty. And then we would weigh fat girls on a stage, and they ruled. They were awesome about it. And then what? We gave them $1 a pound or something.
I think it was more than that.
Yeah, probably was, right?
$10 a pound.
Was it $10 a pound?
I think so.
That'd be into the thousands.
Yeah.
That's good.
Into the 4,000s, I do believe. I think we got a couple large ones.
That would actually be cool if we said the biggest. We'll give you $10 a pound. The biggest pig that shows up.
Right.
Yes.
I loved Fatty Pig Fatty.
Who didn't?
I think everyone loved this.
Fucking great.
I remember the women that were proud. I think it was Cleveland. Remember it was a virus show in Cleveland. Remember that weird place we did it? It was kind of outdoors with a top on. It was a weird.
Yeah.
It was almost like a tent.
Did we do it live?
Oh yeah, we did.
I don't
I got
remember.
pictures. I got to find them, and we we didn't have contestants ahead of time. We started like
we had to solicit.
Yeah, we were doing some barking on the stage, and
barking,
and all of a sudden, women proud of their fatness would raise their hands like, "I'll do it," and then they just marched up the aisle and came on stage.
Yeah,
it was great.
Is that Dr. Laura?
Who?
Ingram.
Which one? Where?
I don't know. Well,
Laura Ingram's different.
That's Barack Obama.
Yeah, it's the president.
That's the president.
Dr. Laura's different. She's an old cunt. Laura
I
Ingram
was
is
going to
kinda
say,
sexy.
what the fuck did she do? Because she looked. Yeah, that chick looks really nice.
Who? Her? That's Laura Ingram.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
What?
That's Laura Ingram.
Laura Ingram is not Dr. Laura. They're different people.
Yeah.
Laura
Okay.
Schlesinger is Dr. Laura.
Oh, right, okay.
Dr.
yeah.
Laura Schlesinger.
Right, okay.
Go on and take on your day. Nice cunt photos.
I got Laura Ingram.
Yeah.
She's not too
She's
bad.
hotter than what's her name, the other blonde.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That to me is one of the greatest stunts Stern ever pulled off, was getting that fucking rotten bitch's naked photos online.
Oh,
Oh, I hate her.
Travis, let's see
big
the bit
hairy
list.
twat.
Yeah, she sucks. And then she lied at first.
Yes.
Fucking liar.
Liar, liar. Your
And
pants are off.
Hairy cunt on fire.
I think she works for the company.
She does.
How did that work out for you, Sirius XM?
CIA?
I never see her.
I haven't heard a word about her show since moving over to here.
9.
And I'm sure they... whatever.
I like this.
Yeah, what do you got? Oh, the oddest thing. We're doing that.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want
that
to
one we're
announce it?
definitely doing. How do we have production that is promoting this? We got a heavy promote now.
We have production that's
We're
running,
definitely
that's
doing the
promoting
first
event.
one.
We don't have any production that's promoting
it's time.
specific bits because we have to decide.
Because
which
we
is
need
what we're doing right
people. We need people to come down with the oddest thing they own. Kind of doing sort of a Pawn Stars thing.
Pawn Stars. We'll ask, if you want to sell it or pawn it, and then
Yeah, we'll fool around.
and
a
then we'll
little
give
bit.
you a horrible amount of money for it.
Basically, the person that brings the oddest thing to the broadcast will win $1,000.
Yeah,
so it's a quick $1,000. It might be something small you could just throw in your pocket.
Yeah.
Drink a few beers. We're gonna ask for the odd things, and then the people come up on stage, and we'll give somebody $1,000.
We'll bitch about how we have to frame it, hang it on the wall. It's going to stay in my shop for a long time.
It's a specialty item.
It's a specialty item. No one's really collecting these anymore. If it had an A on it instead of a B, it would be worth 10 times more.
Oh my God,
that show.
I like the Windy City Challenge.
I'm telling you, we got good ideas.
That's not a guarantee, though. We got to make sure someone is gassy that day.
I don't know about that one.
Why?
Jackass did it.
Did they?
Yeah.
The fart mask?
Yeah. We've done it on this show.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they did it, to be
Yeah,
honest
but
with you.
they've done it. I've seen that done before. Believe me, I love the idea.
fart
But
mask.
it's like,
It's hilarious.
Oh, God.
The hummus or tongue scrapings. we
Come
did.
on.
that I loved, by the way.
Jesus Christ, that's disgusting.
I don't think that would be
the
fun.
company wouldn't allow it.
No.
Or would they?
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, good.
It's being investigated.
Okay.
That means no. Okay, so
No,
let's
wait a
scratch
minute.
that off.
Not
What?
necessarily.
Wait, tongue scraping. Hold
I'm
on.
fucking...
They're not going to let
Scraping, tongue smell. This one they may
Smelling they'll allow. That's what they're going to come back and tell you. Smelling they'll allow, but see how it's written here. We want people to taste.
Yeah.
Taste a
it's,
chip
it's,
that's a chip covered
What's
with
that?
either hummus or tongue scraping.
And it's definitely not yet a no. There are certain things that we have to figure out.
Fair enough. I'll try to.
Because I have an idea.
Open my mind slightly.
How about this?
Ever so slightly.
We have a contest. Who can hold something to do with a tongue scraping mustache?
Oh,
You make
oh my God,
she's a big girl.
You make somebody wear
All right.
a mustache of tongue scraping.
Just what I'm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's
visualizing
disgusting.
what he's saying.
Why didn't I bring in JFK to get Gary Oldman to sign it?
You should have.
I'm so dumb.
Oh,
I got Sutherland and Costner on it.
You didn't get Wayne Knight?
Wayne Knight is in
No, he's
it,
not big
too.
enough in JFK.
Yeah, he is.
In JFK, no.
He's got
in
a pretty
JFK,
good
though.
part.
Pretty big part.
You wouldn't want him to sign it?
No, Oldman.
in
I
it.
want to sign it.
Oh, man, Oldman would have been great.
I'm
yeah.
sure Oldman will come back for a third time.
No, he will actually. I think he had a good time the first time.
He really did have a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I'll see Oldman again.
All right, so let's see. Okay, the other one we don't want to say.
Yeah, you
'cause
don't
I
wanna
think
talk
we're going
about
to do that. The pig race thing. So can we put this in a production piece and see if women are willing to sign up for this? And we got to overbook.
Well, yeah.
2 women. We want 4 women. And if it turns, yeah, if it turns out it's 2 women, that's fine.
Okay.
Because they always bail on us. I hate that.
And
about our
that's the
live
one
broadcast.
thing that worries me is that we're gonna put together a lot of time and effort for something that we have to rely on.
Right.
Well, put in a production piece. See if the women come forward.
Even if they do come forward, we've seen them. Just not show up.
I know. We got to take chances.
I'm just saying. Yeah. No. I know.
Pig races. We want big women to compete, and we need at least 1,000 to 2,000 for a cash.
Don't you think?
For a cash price,
right?
And
that's what I'm thinking.
Company's not going to give us any of this shit, right?
It's not true. You underestimate.
Well, what if we can also do the $1 a pound, not $10 a pound?
Because no one will do it for $400 or $500.
But then you also get to compete in a pig race where you can win $2,000 or $2,500 or whatever.
Well,
that way you get a couple $100 just for showing up, so they actually will show up.
Well, let's ask the audience. Are there some fat pigs out there that want?
See, this is why I worry.
I have an idea.
Let's ask
for
the
a
audience.
contest.
Hey, fat pigs, you willing to do this for us?
Jimmy, yes.
We have listeners do chip off the old block.
Oh, no.
And then audience members come up and do their best impression of Chip, and they have to pick a look. Because I don't know what Chip should look like. I really don't, because I get recognized too much when I do Chip, as Jim.
I love it.
So chip off the old block. Whoever comes up with the idea, the best look for Chip and sound, we'll have to decide which is which. It's a small prize, but it'll be funny for the audience. You come up and do an impression of Chip. Maybe we have two categories, the best impression and look.
No, just the overall.
Best overall Chip.
Yeah.
I want to see
overall Chip.
Yeah, I want to
Because if
see.
his costume isn't as good, but he's got the impression down, then, as judges, we'll figure it all out.
We could replace the last thing on the list with chip off the old block.
Because I want to see fucking, I want to see what people think Chip should look like with a bad.
And the judge should be Chip.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah, none of them will be as good as me, but.
Right, exactly. You're great, Chip. But you don't give a fuck anyway.
All right. We got. I don't. We all right. We got some good ones. We got to get a production piece to start promoting this, so we could hopefully get some people involved. The chip off the old block and the pig thing. Let's run with those.
Do you
two.
think You're Funny is a lot like car crash comedy?
Yeah, but not as structured.
There might be something there with. Do you think you're funny? Like
we've done it before, and then it always just devolves into racism.
That's fine. Hey, people can be racist if they
We've
want.
done it in the hard way.
I think
certainly does.
I think we have enough going on where we don't have to do that one.
Yeah, well, I mean that's why there's
because the chip thing is
going to
be funny. Because they're going to come up with their silly stuff, right?
What else can we do besides a hum? I love the idea of a fucking tongue scraping mustache.
We're definitely doing something with tongue scrapings. Definitely, because even just smelling it is brutal.
Smelling it's terrible.
All right, how about that?
Imagine having to eat.
And Jimmy, make sure you come on your belly button before the Chicago trip. We might need that as well.
And during it, believe me. And maybe we could do something with. I can't believe I didn't print JFK.
What?
I'm so mad at myself right now. What time is Oldman here?
10 minutes.
God, too late to even go get it.
He's already here. He's doing something else.
He's already here. Hey, Twister.
You don't have enough time.
No. I'll never make it back to my apartment.
No, I don't think so. You're not happy.
I'm very mad at it. Whatever.
Oh, Jimmy.
This is going to wreck the Gary Oldman interview?
No.
Are you going to be obsessing about the JFK?
No, I should shut up. I already got it. I'm just annoyed. But again, I have an idea for the tongue scrapings. Who could we get to? Maybe we could get. I have an idea.
Ooh. He's writing it down right now. What is he writing?
Yes. I would love to have a worst breath contest, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
And maybe we have,
do you have someone in mind?
No, not necessarily the show.
A ringer?
From the audience.
Yeah.
Well, we need
someone to smell it.
Well, E-Rock.
Yeah.
E-Rock will smell the...
Oh, E-Rock is
E-Rock,
great for
that's
that.
your job in Chicago. You're going to smell bad breath.
And there's a cool toothpaste, which I actually use because it's organic. It's hard to find toothpaste that is like...
Yeah, but the beauty of this contest, because it's not like we're pointing and laughing at the individual, because they can make their breath really bad for
Yeah,
the
anyone
event.
can make their breaths bad.
But maybe we could get, I know a toothpaste thing that I like, actually. Maybe we can get them to sponsor it or something and give a big package of their stuff away. Because it's actually great stuff, which I use.
Oh, you want to do good, do you?
Look at that.
But
Look at Jimmy wanting to do good.
No, but I mean, make it, it'll be a prize or something.
Yeah.
All right.
For the worst breath.
That E-Rock will be
Determined by
smelling.
Eric.
Yeah. That's official. Put that in the production piece.
Eric
will be
breaths.
judging Chicago bad breaths.
But you have to give people a reason to want to come up.
Well, you need a
cash prize.
I think
It's
worse.
embarrassing.
I think making Eric smell bad breath isn't as you don't have to entice them as much because they just
want to see
like you
Eric
guys said,
suffer.
you don't have to have inherently bad breath to make bad breath. So
Nah,
it's
but
not
I
like
want-
an embarrassing thing.
I want inherently
Yeah.
plaque breath,
Like
fucking tartar breath.
not like food that you ate that
Well, I think keep it open.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just because.
I mean, I
just so we get contestants.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But I agree
But
with
it's always
Jimmy.
better when it's something
Yeah,
medical.
Of course, I agree with that. But
Yeah.
You want people with dead teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a rotted tooth.
Or a fucking throat infection. Something really good.
Dude, I fucking had a beautiful girl walk by me recently, and she let out a breath, and she had flu breath, and I got sick 2 days later. I'm like, that fucking sickening monster breathed flu breath in my face. Hope she's dead. Nice flu breath, Typhoid Mary.
wow.
Fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one.
I told you we have good ideas.
This will be fun.
Yeah, chip off the old
I
block.
like chip off the old block.
Do you?
Yeah, of course I do. I can't get enough chip.
All right, so put a bunch of this in production pieces so we start getting
Chip,
people.
Oddest thing you own.
Yep. Bad breath.
Bad
Eddie
breath.
Rock will smell. Keep it at that for now.
Okay.
Until we figure out the scrapings thing, if that's going to work.
And
pig races.
Well, we'll do a separate solicit for pig races
All right, good
and
deal.
see how it goes.
All right. Wow, it's going to be a good broadcast. Friday, August 10th. We're actually planning this one. Cleveland, we made it up as we went.
Well,
not really. We had a couple things in mind, but it looks like we have more in mind for Chicago. 115 Bourbon Street, Friday, August 10th. The start time, we're working with that right now, but somewhere around 2 or 3.
Keep your afternoon open.
Somewhere around 2 or 3, I would get your ass to 115 Bourbon Street. in Chicago. Marionette Park.
Yeah.
We'll keep updating the details on our Facebook page, Opie and Anthony, one word. Where's Gary
Word.
Oldman, man?
Word. He's a very big
another 5
star.
minutes.
He's a very big star.
Penn
so
State.
He's allowed.
To address the statue.
Yeah.
A lot of people were wondering if we were flying that banner yesterday, and I'm sad to say no. Who was? Do we know?
No.
Banner basically said take it down or we will.
Yes.
And it's flying over the Joe Paterno statue there.
They're going to keep it.
The statue?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know about that. I think eventually it's going to come down.
I think eventually it might come down, but right now I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's going to.
My thought is they want the statue to be gone, but they want the people to take it. Because they're still defending their fucking university there.
And the students renamed Paternoville.
Oh, the students did.
Yeah. Well, because that's just like an unofficial type name for where they.
I think the easiest solution is if the people took the statue, then Penn State, go, what are you going to do? They took the statue.
Paterno's look, what he did was great for Penn State, but the fact that he sat on this for 10, fuck him. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's a sport.
It's obvious now that
Let's
he
see
was,
what the Paterno
on a cover-up.
investigation uncovers.
Oh, the family.
Yeah,
I'd love to
the
see what
family's
that-
investigation. Well, I'm sure it'll implicate Joe.
And what was the other thing about Penn State? The NCAA, right?
Yeah.
Do you think anything will happen with that?
No.
They'll suspend the team?
I don't think so.
Or the program, I should say.
How embarrassing to be on the team now. It's just
yeah.
Yeah, it really is disgraceful.
Kid fucker
It
team.
wouldn't surprise me if they suspended it for a year, though.
I don't think they will.
Because that went to the top, dude. The president.
Yeah.
That wasn't just like a rogue coach.
No.
It was the head coach. It was the fucking president of the university.
Yeah, but the thing with that is that I think they have to find that they violated NCAA rules.
Right.
I'm sure they can find a way. There's one thing they did with a code of ethics where they don't report boy fucking.
Penn State interim president Rodney Erickson says the school will respond to the NCAA's demand for information regarding the university's role in the Jerry Sandusky scandal. So they want answers.
That could happen.
They want answers. So maybe they do suspend the program just to come. I don't know.
Oh man, they wouldn't do that, would they?
Who's that?
The hell? It's
Probably Gary's publicist. How much time do we have till he comes in?
God.
A couple minutes.
Like a poll or something.
You should pee now.
What is that? Yeah?
Do we have more than a minute?
Should pee?
I would.
Has he checked
assume
in?
so.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he's doing another interview.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, where's his last interview?
Oh, who's he interviewing with right now?
I think he's with Morning Mashup, or
yeah.
Morning Mashup. What are they talking about?
Nothing that we're going to talk about.
Oh my God. Nothing. So you're in Batman. So what's it like? What's that like? Fun?
Those quick 3-minute interviews. So tell us about
it. What's your favorite song? We'll play it for you now, Gary. And then they got to go into a song.
Right.
As long as it's in their rotation.
The interview's not even
Lady
live?
Gaga. What?
Sam knows.
What? Sam.
They're taping the interview as the music goes so they can edit it down to something quick?
No, they don't do live interviews. They'll go like...
They don't do live interviews.
Almost never.
Why?
They did one with The Situation. I think that was just like a coincidence. Hey, The Situation's in here, blah, blah, and then they went
They
right
did
to
Gaga
break.
live, right?
I don't know if they did or not.
Do they panic?
Why? What's the problem with doing live interviews?
It's about the music, Opie.
So everything has to be like...
Yeah, they got to put beds under.
So, like, literally, they'll get him in, they'll tape, like, a 10-minute interview with him. But then on Friday, when they're doing box office biggies,
yuck.
Stan will be like,
that sounds good. What's a box office biggie?
Box office biggies. That's how Stan says it.
Don't ever do that.
Stanley's miserable, huh?
And Stan does box office
Why can't we get him
biggies.
on Shade 45 and blow up that whole show?
Rich does flat screen favorites.
Oh, does it
What's a
have to
flat
always...
screen favorite?
TV. Mikey Piff does the Web
Not everyone
Watchers.
has a flat screen. What's Web Watchers?
The viral video of the week.
Oh, God.
The fuck is that?
But
What does
they'll
the
go
other one
like...
do?
They'll
What does
go
Nicole
like...
do?
Nicole does the 411.
Oh, right.
Which is, I guess,
That's a
information.
daily thing, right?
That's
So she gets daily, everyone else gets weekly.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's,
but she's just reading TMZ.
That's very interesting. When was the last time anyone dialed 411? I mean, calling it the 411.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something else that left with my generation, because I remember dialing.
Yeah. Now, though, no one uses
He's on his way?
411.
I actually think I already got on this on JFK. I'm just thinking
all
about that.
Oh, my God.
I believe I did, yeah.
I would think you did, too.
For some reason.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh, you know what? I think somebody went out and bought it for you when he was in last. Oh, no, that was somebody else.
For Sutherland?
Yes, for Sutherland. We bought you JFK.
But I might have brought that in anyway.
When?
I don't remember.
For Oldman?
Camera's
He's
on.
coming.
Camera turning on.
Gary Oldman's coming. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He's a very nice guy.
Gary Oldman. There he is. Look at him. Oh,
Gary
he's a
Oldman.
dapper guy. You can come right in, sir.
I'm right
You're,
in, Gary
Oldman.
Oldman.
One of our favorites. How you been?
Hello.
How you been?
How you doing?
Take a seat.
We're on the air, too, sir.
Yeah, we're always on the air.
How are you, sir?
Oh, yeah, we just
You
pop
came
right
back.
on.
I came back.
Gary
I know.
Oldman came back. We
I
weren't
am.
sure you would.
Very excited about that. Locked in a cupboard.
We're very excited when you guys come back.
I'm looking going, this is the guy. I just saw you yesterday in Batman.
On the big
On the
screen.
giant
screen.
screen. Man, does that look amazing on IMAX.
Yeah.
It's just huge, vast. You're just looking at that screen, and the action is amazing on a screen like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And
I didn't realize, by the way, Anthony pointed out that it's shot in letterbox and full. I think that's how Kubrick did Strangelove, was two different
yeah, it's like two
aspect
different
ratios.
aspects when you with some of the, I guess, more dramatic moments. It's letterbox during dialogue and stuff, and then the action sequences, it goes to that full
Yeah, it goes to IMAX.
screen. It's
Yeah.
just
and
amazing.
it goes between a sort of regular 35
Yeah.
to that IMAX, and the transition between the two, I think, is pretty seamless.
It is. You really don't notice. As a matter of fact,
We didn't
yeah,
notice.
These
Ken
guys
had to point it out. I
didn't
even
notice that it was even happening, that it was letterbox and then big.
Yeah.
That opening sequence to the movie on IMAX, it's amazing. You feel like you're up there with those aircraft.
And they were up there.
Yeah,
That's the difference, you see.
that wasn't CGI.
No, that's why you feel that. Because He uses
Amazing.
a lot of.
How do they film that?
He uses a lot of in camera.
Yeah.
Stunts.
It looked stunning.
In The Dark Knight, for instance, in the last one, you know, he flips that truck, that huge truck that kind of goes up, and it looks like a sort of skyscraper
Yeah.
for a second, and then it's upside down. I mean, that's a truck flipping.
Yeah.
That's not a special effect. So Chris is, he feels that
there's too much digital stuff that overtakes a film, and it kidnaps it, and then it's all it's just, and then the camera moves in a way where even as an audience, because you're sophisticated and you know enough now to know a camera could not possibly do that,
right?
So you just sort of then go, oh, it's an effect.
Yeah.
When you see planes actually in the air, with stuntmen on the wings of the plane. And all of that.
It was horrifying.
Amazing.
It was horrifying,
It was amazing.
and it was uncomfortable to watch. I mean, nobody likes being outside of a plane, but it was uncomfortably frightening.
Yeah.
That down shot. I was like, my hands got sweaty. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Really, really unbelievable.
And the CGI that is used, it's used to enhance the movie. And for things that obviously you can't do, certain destructive scenes in a city, obviously you can't do that, but it's done so well, it looks very realistic. And then the other things, like you're saying, the stunts, when there's just no replicating a real truck flipping over, a real aircraft in distress. You just can't do that.
Yeah, and he's chosen to shoot, I think he shot 65% of the movie was on IMAX.
Oh.
Whereas I think last time he shot maybe sort of 10%, and refuses to do. He feels that for a movie like this, that the trend is 3D.
Yeah.
But it makes something oddly, it's stereoscopic. It makes it makes it in a way. It brings it. It closes it in. Your experience is...
That's odd, because it is almost like you're looking in a window at it. Instead of being part of it, you're kind of looking through a window at this 3D movie.
That's a great point.
As opposed to the IMAX, it's just huge and it's around you and you feel more immersed.
And it's film.
Yeah.
And it's the best film you can get. I mean, it doesn't sort of come sort of better than that. I mean, the neg is 4 or 5 times the size of a regular 35mm. So.
I'm still a Viewmaster guy. That's me.
You like
you remember the little Viewmasters that you
I
love those were the greatest.
Those were great. They looked so realistic in there.
That's how I know I'm an older man, though. Like, if I'm joking with a 21-year-old girl, I'm like, Viewmaster, and she's like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, just take your clothes off.
Stop talking like my age, Just act like one of the kids.
But I remember those pens. I mean, the pens where you take and the bikini. Dropped away from
that was so hot.
That's what we had.
You could never get any work done.
That was about the naughtiest thing you could.
Yes.
Yeah. Now they actually sell now naked girls tied to pens. That's what you can buy now, which is much better.
And they're cheaper.
Yes. When you do something like you were great. Your performance was great, and it's like, but I think people look so much like in the last one it was Ledger, and then they look at Bane and the character and the effects and there's so much around. It's like, do you think that they see how great your performance really is? Like, it's unbelievable. And it's like, you're not watching it going, wow, Commissioner Gordon is awesome. But it was a great performance. And it's like, it's hard when there's like comic book characters. That makes sense?
Yeah, but when you take on something like this, you go in knowing that, I mean, I always see it as in a way, I am the vase. And Bane is the flowers. Batman's the flowers, and you tend to look at the flowers, but they have to stand up in something.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how he's sort of the conscience of Batman. He's the sort of moral, even though that in this movie that is compromised.
Yeah,
he is the sort of moral core of these films.
What a great way to look at it.
Jim Gordon, he's honest and virtuous, and he has moral certainty. Wants to, to serve. Loves Gotham and all of that. So I kind of sort of see it like that. So you take a back seat when you play a role like this. You kind of know what you're.
Well, there was in this one kind of a. It was something a little distressing about your morality in this one.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting little twist on it. No spoilers from me. No spoilers from me.
But he gets a chance to redeem himself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I watched you carefully during it. Like I watched in those moments, like when you're looking around the wall, like
almost
I was watching,
stalkerish.
Yeah, I just kept every time you would come on screen, I would just stand up and scream, "Shut up, Gary's talking." It really bothered people, but it was very interesting to watch your face through it, like. Because I thought that, like, as the movie had just started, and I was just watching, like, as an actor, I'm like, the amount of emotion I could see on your face, like, I'm like, is everybody understanding how great? Maybe they were, but I really was thinking that as I'm watching it, like, what is, he really is thinking this through as a character, like, you're not just doing it like, okay, show up and read the lines straight, like, it was like a real role. Does that make any sense? Like, I was watching you do it, like, fuck, this is good, and I hope it's not being, I hope people aren't looking at the, and not getting how great that is.
Well, I mean, you got, I think, it's someone, I saw a review or something, and they said, that Gary, and Morgan Freeman deliver as expected.
Deliver as expected.
It might be nice. It could be, I think it could be. I think they mean well.
Right. Yeah, kind of a backhanded compliment, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're old. You're going to look at. I think the new guys in the that have joined us.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And then Anne Hathaway.
She is
oh my
sexy.
She was
God.
great.
Wow.
It was just a real surprise in the film, I think.
She really is. First of all, she's beautiful in it.
Yeah.
And the catsuit, she's amazing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was too revealing, because I didn't care for that either.
I didn't like it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
She owned her.
And
she owned it.
Yeah.
She just owned
And her
Catwoman.
kicking ass like that, there's something about a girl kicking ass like that that's very entertaining to watch, very sexy.
Yeah, it was great, and I thought she was very, very sexy. And,
I kept looking at her lips. She had
Really?
very sexy lips throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
I figured I'd add that.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy has very sexy lips, but they were covered up.
Yeah, they were covered up by the mask the whole time.
Which, by the way, when they say you deliver as expected, I guess it is a compliment, though. It's almost like you guys are expected to be great. So when you're great, it's almost like you're not going to get praised anymore. Like Oldman was great, because honestly, and even if you weren't here, I'd say I've never heard, wow, Gary Oldman was not good in that. Like, you're just expected to be great.
Oh, there's been a few.
There have been a couple.
I've got a few.
A few of those that reside only on Netflix or.
Yeah, a couple of them.
That you're not happy with?
Oh, there's a few out. I'm not going to name.
You don't name? I would love to name.
Do you like watching yourself? Like, do you like you'll go to the premiere, obviously. Do you like to watch yourself, or every time you come on, do you go like, ugh?
Yeah, you see you see things that other people don't see.
That they won't see, right?
Yeah,
right.
so you could be hung up about a thing, or we've all got it. Everybody. I don't know how Paul Newman used to feel when he looked in the mirror. I'm sure he felt pretty great.
Sure,
I
hope so.
I would like to, that's a confident man for you.
Yeah.
But we've all got stuff that we baggage about.
Can you tell us what
a couple of insecurities?
I want to know what his thing is.
Yeah, what? Because if you have insecurity watching yourself,
it'll help everybody.
I have no shot. That's frightening.
But no. But it's not. It's not. It's in your head, isn't it?
All of it is.
No one else is going to see what you're seeing when you watch yourself. It's just not going to happen.
And occasionally you can. I tell you a film that I sat through and watched with just the easiest movie to watch that I was in was Hannibal. Because I was the guy who cut off his face, and I wore, even the shape of my ears, it was different, and you couldn't see me. And I achieved what I wanted to achieve, which is to completely disappear.
Wow, yeah,
and so I could sit and watch that. I didn't have to look at...
You weren't looking at yourself.
Yeah, and I'm not looking at the things that bug me.
About yourself when you do it. Yeah. I have them too. And I did an audition yesterday. Actually, I read for Luc Besson for the first time.
You read for Luke?
Yeah. That's much more enthusiasm than he probably had about it. It went okay. I didn't know he was going to be in the room. It's always a nice surprise. You're going on tape, and then you walk in. You're like, this is Luke. I'm like, I know who it is. It went okay. It was only 4 lines. But beforehand, he actually tells you, he's like, okay, well, you know, do it this way because the situation itself is frightening and you don't want to overact. And I'm like, does he tell that to everybody or has he just seen my work? He's like,
oh, no.
I don't think I'm going to get the part, but I mean, it was still, cause I think I'm wrong for it, to be honest. But it was odd to have a guy like that telling you something. It was comforting in a weird way to have him telling you that before you.
Yeah, he likes to tell you.
But he does tell you, right?
Because he talks like this.
Yeah.
And it's all going up like I want you to stand like this and look like this. And we had about half an hour of that on the first day. And I said, this is not very actor friendly.
No, huh?
Just let me do my thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you can't. You can't. You have to have a certain. You can't put people and move them around in a way that is, you know. And when you get to that line, now you look here, and then you say it like this. The worst thing you can do to an actor is give them a line reading.
Right.
Yeah, tell them or show them how to say it. I mean, with Chris doesn't really. He doesn't act. Chris Nolan. He doesn't act. He has never acted. He finds it sort of just a mysterious thing that we do, and loves to be surprised. So when he's got you on the set, you know, he couldn't step in and show you if he wanted to.
And I would assume that as an actor, it's almost a little put offish to be told how to do your job. You know better than anybody how to do what you do.
Yeah, I think if you cast well, then that's half of it done.
Yeah.
You can't really micromanage every little.
Now, some directors have been very successful doing that, though. Micromanaging. Some directors are real pricks to work for, but they put out amazing movies.
Well, did Kubrick micromanage that? They're saying Gary has to rap too in a second because he has the Today Show.
Boo!
I know. Yeah. But did he micromanage, or he just to tell you to do it 80 times and not tell you how?
He would just tell you that was you know, originally I think this is a true story. Originally, Harvey Keitel was in the Eyes Wide Shut. He was playing the Sidney Pollack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
they said you can't do this because we need someone who will keep their pants on. Harvey Keitel likes to be naked.
He certainly does.
But he was doing this. He was doing the scene, and I think they were just walking through a door. And can I curse?
Yeah, we prefer it.
Yeah,
please.
so he's walking through a door, and I think that after the 68th take of this, walking through the door, Harvey Keitel just said, "Yeah," he said, "I'm out of here. You're fucking crazy."
68 takes a walk into the door,
you're fucking out of your mind.
And that was it.
Yeah, and left.
Wow,
Yeah.
damn,
He
I
said,
never heard that one.
Because he didn't say, he would just say, "Do it again."
Not why or do it differently.
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Just do it again. And I don't know whether he was looking for something very specific, but he wasn't going to tell you, or whether I mean I love Kubrick's films, and but I don't know how I would have worked with that.
Right.
I don't know how I would have. You know,
well, it's two completely different things. Of enjoying his movie and working on it, I would assume that would be quite a
Chris
course.
Nolan's 2 takes.
That's amazing.
3 takes,
and it looks
and
great.
and then he wants to.
Gary, we got to get you out of here.
They're saying Gary has to go.
Get to the Today Show.
Please.
How do we promote? You know, what do you say at The Dark Knight Rises? You know, it's fantastic.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, it's going to be a tremendous success. And you're awesome in it. I'm happy I watched you. You're great in everything, but it was just great to watch you and wonder what was going on in your head, because it was like a real character. It wasn't, you didn't come off as window dressing at all. Like, you didn't come off as a vase. You know what I mean? If that makes By the way, if you're just tuning in and you heard me say that, you probably want to spit in my face. I'm quoting Gary. I'm not saying that.
Gary's got to go. Gary, thanks so much for coming in again.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Gary Oldman, everyone.
Sirius XM. And now, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, wow. Gary Oldman. What a cool guest.
That is.
That's a big star right there, too.
A real star. That's a real fucking star right there.
Big star. Came back on our show. He's shit-talking Hollywood a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
He can. He's a Hollywood royalty.
Anthony, I got I don't know. I like fights, writes. Can you assholes do an interview not full of spoilers? Oh, look at me. I saw the movie already. And then he hashtags it cunt.
All right. Please tell me what was spoiled.
Thank you. That's the only reason why I'm reading this guy's tweet. I usually ignore this shit.
What was spoiled?
That Gary Oldman was in the movie.
Yeah. What was spoiled?
What, that his character had redemption?
I didn't say anything about what it was.
That's pretty much every movie. Every movie, a character has redemption.
There was not
That's the
one
only thing I can
fucking,
think of.
Hey, dickbag, shit fuck. How about you tweet and say what we spoiled? Go ahead. I dare you. There was no spoiler, you cock.
And we are in a tough spot because for some of these guys that come in, they want us to see the movie, and then we have all this information, and you try really hard not to give too much away.
Hey, asshole, you want me to really fucking spoil it? Yeah, see? I won't. I'll be a good guy. But you know what? If I wanted to, I could fucking blow it up. Blow it up.
But I have it on good authority that there are 3 endings to the movie. So you can't really blow it up.
What? They're not going to play 3 different endings.
No, that's the beauty of the whole thing. You don't know which ending you're going to see. And it's going to get people to go back more than once.
Yeah, do you think that's eventually going to be a new marketing play?
Of course.
Multiple endings?
God, that's so stupid.
They started with
Clue. That was 20 years ago.
And they started with this movie. They want you to go back to see all 3 endings.
Just
but
like
they're not going to tell you which theaters have the endings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that gets rid of spoilers.
But what if you go in and see the same ending?
Well,
then
sucks
you're
for
pissed.
you. You got to go in again.
Then you're pissed.
It's like buying baseball cards and getting the same cards in the pack.
Man.
Yep. But we didn't give much away at all.
I'm going to get it on Laserdisc.
There's so much we want to say about this movie.
Yeah.
So much. You did mention the opening scene.
I said it was action-packed.
It was amazing. And
it's an aircraft-related fucking...
and that's not even a spoiler because that was shown already.
You're going to see planes in the sky with stuntmen jumping down the wings.
That was shown before Mission Impossible 3. That's not a spoiler.
Yes, it was shown before Mission Impossible 3.
Only thing I can think of. Where's Mick Foley? He asked for this favor and he's not here yet?
He's not here yet.
That son of a bitch.
I know.
Roland, why are you bringing that here?
Are you kidding?
No.
I'm not. All right, whatever. The Three Stooges.
I'll watch this
my
one.
ass. Who the fuck watched the Three Stooges?
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Hey, I'm warning you.
I heard it was good.
I heard rumors that was pretty good too, but
I ain't watching
out
it.
of principle, I can't go watch the Three Stooges
I
movie.
ain't fucking watching it.
Good doorman gift.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's right.
51%. It's fresh.
I'll give these to my doorman, and then he'll fucking bootleg copies
bootleg
and
sell them
off the sidewalk.
Nice. Nice.
So it was a big deal yesterday that Mick Foley needed a little favor from us because he's got comedy shows coming up and he's doing something with Raw, and we got back to Mick like we could squeeze in at the end of the show because we got a very busy show. And now he's not even here?
Well, that'll be great because he'll be talking with Sam Roberts on
He's got a whole
the
hour.
after show.
Yep. Ooh.
Enough of that.
Let me see. You need to change the Chicago date to coincide with the Bruce Springsteen's
Is that from Roland?
Bruce Springsteen's. It should say Bruce Springsteen shows in September.
No, we won't.
This is my #1 connection. She gets me a lot of good shit. A lot of good shit.
Really?
So now we just sit here because Mick Foley's late.
Well, you know what?
He's late for his own favor.
He is late. He's 2 minutes late for his own favor. You're right. You'd think a favor he'd be early.
And we got to go home early today. Not early, but
My
on time.
truck is going to be outside at 10, and I got to go. Yeah, I got things to do. Very busy, man.
Did Jimmy quit the show?
I guess so.
He quit?
You want to see something so fucking bitchin' cool?
What happened?
I got to show you this fucking app. The iPhone is your life now.
Oh, I thought you quit, Jimmy.
Sam says he just signed in.
Mick Foley just signed in. He's late for his own favor.
Late for his own favor. Do you see what this says right there?
What time is he supposed to be here?
3 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I can control my pool from my iPhone.
Cool. It's not your pool that's going to kill you. It's unfortunate that you can't control other aspects of your life.
Oh, you suck. That's true.
So you can turn on the hot tub if
Yeah,
you're feeling like I got to heat that shit up.
Oh, the heaters, the booster pump, everything. It's just
That's pretty cool.
amazing.
There's air conditioners now that have apps where you can control the air conditioner.
Yeah, so you could have it off, and then when you're driving home, you turn that shit on. It's nice when you get home. I'm just amazed at what's available now. The future is here.
I was thinking about the future yesterday. I was in Central Park. I was biking with my son. There was an older guy on a bike in front of me.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of black Utes walking down this path that we were both biking on. I think the older gentleman, older than me, panicked for whatever reason because these Utes were normal kids. Just all of a sudden bikes off the path and does a fucking header. And my son even, he's young, but he understood how hilarious that was. We're howling, and the black kids that were just done playing basketball, for real, they were all just howling. And then they went and helped the guy. And I was thinking to myself, the future, I would have got that on video. Right now, you have to pick what you're going to film.
Yeah.
And I flashed forward and said, I bet you we're all just going to be wired for video eventually.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be constantly record. No, because I didn't know the guy was going to fall.
It constantly records.
And if
then
I got this video, I swear to you, and yes, I'm obsessed with this, and I'll admit it, it would have been a viral video. It was that fucking funny, the circumstances, and with the black kids coming and him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, eventually, this is where it's all going. We're all just going to be wired for video. Videoing our entire lives and then selecting what you want to pop up on your Facebook or whatever it'll be in the future.
Like if you see
that's
something,
where it's going. I guarantee it.
You just hit a button and it'll fucking
because right now
save
we all are videotaping off our phones, right? For the most part, but eventually it's just going to be on seeing what you're seeing, and then you'll pick what you want to post that day. That's I had just this weird vision. Like I bet you that's where it goes.
The future.
But man, it killed me. This guy flying over the handlebars. He was fine in the end. It was one of the best laughs I've had in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Everyone was laughing.
What a buffoon.
Here's Mick Foley. Wow, he lost weight.
No, there he is. Yeah.
Mick.
Hey, Mick.
Like home.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Who's that?
This is Hugh. Don't worry, he's gonna put the earmuffs on. Yeah.
That's not me. That's not me.
He was 9, and he's so he's gonna put the earmuffs on when he needs to.
I don't care. It's fine.
Is he your son?
They're figurative, yeah.
Okay.
That's your son?
Yeah, this
Very
is Huey.
cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
How old are you, bro?
9.
Nice. Do you know how famous your father is?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
He looks like you. Wow, man. In the smile, in
Yeah,
the
he's
cheeks,
got
and
it.
in the mouth, the smile. You're definitely.
Is that a compliment there, Norton?
I apologize for saying that, Hugh. No kid wants to hear you look like his father.
How do I know you?
We met at Patrice's
Yes.
funeral.
Yes. Okay.
You're off, Mike.
All right.
No, we heard him pretty good though.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it'd be.
Oh, cool.
But,
Hey,
he's one of those loud guys,
Yeah.
so it's good.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You flew all the way from London for
How fucking funny was that Dennis Leary thing? That was one of the greatest
happened?
bits of. You had him in last week, and you played the song before he.
Oh shit!
And I fucking because I could feel you blushing when he walked in. I couldn't tell who was taking the piss. Like you were.
Let me explain this guy. You're a big fan of our show, if I remember our conversation.
Yeah, I am.
And
I
you do
listen to-
comedy, and you're from London, and you flew in for Patrice's wake, right?
Yeah, well, Patrice and I met in '97.
Yeah,
and that's how I
okay.
kind of got into the show.
Because you just jumped in there. So as a fan, you were listening to what we did with Dennis Leary's song before he came in
Oh my
here.
God.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
And that was like,
hope he's a
the
good
thing is, you
sport.
could actually, it's amazing on a radio show that you've managed to convey your awkwardness. Because he comes in and he goes, what the fuck's wrong with you? And you're like, I can't even.
Nothing. No, it's great.
It's all good.
Yeah, good.
That's it right there. Are we on air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
I love when that happens.
I thought there was a pregnant pause.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
This is how we do it.
I'm a huge Mark. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet because I figured it would always be either Jeffries or Patrice that brought us in.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well.
Then it's Foley. Foley brought you in. It's a downer.
No,
it's a downer.
So late,
man.
but you can't walk down New York. You can't walk down New York City streets with him.
No, huh?
Mick Foley?
Everyone knows him.
We were talking about it last night. Like, Mick is so famous. I think there's about 5 islands where the $10 note is a picture of him taking a big curly shit.
Hey, his son, nice.
He's got the earmuffs on.
The
He already said the F word 80 times.
Here's the problem I dealt with when he was younger is that I would tell him about you hardly ever hear me. I think I dropped the one F-bomb when I was quoting Batman, Adam West, right? Because Adam West, he looks up the first page of my book and he goes, I think I just lost my fucking ear. And then he turns to me and goes, you've got a very captivating writing style. But I was, we'd tell the kids about the bad words, and then this kid, he's a bright one. About 5 years ago, when he was 4, he goes, Dad, how can they be bad words if people are so happy when they say them?
Oh, man.
Goes, holy shit.
That is really clever.
Yes, that's very clever for a 4-year-old especially.
Damn. And now he's 9, and he's telling me what's wrong with my comedy style. And he was telling me the difference between an idiom and a metaphor. You want to explain it on the air, Huey?
Yeah, what is
Come on
it?
up here.
Come on, Huey.
He said, he goes, I made this statement. I said that's got my handwriting all over it. And the kids didn't laugh because they didn't realize I was using it as an idiom.
That's what he said?
Idiom. An idiom, yeah.
I don't know what an idiom is.
Well, have Huey explain it. Come on,
up,
Huey.
everybody.
We don't bite it.
You got a mic right there. Go ahead.
You got a mic.
No
You can be all
pressure.
comfortable. We don't bite, I swear.
No pressure. No one's looking at you. This isn't your big moment.
All right, go ahead and explain it just like you. The only reason I knew is because I'd done a pilot with the guy who played the evil sensei in the first.
Karate Kid.
And we used the word idiom there, where he described somebody as a flavor of the month. Or I said flavor of the month. He goes, "What's your favorite flavor?" And I said, "It's a metaphor." And then they corrected me. They said, "No, actually, it's an idiom." And he goes, "Mine's rum raisin." Go ahead, Huey. Idiom.
What?
Go ahead.
What is
explain
an
it.
idiom? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we really don't know.
I'm thinking what it was. Trying to remember.
All right. So, what's a simile? When you use.
Did you ever see that episode of Larry
it's-
Sanders where Hank?
I'm thinking Cindy
dates a
Brady. 'Cause
regular woman.
Yeah, he just got nervous. That's all.
And they bring the kid in, and Hank turns the kid's head on telly, and the wife doesn't want to see him anymore. That's what you just did to your kid, Mr. Foley.
Come on, Huey, come through for me, man. I'm gonna try to deduct this on my taxes.
Yeah, there you go.
I need this trip to be legal. So tell me something on the air.
This is a deduction.
What is an idiom?
I don't know how to explain it.
This is more awkward than the Dennis Leary
sorry,
thing.
man.
Well,
It's got a figurative meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Jimmy.
comprehended in regard to the common use of an expression, something of that nature.
So you guys are doing comedy shows together, Mick? That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah, Burnsy, he
Funny guy?
Great. I mean, honestly, I listened to his CD from start to finish. He gave me the DVDs, but the format wouldn't work. He came in and did a couple of guest spots on my shows in the UK and just killed. He'd never done wrestling material before, but he's been a big wrestling fan. If there's a knock, sir, on his comedy, it's that it's really deep and maybe not appreciated by everybody, but everybody will be able. But he's, got the chops and.
I'm a bit apprehensive because I'm petrified of your audience.
Don't be. They're a great comedy audience.
Great comedy audience.
No, I'm not even joking. I mean, they sit there and they appreciate good comedy.
But then how come whenever you do like a live show, it's just baying fucking animals?
Because it's not a I'm telling you, we promote everybody, and they sit there and listen.
Well, Brendon,
they really are.
He came in and he was so excited last night. He really, to answer your question, he did a couple of guest spots, and when they said, "Hey, we have a special guest here," when they said Brendon Burns, I mean, I looked out and people were like looking at each other, like doing the double take, like, "You got to be kidding me!" And he went out, and he's people who have never heard him. He's amazing, and he's respected and known around the world. So he took me under his wing. He's bringing me to Montreal. We're doing a combined show called "Good God Almighty," a little tip of the Stetson to JR there. But he came in and he was saying what a big show he was, and I went, "Brendon, biggest difference between O&A and Howard Stern?" And just gave him that broad question. I didn't narrow it down, and his answer was, as far as the guests.
You think he's throwing me a lump? See that chemistry? See that chemistry between us? Sorry, I'm still a bit jet lagged. You guys let the comics talk?
Yes.
Yeah. He's pretty much just...
No, he's got to be the...
He's sucking his own dick for fucking 3 hours. And that man cow cunt can fuck right off as well, sorry.
Hey, I don't know if Huey... Yeah, Huey might have to leave the studio. The C word's too much for Huey.
I did use it in England as a comma.
You got to explain that to Huey.
Yes.
What?
Country. I said country. I'm from a different country, mate.
Plug in.
And the C word over there, it's a compliment.
See if Roland can hook him up there, man. He's psychologically scarred.
No, he let the comics be, funny.
Well, I think it feels threatened.
What happened on Mancow?
No, I've never been on it. I just can't stand. I think you guys are just right.
Oh, he is an ass.
Where are you guys doing your comedy shows?
We're doing two in Long Island tonight. The Brokerage in Belmore. It's okay. This is like a plug.
It's a great gig. I've done that room. It's a great club.
It is, to me, like Governors.
New owners, right?
Yeah. New owners. Same people own Governors and McGuire's.
And they do a good job.
And they're not small venues, they're intimate audiences.
Nice.
So Brokerage is a little more intimate than Governors, which is kind of like a bar.
Yeah, Governors is bigger, but I love both. I haven't done Governors in years. They fucked me on a bonus once before with the old owners.
The old owners.
The new owners I like a lot. The guy actually gave me extra. He was so great.
Good guy.
This fucking new dude.
Good guy, and then we're doing that tonight. Tickets are slim for that one. There's a few left, and then we have, I guess, plenty left for Thursday in Bohemia, McGuire's in Bohemia, and then we go to the Jersey Shore and we do 3 shows down, from about a half an hour south of Staten Island to Atlantic City. People can go to realmickfoley.com and hit events if they're interested in going, and then we do 3 shows in Montreal. So for me, I mean, you guys know this is like the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm coming here. He's kind of vouching for me, and there'd be some press there, and we got to have this thing right.
I want to go to the Montreal Comedy Festival. When is
it, man?
It's soon, huge this year. It's their 30th anniversary. There's so many guys going.
End of the month.
Really?
25th,
end of this month.
27th, 28th.
I'll be there for a couple. I'm going to be up there.
You should do a show there.
I'm doing a show with Saget. It's a live broadcast.
What day?
I go up I have to do something the 26th. It's some warm-up show, and then the 27th, next Thursday, Friday. Next Friday, I'm actually shooting. Amy Schumer's doing it, and Saget's hosting it.
You guys should take the show up there. There's like every comic from around the world.
That would be cool, yeah.
Why don't we?
We should.
I don't know.
Yeah, make it happen. There we go. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Why don't we just do it? It's like Canada. We're on in Canada.
Let's leave. Let's leave and do it next week.
Dude, why don't we just do that? Because
I'll drive up there.
You'll get so many comedians who will come on. You'll get them on the air.
Oh my God. There's so many guys from around the world that you would love.
Jimmy Carr is very funny.
Just like Maxwell, like there's so many like
Andrew
Jim Jeffries'
Maxwell?
circle of
we had him in.
Yeah, Jim Jeffries' circle of buddies over there.
Oh,
what a drunk he is, Andrew Maxwell. He came in. He was St. Patty's Day the next morning.
Oh yeah.
He was cool though, man. He was a cool guy.
We had no idea how big he was.
Maxwell,
he was just a drunk to us that day on the couch.
No,
and then
like
I Googled him and I went, holy fuck, this guy's huge.
He's good. He's the comics comic. He's the only guy I know that when he's working a broad room, I can't tell he's working broad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now he's talking shop. Yeah. Brennan's talking shop.
I was talking to a guy at the Cellar last night. I forget his name. He's doing he told me he's from London, and he does. I want to do the Comedy Store out there. I heard that's a great room.
Yeah, it's a great room.
And I've always kind of resisted traveling to Europe, but I do want to do the store.
But you don't need to do the store. The way that England works is there's a circuit, there's a club circuit, and there's club comics. And that's where you kind of get your start, and you're running with thoroughbreds, and, you know, it's all headliners doing 20 minutes. But then everyone goes to the Edinburgh Festival and starts writing their own hour, building their own audience, and then you go on the road. Which is why when, like, Voss and the guys go over and go, the comics suck. You know, if you're at a gig and every comic on the bill is shit, I'd start asking myself some questions. Because he was going to the shitty gigs. There's guys you would love out there, and you should be on in Europe. I have to. I'm afraid I have to download you, but I can't. Yeah. I tried to get it through Amazon and everything.
That's why a podcast would be great, because we could be over.
We tried that
Yeah,
too.
it could be anywhere.
They're discussing that one as well. We have all the ideas that'll work, but for some reason it just gets
it's impossible
stuck
to get
in the
through their
cogs.
heads. I want to ask you something, Mick. You're talking about walking down the street. What name do people like yell out the most?
I don't mean to sound racial, but it depends on the race.
Really?
It's usually Mick Foley.
Wait, but that's perfectly racial.
African. I know. This is just through
Dude
trial
love for
and
the
experimentation. No dude love. It's mankind for African Americans. Mick Foley.
And Mick Foley for white guys
and Asians.
Do black guys like you? They stop you for pictures, right?
They do. It's this was I think in 1992 when I first got the idea that I remember Robert. This is gonna sound terrible too. Robert Fuller telling me in Memphis in 1988. You know, I was like just struggling. He was like, "You're Jacko, you're going to make it." And I was like, "What do you mean I'm going to make it?" He said, "You got the black audience." And I said, "What do you mean?" And his theory, his dad was a promoter, was that, you know, people who'd been lied to and taken advantage of for so many generations could see through the BS.
Nice.
And they could see something real there, character-wise. So I got lost one time driving to a radio station in Atlanta, and it was like that Rocky 2 scene, you know, where kids were chasing after me and chanting I was Cactus Jack at that time. And I've always appreciated it. Brendon thought it was odd that I was knocking on doors campaigning for Obama. Yeah. Have you guys heard this line? This is where I dropped the F-bomb here. I'm like knocking on the doors because I didn't want to do anything like on the air or above the radar, because even Huckabee was getting slammed for having Chuck Norris campaigning for him. I'm like, I'm a wrestler. Chuck Norris has counted to infinity twice, you know, and he's getting slammed. So I'm knocking on doors in, you know, some of the lower income areas, and this woman of color opens up the door and she goes, "You're the nigga that got thrown off the motherfucking cell." And I had my mouth just dropped, and I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, it's a cage, miss.
And I finally went, "I've never been called that before." And he heard me tell his story in the UK, and he was shocked, you know, that they would send me out to, you know, to knock on, you know, doors in an ethnic area. I was like, "No, man, I've got that following. I don't know why."
But that's hysterical, sending a guy that looks like a lumberjack to go and try and convince black people to vote for Obama.
It looks like either he's serving a summons or a bounty hunter or something, you know.
He's gonna possess your.
You got a
repossess your
warrant
car.
for your arrest.
Right.
Oh, hey, have I got a thing that you'd love?
Oh,
yeah, you like gadgets.
Yes. A burning cross.
Wants to guess? How young is she?
Schindler's List for the last track.
Can we continue? What kind of
get
Shiraz?
some heat.
Shiraz is
What have you got that he would love? A voided copy of the Emancipation Proclamation?
Look, it doesn't matter what I got. I want to hear everything you reckon.
A human emotion?
Sickle cell anemia. Never mind.
Oh, you motherfucker. Jesus.
Yeah, what have you got, Fran?
Yeah, we need to know.
An anti-pepper spray antidote.
It's not a fucking bad rap.
There's, everyone is shitting themselves at this, but you would love it. It's a portable gaming unit. It's called GAEMZ. And you know how, like, when you go to some hotels sometimes and you can't plug your gaming unit into the TV, it's its own little portable gaming unit, and you just plug it in, and it has its own telly.
That sounds pretty big, though.
It is pretty big.
Yeah?
Oh, there you go. You're not...
I'm not totally thrilled on this.
And Mick cared so much he left the show.
Back to casual racism.
Like,
and Mick said, "Fuck you."
I did actually see on the way in, there was like, because I've never been to New York in the summer, And there
Oh,
are
man.
just a lot of black fellas playing basketball in cages.
Yes. Yeah. There's like big playgrounds with chain link fences. And there's
Because you're like, way to confirm your stereotype, fellas.
It's too hot to do that shit. But
you
you're right.
think
they
you
do
wouldn't
it.
make it look so prison-y.
Very prison-y. Yeah.
You can't have nets because they get cut down. It's got to be chain link. Like, you know what I
Chain
mean?
link.
It has to be.
And then the fences have to be high because the ball would pop out and go into traffic.
Hey.
So it looks kind of, very institutional.
1000th episode of Raw coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about
official
that.
WWE appearance.
Because we're going to tag team this interview to Sam in a couple minutes.
Yeah,
But before we leave, what are you doing with Raw?
Man, it's the 1000th episode. I mean, that's huge. It's just 20 years. I guess it's the longest running weekly show. At least that's what I hear on Raw. And they're inviting a select few or bunch of guys back, and I'm one of them. So I'll be at the show. I've got my plane ticket. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm on the show. Things change, but I was flattered. Anyone watch the build up to this 1000th? They were having
I'm sure Sam.
Sam, yes. They were doing great.
Yes, Sam. Yes.
Sam.
I love how all the wrestlers know him as a stalker.
Yeah, Sam, the way they talk about Sam, the way Reagan would point at Hinckley if he was on the radio with him.
I think CM Punk and John Cena are going to be fighting for the title, right?
Could be, yeah. But it's going to be. They go to 3 hours. And in the lead up to the 1000th episode, they were doing great moments in Raw history, and I was like, they put me in like 3 of them, like 3 of the 12, man. Sometimes I forget. They did This
Top
Is Your
of the
Life
Cell.
with The Rock. Well, the
that's
Cell
beautiful.
wasn't on Raw. The Cell was
to
pay-per-view.
me, it's just wrestling.
First,
I don't need it in a category. That's dumb to me.
Yeah.
Well, they're celebrating the 1000th. Well, they showed greatest moments from Howdy Doody.
Fair enough.
Didn't have to be Raw.
The Rock, This Is Your Life shit was so fun.
That was good,
I
right?
forgot all about that.
Behind the scenes, Vince was like throwing stuff around.
Did you write some of that stuff?
Well, you know what it was? I remember having they had a couple of actors and actresses, and you were asking for their lines, and I was like, well, I'll call you out. Rock will say something, and then I'll call this guy out, and the Rock will say something, and they're looking at me like, this is how you do it? It's like, yeah, this is how we do it. So a segment that was planned for 12 live on national TV went 26.
Wow.
Oh,
Vince
shit.
was apparently, he thought it was one of the worst things he'd ever seen until the ratings came out. Rock came over, he tapped me on the shoulder the next day. He goes, you hear about the ratings? Which I thought meant they tanked and that we could never have any free reign again. And I was like, no, what was it? He goes, 8.4. And it meant that you couldn't even explain. Now maybe with Twitter and cell phones and everything, you could explain how that many people changed channels, because it couldn't be explained just by the people who'd switched from Nitro to Raw. I mean, people literally had to be calling each other up on the phone saying, you got to watch this on TV. And so we walked into Vince's
Or
office.
maybe you just had a big lead-in.
It was instantaneous.
The show before and after got a 15-7. Sorry, I'm teasing.
And Vince went, okay, oh, damn it.
It was 9/11 footage just before the show.
Can we do dueling Vinces?
All right. What do you want to do?
Let me.
You're fine.
Very good. Very good.
All right, Mick.
What is I'll do the mellower Vince. This is our first meeting. First I ever met him face to face. We want to do what's best for Mike. What does Mike want to do? Nobody's ever calling him Bren, Mike.
Oh, man.
I don't know what to say to the guy. Like tried to tell the president has mustard on his chin. So I just went with Mike, and apparently someone corrected him between the first and second meetings. So.
I'll call you whatever the hell I want to call you. Your name's Mike now. I don't make mistakes.
Mike Foley.
What's your favorite Vince bit ever?
Oh, man.
Mine is the whole having people kiss his ass.
Kiss his ass was a great one.
I did it. I joined that club.
Is it because he's a billionaire?
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
he
that's a
didn't give a
ridiculous way
fuck,
to
and
make
he
a
had
living.
people polishing it. It was a whole thing. It was hilarious.
My favorite thing that Vince used to do a lot was in the ring, and he'd be mouthing off, all badass and shit, and then music would start, somebody's music, And the face he would make, he'd turn around like, like he's freaking out.
You guys, how's the thing with Gary Oldman? Was,
he's fucking great, man.
Because I did a scene with Willem Dafoe in a little movie called Animorphs. I'm watching him as he's acting, and I'm like, he's not really doing anything. And then you look at the screen, and he's got all these subtleties going on. And you compare that with Vince, who's playing to the the upper deck, and so the conveying fear would be very different for Willem Dafoe.
Right.
Vince literally does that with the Adam's apple.
Yeah, it's not subtle.
And my favorite moment with Vince actually is when they gave me the hardcore title. And this was a love-hate relationship. I don't know if this was like the Gloria era where Vince hated me, but not as much as he hated Austin. He was using me to get to Austin. And then he goes, Mick, in some ways I feel like, although I've lost a son, because he and Shane had a falling out, he goes, I feel like I've gained one too. And I went, gee, thanks, Dad. And in about 2 seconds, his face ran the gamut of emotions like sucking on a sour lemon. And then he just, he did the giggle. And it was just like, this is genius. Even when I would be away, estranged from the show, and my kids would watch it, I realized I either had to watch it with the kids or not watch in principle, or watch it and miss out on these several hours a week. And I would be mad at Vince on a personal level. I'd watch him on that TV and couldn't help but laugh, man.
Yeah.
He's just full of life.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious, man.
Mick was banding my name around at WWE as a new writer for them, which would be like a boyhood dream.
Yeah.
And it's preposterous to me that my name's being bandied around at McMahon headquarters. And he goes, but look, you got to realize, Brendon, Vince thinks nothing of like ringing you up at 4 a.m. and yelling and swearing at you. And I'm like, are you out of your fucking... I once did so many mushrooms, I'm still not sure the world's real. So Vince McMahon yelling at me at 4 a.m. is just going to be another particularly amusing part of the cartoon that is my fucking life.
When you guys go to
4 a.m., just, I got an idea, faggot!
If you go to bat for somebody, I mean, have you done this with like comedians? Like, your word means something. I don't do it all the time where I say, hey, this is a good guy. And I was pitching Brendon's name to the top people in WWE, but I was giving the caveat. I was like, you have to understand, he's a little bit different. You're either going to think he's the greatest, smartest writer you've ever had, or you will kick him out of the building by the end of day one. And they never took a meeting with him. But if you go to hear his stuff, his wrestling material is just classic. And
by the way, I'm trying to interrupt you. What did your son say was wrong with your comedy? What critique did your kid give you?
He basically said it's interesting, but not funny.
Wow. No. It was far more crushing than that.
And he went on for a while, right?
He goes, he basically explained that you don't know how to segue properly yet.
That's what he was saying, yeah. He goes, you tell a joke, and then you just start going into a conversation.
He goes, no. He goes, no. He goes, no. That's not what, that's the flip opposite of what he said.
All right.
He said...
I was too hurt to listen.
Don't worry. It'll get there.
Wow, it's getting. Are you happy with how it's going?
Yeah, I really am, and I'm glad I listened to his CD from start to finish, because it made me realize, hey man, I got to step it up. I mean, we're hitting these two shows in Long Island tonight.
Yeah.
What did I say it was?
The brokerage tonight, and then you're at McGuire's.
And the guys, I don't know if you know Tim Gage from the Long Island. Tim is one of those great
Colin's
guys.
Cousin,
yeah, and you wonder, why didn't he make it like the other Long Island guys? Great Irish storytelling, and Mick Thomas. Dee Snider's son is doing 6 to 8 minute set, which means Dee will be there with family, which is always cool.
Is he just starting?
He's been dabbling. He's been dabbling for a couple of years, but I'm
How old is this kid?
He's mid-20s.
Oh, okay.
Mid-20s. But I'm happy with the way things are going.
It's Mick is, I've seen him hold an audience in the palm of his hand for 90 minutes. And as you know, Jim, that's like, for a guy that's been doing it for 4 years, that's remarkable. And as a comic as well, you go out of your way to live a ridiculous life. Like, you go to jury duty on, in case something funny happens. He's already lived the most bizarre life, and his stories are so compelling, and it's just...
I'm hoping that at some point, Norton and the comics will be together and be like, that damn Foley, he's had too many advantages with that warped, dysfunctional family at WWE. I tried this one story, and I know it'll work. Maybe you guys help me polish it up. And I missed the applause line was, I was talking about the rate of teenage pregnancy dropping by 29%, like over the last decade, and the powers that be trying to explain it away by saying that, sex education has been more influential, people are listening, and I'm like, A, people are wanking it more often, and B, I think through constant repetition, teenagers really don't know how the impregnation process takes place, So I'd say I picture this girl going to a fertility clinic. I don't get it, doc. I came twice in my boobs, once in my butt, and 3 times in my face, and nothing. And he says, well, she's going to have to climax inside of you. And she gets his face and goes, won't I just poop it out?
Oh, shit. Do you say poop?
Poop it out.
Yeah, that might be the hard part. Shit.
But I said, here was with the line I stepped on. I said, I talked to a group of 100 derelicts, sex perverts, addicts, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And after I finished talking to the guys in the WWE dressing room, and I stumbled on WWE, and I was like, damn, I had that, I had it. And he told me, record everything I do. I haven't been doing that. And if I mess up one time, I don't go back to it. So
yeah, but if you do good, you're not going to know why you did good. Yeah. You may have a line work and not know why it worked. You just keep trying to capture the aliveness of it, and it never comes back. And if you can't watch it, euphemisms are rough, too. It's hard. Because, not that you want to be overly dirty, but there are, if you're basically saying someone's shitting out cum, you don't have to say it like that vulgar.
How do I say it? How do I polish that up?
You might want to say shitting it out, not necessarily cum, but...
wait, how do we say it not as erotically as you?
Yeah. Listen, with all due respect, isn't the contrast between the innocent way of saying it and the foulness of the act she's describing?
Possibly can be funny. I personally, you know what, that is a line of thinking that's valid.
It wasn't here, okay.
But I hate, but again, that's a valid thought, because
it is,
some guys think it's funnier to skirt that line. I never find anything where you're restricted to be more enjoyable.
Yeah, but this is my thought. All right, and it's weird because in Long Island, I'll go on after Brendon, and he'll go on in Montreal, the big shows. He'll go on, and the idea is to build towards Montreal. Before we go out to WWE, the last thing you see is a sign that says, stay away from Spanish announce table. Because your main event guys may want to go through that table. And so, when Brendon goes out there, I want him to have the liberty, if he wants, to take out that table. You know what I mean? And this is what, if I was privileged enough to do a show with you, and I mean that, and I would love to do it and open for you, I would stay away from. I mean, I try to drop 1 or 2 F-bombs, and use them in a powerful action verb sense. Yeah, make them count. And then the floor's open, for the guy who's really good at that.
What, does that happen here? Do comics ask, look, stay away, eating pussy's my territory?
I don't, I'll ask, I never tell people what to do, but if I'm working with somebody, you prefer, when Sandusky was happening, I had 15 minutes on it. You prefer if the guy before you isn't doing, I'll ask him, are you doing anything on Sandusky? And if they are, I'll have to avoid it. I won't
You won't
tell them,
say, hey man, that's kind of...
Nah, I mean, there's a way to do it.
But out of respect, shouldn't the guys who are opening up for you ask you,
You just pick and choose who works with you. Because I was warming up for a special, I had to work on the material.
Well, that's fair enough.
I've seen you guys work with each other.
You can do it, sure.
Yeah, if the guy's open to it, you could ask him and you can work with him.
That's the way it should work. I mean, that's in the, that's the courtesy of
It
wrestling.
depends on the comic and what kind of relationship you got with him, I think.
Exactly. If the bit doesn't stand on its own, then it ain't that strong.
Right.
Well, any bit, though, when you talk about, there's only so many ways you can go on a bit. If you're talking about Paterno and how he knew, no matter how 2 comedians do it, one comedian talking about Paterno knew, the second guy's joke may be stronger, but you've already heard it. It just loses something. But again, your joke does have to stand on its own too.
Yeah.
But I won't never tell a guy you can't do that ever. You can't tell a comedian. I just work with guys that I know are different than me. Like Amy Schumer, I worked with for a long time, but she's too strong and open now. But she's totally different than me, and she would destroy. You want people who kill and are the opposite, whatever that is.
I agree.
Tim's our MC, and that's an art, because then when Brendon goes on and he kills, we'll get that 5-minute transition period where I'm not expected to come up and match that energy.
Continue that energy.
I think he's building it up too much, because I've never done this stuff before. I've only done it at Mick Foley guest spots. And it's funny, he wants it he's going I want people that don't like wrestling to enjoy the show. I don't. I don't know. We're ostracized enough, aren't we, Sam? Exactly. We're fucking lepers out there.
But there's always like 2 or 3 women who come with their boyfriends, and I want them to enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Is that the wrong way to look at it? Should I be worried about that other 99?
Just worry about your material.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll come.
Play to your strengths as
Yeah,
well.
you can't
always play to your strengths.
I've seen enough shows. You can't overthink that shit.
That's true.
Just worry about your material and what you believe in.
Thanks, Opie.
Mick Foley and Brendon Burns. You guys going to continue with Sam? We got to go, though, for real.
Thanks for having us on, especially short notice, man.
Yeah,
Big,
but Sam
big
will
pull.
continue if you want to stick around. It was a pleasure meeting you finally, or doing radio with you. We met at Patrice's thing.
Yeah,
which was
thanks,
just a
man.
horrible day for everyone.
I know.
You got to come back and do more radio with us.
I would love to. Whenever I'm in New York,
yeah,
that'd be great. If you come to Montreal, I really want to introduce you to some guys that
What
I know
dates
you'll
you guys
love.
going to be up there?
25, 27, and 28.
That's when I'll be up there.
When is your show? Because we're doing midnight. If
I
we're
don't
available.
know. I think I'm doing something on the 26th. I don't even know who else is on the show besides Amy and Saget's.
We got that day off, right?
Yeah, I got to work on my gala spot, I think. But still,
I did like the gala. I did it last year. I only did one gala. I don't love Montreal. I don't hate it. It was a fun city, but they don't love me up there. I do okay. I don't destroy.
Really?
Nah, I do okay.
Wait, we did our first Montreal together.
notice, really.
And you were on fire. That was
Good
back
luck,
in
Sam.
97 or something. Thank you, buddy.
It took me a long time to get into Montreal.
Godspeed.
See you, buddy.
Cheers,
Good luck,
guys.
Sam.
That's hilarious.
It's now the after show.
These guys leave their show.
Now the after show. Well, it's the after show now.
guys, we would have been out of 10.
I know,
really?
right?
Yeah, they stayed 15 extra minutes.
We run out of here.
Because I must admit, most of the interview, they're putting bags on their back.
Yeah.
Now they're leaving their show and us here.
Dueling
I love you
Vinces.
guys.
Dueling Vinces.
Yes. I'm gonna go too in a second. But yeah, no, Montreal's okay. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to this because I love Bob and I love Amy. You know.
Since it's Sam's show, we don't have to worry about maintaining the ratings.
At all.
Yeah. Shop talk. I mean, that's what I
what
love,
a
the
mark out.
similarities between wrestling and comedy. There's so many.
They're so relatable.
So relatable. And to hear, you know what? I mean, I watched The Voice. I got hooked on The Voice this year. And I couldn't help but think that Christina made some choices based on some odd choices. And I was doing some thinking. I think, I don't think she likes to have someone question her advice or not utilize exactly what she said. But she let go of the one guy who seemed like he had the thing almost wrapped up. And I think, I'm lucky. I've been wrestling for 27 years, and over the course of time, you learn to filter out, you learn to take in everything, kind of decipher it, filter out what works for you, and then you put it together. Because, in wrestling and in comedy, you got a lot of people telling you great advice, but nothing works for everybody.
Great advice, but not for you.
Yeah. But I love when I come on and I can see your eyes, light up when you talk shop. It's this craft, It's this. I talked to Judah for hours about it.
Yeah.
And then Brendon and I were up last night, and I think the other comics, when they see that I come in and really want to learn and be better at it and have the respect for it, because I've heard there are guys who come in who are actors and they're just there to kill some time so they can sell their stuff at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And that might work for them, but that seems like a dead end, I mean, I go out there and I get the same. There are some people who are like, there was an article in Las Vegas that said the man who once played to tens of thousands now plays to tens of tens. It's like, oh, ouch. And I was like, first of all, there were a couple hundred people there. They were just scattered through a 3,500 seat theater.
No, but not in that.
Were they really?
The people who originally took a chance on booking me, and I'll give them a lot of credit for even taking a chance, they got really enthusiastic when we did really well at the Improv in Hollywood, but that's a couple hundred people, and then they started booking 2,000 and 3,000
But you're not going to
seaters.
get any good learning in
No.
front of that crowd.
No.
You're not going to. You
Wait.
find out who you are in front of 100 people.
They put you in front of how big of a room?
I did a show in Improv 200, and the next 5 theaters range from 1,500 to 3,500, always with an audience of 100. 400 people in Vegas is good, but not when you're playing the same theater that Elvis Presley played, and the VIP people are to the side of the stage.
Tell him about Belfast. After we gigged together, he tells me he said it was like the London gig was the greatest gig he'd had, and his timing and his pitch perfect, and I'll say as well mixed strength is sometimes people come from another industry. And they go, I'll give stand-up a go because I've always been kind of funny in my industry. Mm-hmm. But then they try and become a stand-up comic. And that takes 10 years.
Right.
Whereas, like, there's a friend of mine, Paul Byrne, who's a director of stand-up shows, and he was asked to work with Ben Dover, the former porn star.
I loved his stuff. It was very organic, and he sounded like he was really picking up girls.
That was after my friend Paul Byrne worked with him. Because originally he wanted to do, like, this Northern Working Men's Club kind of, my wife, right? And he's going, what the fuck are you doing?
You wanted to do the William Regal.
Porn.
Yeah.
I never saw his fucking stand-up. I know it's porn.
Yo,
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't tell when you were saying. I thought he was really picking up girls. I knew you were talking about porn, but then I was like,
I didn't know he did
comedy act. God, because when you said I love this stuff, I was like, are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, I don't care about his act.
No, I thought he was really picking up girls.
Porn is good. Yeah,
he's a good actor.
But my friend, I think actually Jeffrey's even talked about Paul Byrne on the show before. He was the Irish guy that got like diagnosed with a dicky liver. And they said, you got to stop drinking. And he was like, well, it's been a good innings. But he's sober now and everything.
Burns, you were just in the middle of telling me what my strengths were so I could find out. And then we got sidetracked.
You were hanging on that, weren't you?
So he plays to his strengths of rather than trying to, like, bits will come. But the fact of the matter is, you've already lived a preposterous life. And he really knows how to tell these really amazing, compelling stories that any fan wants to hear. Like, you know, you get thrown off the top of it. I saw the cage at WrestleMania as well. Is that taller than the one
They've actually put a couple feet on it. And I don't think anyone will ever come off the top of it again. I'm really glad that when I read Jericho's book, he talked about how he was thinking of it, and he mentioned specifically that he got up there and people looked like ants below. And I was like, you can't fully appreciate how ridiculously high that was unless you've been up there. So I was glad he pointed it out.
One thing to remember when you're performing stand-up, and I've never seen your act, is like people ask what's the difference between stand-up and writing or radio. We get to meander more here. Like when you're on radio, we talk, we chat, there's no pressure to immediately be funny. Stand-up, they give you a certain amount of leeway. Like Charlie Murphy tells stories, but you do have to get to the point. I'm not saying you don't. Again, I've never seen your act. But that's one bit of advice I would give anybody performing. And get to the point faster with stand-up.
They probably give more leeway to somebody that they know, too.
They will, but they still, if they're going to a comedy show, because what happens is if you get them into a place where it's only talk, then there's going to be no cadence or rhythm, and they're not going to... They're not going to think it's a funny show.
And I think I've learned to meld them where I can get to the point pretty quick. Sure. Get enough laughs, but I'm not worried about, like, I saw I Am Comic, the documentary. Yeah. And they had the guy doing they hooked up to the laugh meter, and I thought, that's almost like laughs per minute.
That's funny in a jar bullshit.
And that would be like having a pop meter in a wrestling match. You know, like, and it was a great match because people were popping, but at the end of the show they had no recollection.
A laugh meter?
A laugh meter, yeah. I Am Comic, it was a guy who'd written and performed and been fairly big. He was trying to make a comeback and thought his stuff was a lot funnier than it was.
What was his name?
I can't remember.
See, I would be worried about the cadence thing, because then after a while I would be almost like, sometimes I will go along where someone has hypnotized an audience, and I sometimes think, like, you're not really listening to what he's saying, you're laughing at rhythm.
Right, yeah, no, you don't want to get caught
rhythm
up.
is something that some, like, you don't do it, I've seen you.
Right.
But that's a trick that some guys adopt, and I'm like going, wow, this isn't actually that funny. It is different between the UK and the US scene, as UK's people are far more used to storytelling and people constructing a narrative arc over the course of an hour, and with the festivals and everything.
Like when you watch Pryor, he had a definite cadence and he had a rhythm to his speech. You don't want to be caught in a predictable pattern, like, you know. But then, I mean, Stephen Wright kind of was, and it worked for him. But you don't. That's a rare case. Right. But even a guy like Pryor who told stories, or Carlin, these guys had a cadence and a rhythm that was. It was almost like you can sense when somebody is going somewhere with something. Like, you could tell they were leading up to something funny, even when the moment wasn't funny. Yeah. But you don't want to get caught up in a place where it's just so conversational, where people never feel like you're leading up to anything, because then they're never going to... They're eventually going to not expect it to be funny. It's a really weird line you have with an audience.
But you don't worry about that when you're doing radio? Like, you don't pay attention to how long it's been since you
just care less. No, we'll talk 10 minutes without being funny here, and it's very conversational.
And one of the things I love, we were saying about Louis C.K.'s show, is that he doesn't feel like he has to be funny every minute.
Right.
You might realize you've gone 15 minutes without a laugh, but then at that episode, the episode where he's got the dinner date with Melissa Leo, I mean, when she punches him in the jaw, and like, oh man, get that tongue up my ass. It's like, this is, you know, it was worth waiting for.
Yeah, you can build for the between the commercials as long as
but you
there's
have to have a lot of confidence too to think you can do that without having a laugh track, without having to get laughs every.
Well, you have to learn how to write a silence as well, of building a mood.
Well, it seems like what Jim was saying about just being yourself, and Opie was agreeing with it too. It seems like Louis has kind of perfected the art of being comfortable, just doing what he likes, and if you like it, then you can also enjoy it.
In the 80s, even in the 90s, guys had to have like almost that character that they could do in 3 to what is the industry term, the 7 minutes, whatever it is, where you have to be you have to be able to do your entire set so that everybody can see what it is you do, what your character is, and they can describe it in a line or two.
Is that how you were taught, Jim?
I did come up hearing that. Like, I never,
I've got a great story on that. Just put a pin on it.
In L.A., you'd go there, they would want a 7 minute. I mean, like, what happens is the business is lazy. And they see a guy like Ray Romano, who just, 7 or 6 minutes is probably the standard, because that's what a Tonight Show said, or Letterman said. So Romano does his set on Letterman. He's just talking about his life and who he is, and all of a sudden it clicks, and this is what the show is.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, same thing. He's the guy who talks about nothing but observation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you can't really make yourself go, that's what I want to do. It kind of has to happen through who you really are as a performer, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
On the 7 minute thing, there's a story that every New Zealand Kiwi comic knows. If you ever get Rhys Darby and ask him about it, is that there was a guy on the open spot circuit in New Zealand that... The open spot is open mic, you would call here, right? And he used to always declare, mate, I've got the best 7 minutes in the world. I've got the world's greatest 7 minutes, right? And he was a proper prick, and everyone fucking hated him. And they found themselves on the road one time, which back in those days in New Zealand was a real rarity. You never went on the road to go and do a gig out of town. So Captain 7 Minutes is going along with him. He's going, and the whole way there, he's like bragging to the headliner, mate, I got the best 7 minutes of all time. I got the greatest 7 minutes, rah, rah, rah. So anyway, he goes up on stage that night, and he fucking kills with his 7 minutes. But he's killing so much, he stretches it to 10, right? He said, and he's so pleased with himself. He's then going up the back of the room, bragging to everyone at the bar that will ever listen. Like, so the headliner is going, can you shut the fuck up, mate? And he goes, mate, I've done my 10 minutes. Comedy's over. So apparently he retired. What? He was like, once 7 minutes has gone to 10 in this guy's head, he's like, funny's done. There's no funny left in the world. I stretched 7 to 10.
Because he did his 10 minutes.
And apparently he like got punched in the head and left on the way home.
And that was his entire career.
That was his entire career. I've seen guys like in the UK, because they are brutal, there's some rooms that are real baptisms of fire, that they're renowned for heckling.
Sure.
And but the thing is, the hecklers want you to win. I notice here, a heckler just wants to fuck you up. Like, it's a drunk girl, or it's someone that just is jealous of the attention, whatever.
It gets aggressive sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, in the UK it's considered a sport.
It wasn't Belfast where I had that. It was Dublin.
Oh, that's right.
It's Dublin. And it just and you learn this juggling act, especially for me when honestly part of the appeal of going to my show is the meet and greet. You know, like
sure.
I don't know when I'll ever get to that point where I can go back and just say no meet and greet, just a show, man. Right. Take it or leave it. And I think a lot of people at this point would choose to leave it. You know, I mean, they're always pleasantly surprised, but
you're famous for something else.
Yeah,
right.
But if you do the meet and greet afterward in the UK, then people are risking missing their trains. You do it ahead of time; they got the extra 2 hours to drink. And you do the late show. Remember, I didn't know there was a difference between an early show and a late show. Brendon did he did a show with me in London. The next day, I think he had to leave. We did an early show, and it felt great. I mean, I went out with those guys the night before. I said, this is the best time I ever had in comedy. And 26 hours later, it's that show, but plus the 2 hours. I go out there, and even when it's like, hey, how many of you here, you know, just show of hands, I'm getting about 25% the audience participation that I did. And I was like, what is different here? And when I came back, they said Steve Martin's book starts with the statement, you know, why did I retire from comedy? 4 words or whatever it is, Friday Night Late Show. And I was like, what is the difference? And they said, it's a huge difference in the drinking, and the ability to catch subtleties.
And they're tired and they worked all week. The Friday Late Show is the toughest one, but even that's become an overrated horror show. It's not even that bad. It's like,
what for me?
Oh, it is not. It starts at midnight.
For me, a lot of times that can be rougher. A midnight show is rough. Sometimes the Saturday early shows are rougher for me because
that's what you guys all do, don't you? On the road, you do an early and a late all weekend.
I'll usually do 8 and 10:30.
That makes sense.
But sometimes the Saturday early show because they're nicer, and if it's a 7 o'clock early show, a lot of times they're great crowds, but they don't want it harsh. So I have trouble on those. Sometimes the Saturday late shows usually.
Well, no, that Friday is they could have gone to see something else. I don't think you're their first option. Late show Friday.
You're not saying that specifically towards Norton. You're saying,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, the collective view, but no, he's right about all of us.
I think you're doing it yourself a disservice here as well, as I have seen you hold the crowd in the palm of your hand, and it's also I got to put this in perspective for you as well. It's like I'm as big a wrestling fan as you.
Really?
Right? Yeah, and when you're a big wrestling fan, other wrestling fans become aware of you. Like, I'm not that famous in the UK, but like Mick said, when I went on the show, people already knew I was a wrestling fan.
Right.
So it's kind of like I'm a kind of known comic.
Well, because people can't believe that there are like wrestling fans in society doing things.
So can you imagine, from my perspective, meeting him on these grounds? It would be Jim, like, say Ozzy Osbourne decided that he wanted to take up plumbing, and you happen to know that you're a pretty decent plumber, and he wants tips. So it's I'm playing it cool here, but I'm really like I said, that mushroom thing, like I got sober and all that, but I'm still not sure the world's real.
When you were saying the thing about in England, like hecklers being, it's a sport.
It's a sport.
How do the comics feel about that though? Because here, the greatest thing, when we were in Vegas a couple weeks ago, we went and saw Dice perform.
I was there.
Within 2 minutes.
Vegas or at Dice?
I was there. I was in Vegas. I think I bumped into Bobby Kelly we went in for the fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Carry on.
Dice is performing. 2 minutes into his set, somebody's piping up. He kicked him out of the room 2 minutes into his set.
To me. Whenever I see, like, there's a famous story of a guy called Joey Lee from America that came over to England claiming that he had all these deals and everything going on in the States. And he played Reading Music Festival, right? And that's just baying animals. And the crowd are brutal. The thing is, at theatre shows, they're respectful or whatever, but there's certain shows, there's like the Late and Live in Edinburgh, where it's renowned for heckling, and it's a baptism of fire, and it's just an accepted thing that you just go back and forth. And they're pretty good. It's not the usual, you stop kind of, the hecklers are funny.
But the comics still do those places? Like they're not
certain comics do, other comics don't.
Right.
It's playing to your strengths, whatever. But this guy, Joey Lee's at Reading Festival, and a mate of mine, Dave Haddingham, was on before him. And Dave had an absolute killer set. But Joey was one of those guys that was under the impression that everyone loved him, and we couldn't fucking stand him, because he would do that thing that the guys do here that we don't do in the UK, of listing your credits. And it's a wink. It's a wink to the. If you tell a compere or an MC,
did you know this
in the
difference?
UK?
Because I read it in his book.
You don't give credits, and it makes you look bad in front of the audience.
Because it's a wink to the crowd that the guy's a wanker. So if a comedian
list their credits.
So the thing is, like, if a comedian likes you, like, basically, if an American guy comes in and starts giving it the big hoo-ha, the MC will go, anything you want me to say about you? Right? And it's a trick.
Yeah.
Because then he goes, tell him I done Letterman, tell him I done Leno. He's going, yeah, good luck them knowing what the fuck that means, mate.
How about if the comics, I always thought if I had a British intro, it would be, it's his first time in England.
Yes. You know what? I just met the guy. That's what I ask people to say in the US. Because it's on the flip side, it works negatively because people get nationalistic. Because if you start listing my UK credits, first of all, no one gives a shit. Second of all, the crowd starts to get patriotic and going, well, fuck this guy. Who does he think he is coming here? They shut down on you. But in the UK, it's a bit of a trick. And generally, if I like a guy and he goes, can you tell him to say this? And I go, I'm not going to do that, because you're a nice bloke. You're a nice bloke, and obviously no one's told you yet, but that's a wink to the crowd.
It would be in the wrestling version of that would be the wrestling handshake, where guys used to shake. The guy said, "Yeah, I'm one of the wrestlers," and he shook a guy's hand, and he had a real firm handshake. Okay, you're one of the wrestlers, because there was like a secret, handshake, just basically a soft handshake. And in some areas, it would be almost like two fingers touching the palm. But I'll tell guys, I'll be like, if I like them, I'll say, listen, nobody does that anymore. If you go and put two fingers in the Undertaker's palm, your career is basically over. So it's like the counter
you're just like a douche trying to fit in. He doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly. But that's hysterical. Telling other wrestlers that a wrestler's handshake is soft and limp. and what the perfect environment for you to.
But that
to get
because
that
you'd
wrong.
have a guy and they'd all come in with the all the test of strength handshake.
Don't do that.
And you don't do that. But now it all depends where you're brought up. But I'll tell a guy, if you got a great body, don't take your shirt off until it's time to go. You don't parade it around if you're a new guy there and walking around because almost everybody besides me has a great body, and B, it's just like I told one guy, I was like, 2 things you're doing wrong. You can't really walk around with your shirt off all the time, and don't have the package of Magnum XL condoms visible. Like,
is that what he was doing?
They were visible. I was like, tuck those away. If
you weren't sitting there impressed by this guy.
You can't see it through his fucking wrestling trunks. You don't need to see the rubbers. See, now I want to go to England, and I want to give an obnoxiously long list to the host.
Come to Leighton Live and do that. Come to the Edinburgh Festival.
I would like to.
I'll bring you on at Leighton Live.
I would like to give a piece of paper. He's instructed me to read this.
Fuck that. I will go. This guy is from the US of A. He is the best comedian in the world. He's better than all of you. He sells out Madison's. He owns Madison.
Well, I would
Square
kind of want them to. No, I would want to give you paper so they kind of knew that it was at my insistence.
Right, like you'd have to like a scroll, like read it out like this.
Just like a fucking sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've heard that's a real fuck you to a comic if they give you credits, and I would never. I forget what comic told me that. I've never. Worked.
It's not a fuck you. It's a wind up.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a ball break.
Yeah, ball breaker.
And you're letting the crowd know, like
it's a. Oh, I'd never told you the Joey Lee story.
Right from Reading Fest.
So the Reading Festival. So Joey Lee is beforehand. He's going, hey Dave, you're my guy. They have no MC at the Reading Festival. It's a rock festival. Foo Fighters, AC/DC playing. People throw porta bins at what's his name? Guy that was in the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Right.
Keanu Reeves' band famously got like bottles of piss thrown at them. and I think someone said
a garbage can?
A portaloo? A
porta potty.
Toilet?
Yeah.
A portable toilet?
Right.
Someone threw that to the stage.
Threw a full porta potty.
They passed it full of shit on the stage.
Wow. How did they get it on?
So, I don't know. They're resourceful.
I guess so.
So this is so it's an animal audience, and the comedy gig is you either storm or die. And you can see Doug Stanhope being booed off at Leeds, I think, and he's very funny with it because someone throws a plastic water bottle and he goes, what kind of shit generation throws a plastic bottle? And so Joey is doing that thing, and he's already managed to rub the entire circuit the wrong way, saying, hey, I got a deal with Letterman, I got a 5-picture deal, whoa. And that's
what's his name?
Joey Lee.
Is he American?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Joey.
Yeah, you know who Joey Lee?
Oh, I thought he was a British guy, Joey Lee.
And he's sitting there
he's
announcing.
From Florida.
So yeah, Joey's going, hey, so he's talking to Dave Hanningham, and he goes, hey, Dave, look, listen, you're my guy, right? Because they have no MC at Reading. So listen, I want you to tell him I done Letterman, tell him I done Leno, tell him I'm the best comedian you've ever seen. And Dave is like, you want me to say that? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so Dave goes on, has a fine gig. He's got all his weed stuff. He's lifting the roof off the place, but he does the C-bombiest trick you can in comedy. Because he goes, all right, folks, I got to go now. So the crowd goes, no. And he goes, no, it's not like that, right? He goes, because this next act, right, he's done Letterman. Who the fuck's that? Right? He's done Leno. Who's that? And he goes, he is the best comedian in the world. And he goes, he is from the US of A. Like, no one says US of A. It's a wink. Like,
that's the awful way to say it.
That's the awful way to say it. And he winks at the crowd. And he goes...
He actually physically winked at the crowd.
Physically winks at the crowd.
That wasn't enough.
Yeah. He goes, he's from the US of A. Winks at the crowd. And goes, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Lee. Dave walks off the stage. He's not off stage more than a minute before Joey comes... Joey comes like fatting down the stairs, just stumbling, and they go, what are you doing? You've only been on a minute. And he goes, hey man, someone ran to the front to flip me the bird. I can't play to that. And we're like, this is a room that will throw their feces at you.
Because they flipped them off?
Because someone flipped him off. Oh. And it was like, good luck with Edinburgh.
I know what I'd open up with, though. I would just point out all the funny expressions.
Oh,
the differences in the language. Hey, you guys call cigarettes fags.
I don't make a bum a fag off you.
But I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't even say. I would just like do the setup and let the crowd figure it out. I would do the smart stuff.
Right.
Fags, huh?
Yeah. I'm not talking cigarettes, right?
Pointed at like, you know.
The thing is, that is actually even to hackily point that out. That's hack. That has been done so much there now as well. That even that
isn't there a way to kind of gently break that to Jim that? He just came up with a great concept.
No, I'm just kidding. I've never performed in English.
If you
I'm
were,
being kind of sarcastic. Yeah. I would never open with that.
I was like it.
I'm thinking, man, I think that's probably been done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been addressed.
Oh, sorry, I took you at face value.
Yeah, no.
No.
Oh my God, that thing you said about the two-headed girls. Oh, you know what? You might have to leave again.
Which two-headed girls?
Oh my God, this is why I'm kind of petrified of your crowd as well, because it's because this show's such a guilty pleasure, isn't it?
Mick is holding his kid's ears shut.
And it was, I think it's what really tuned me into it. It was like, oh, I get it. It was when you know those girls in Australia, they had two heads? Was that you or Bob Kelly?
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
They had two stomachs, I'd say it was Bob.
But it was something about, you watched this whole video of them, and then it was like, God, she's a two-headed bitch, she's this, she's that, rah, rah, rah. And then you go, I bet she's on double Facebook. Was that not you?
I don't know. It might have been Bob.
I don't even remember. How long ago was it?
I don't know, because I don't know what time frame.
While you guys talk, I'm going to be John C. Reilly and Step Brothers going, Brokerage and McGuire's. Boats and hoes.
Well, there are 4 giant shows coming up with Mick Foley and Brendon Burns. It's Brokerage in Baltimore.
Belmore.
I say
I don't want
Baltimore.
people going to Maryland tonight.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Belmore.
Brokerage in Belmore tonight. McGuire's in Bohemia tomorrow. Stone Harbor Bar and Grill in Jersey on Friday.
Bar and Grill?
Yeah.
Where are you taking me, Mick?
And
did someone win a T-shirt or they finish a steak? What's going on, mate?
Jack's Rib and Ale House.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
In Long Branch. On Saturday. RealMickFoley.com.
Uncle Hokey's.
And then we got a show Sunday down there, too. If somebody, RealMickFoley.com.
Is there a rodeo cow in the corner? I'm a bit worried now, mate. Is there... can I plug something?
Yes, please do.
Can I make a world announcement of something?
Oh, my God, that would be huge.
Breaking news right
I
here.
am doing I'm the first guy in Europe to do the Louis C.K. direct-to-download thing.
Nice.
My next special is coming out on Monday clap to Louis C.K. really for trailing that, for blazing that trail. But no, so we didn't have to pander to anyone who's involved in the whole process. I'm regretting something now in hindsight, because you said in your special that Louis said to you as well about don't show the crowd.
No, he just likes it shot dark.
Yeah, why is that? I noticed that on his special.
It's a pet peeve of mine as well. You don't need the dumb fucking audience shots. Oh, look at the guy. Hey,
see, they're laughing.
It's okay. They're not a part of the process. They're not needed. And I hate it. I love the fact mine you can't see them.
I don't know whether it's the other side of that is I'm kind of hard of hearing, and I always stand at the very front of the stage, and I address a lot of people directly.
That's different. If that's what you do, if you talk to the audience or if you address them, there's a difference. If that's it's not like you do crowd work. You got to have them lit.
But it does, like,
but we've got like
it's
a lot
matter
of crowd
preference,
shots.
really.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there was one I used a plant as well, so we had to have a lot of crowd shots because we faked a racist argument at the end of the show.
But it's such a standard, though, in comedy specials to go to those audience shots, and you don't until you break it down like that, you don't really realize how self-gratifying and unnecessary.
My special had to be edited. Like any shot edited had to be edited from the reverse, because it's pitch black.
Yeah.
Like I almost wish it was a little more lit, because like when I walk out, you can't tell there are people there until like you can see the shadows. They stood up. Like okay, there is an audience there. It's not just a soundtrack.
You know, going back to Dublin, when I fell on my arse, as they say.
Did a bad show?
It was.
Tell the backstory as well as was it? Oh no, it was Belfast. I was warning you about.
It was warning me because Belfast was the last show on the tour. And everything I'd been 7 out of 9. I thought had gone.
Let
really
me couch this with as well. Belfast Empire, famously, if you're an English act, you have to punch someone in the head.
You have to punch someone in the head?
Like every time I've done the Belfast Empire, I've had to physically take someone off the stage and throw them down the stairs, and then the crowd goes, "Hey!" and then you've got them in the palm of your hand.
So I was panicking.
It's violent.
Because Dublin was hard because it was the first time they'd ever done comedy there. It was a high school auditorium that had last housed Lords of the Dance for some visiting Chinese dignitary. Like, it was a very esteemed high school atmosphere. They'd never had comedy there before. They didn't know that you need to talk to those 5 or 6 guys who were getting out of hand. And I knew I had my work cut out for me when I saw, we did the 2-hour meet and greet, and there were 5 or 6 guys who were really sauced, who were yelling out stuff during the other acts. Yeah. And when I mentioned to our mate Chris, I was like, maybe we could just, they take the interval, they take the 30-minute break before the... I like to keep that flow going. It's like wrestling. You don't take a 30-minute break before the...
No, so the house can make more liquor money?
Yeah, exactly.
To put this in perspective, Irish audiences will heckle at a TV recording.
At a TV recording?
At a TV recording. Like, look it up on YouTube, the Gay Byrne, that's his name, The Late Show with Gay Byrne, and he's having some political discussion in the middle of it. Some drunk Irish guy comes up and goes, "Let me tell you something, Gay Byrne." And he's on telly, he thinks nothing of it. And my friend Andrew Maxwell, who came in here, he used to do a show called The Panel, and it was him, Dara O'Brien, and Ed Byrne. Another 3 guys you would love.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. And they would... constantly, because the show is just the 4 of them sitting around a table, just talking about anything. There's no format. So the thing is, because it's so conversational, it's like this, that people in the audience are going, "That happened to me!" You know?
So you're not even... I assumed you were talking about they will heckle during comedy TV tapings.
Yeah.
You mean any TV taping?
Just during comedy and TV.
Just whatever's on.
They're so kind of... they don't respect
anything.
Yeah,
they're just assholes.
I'd done 2 pubs in Ireland on a tour before, and it was loud and it was rowdy, and sometimes they'd yell stuff out. They're big on yelling out names. Like if I mention somebody's name, then they will yell at that name. And Brooker, he was our compere MC. He had a good way. He was like, "No, he's just let it out. We're going to give you a minute. Just let it out. Yell out your random wrestling names." So they wouldn't be doing that during my set. But there was no way, and I have a heckler-proof method of dealing with hecklers involving Kurt Angle's entrance music.
Right,
basically play the theme music and hundreds of people chant "You suck" at the offender. But it enables them. Sometimes they feel like they're the star of the show. And on this night in Dublin, I was like, "Hey, let's cue up that piece of music." And I'm looking at Brooker. He's like, "We don't have it."
Oh.
And it was just I do know what it's like to be able to hold.
Why didn't you have it?
They just didn't have the sound.
You shouldn't be relying on that.
I know.
You should have it. Yeah,
but I have held them in the palm of my hand enough to know what that feels like, and so I know when it's not feeling.
You should have had it
that
on
way.
your iPhone and just pulled it out and held it into the cord.
Huey, I need an iPhone.
You've never seen an audience want to chant a comic's name more than at his gigs.
But
they behave like
the next night, I was down, man. I was like, this is ending this thing on a sour note, and he's telling me about having to punch people in the head at the Empire.
Yeah.
And I went out. It's about 300 people.
No, I said at least you don't have to play the Empire tonight. And he says, "That's where I'm going."
Oh.
And I told him all the Empire punching in the head stories, and he goes, "That's where I am." And I'm like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Do you want some put downs?"
How was it?
First of all, it was one of the top 5 reactions I've received anywhere when I came out. Just like humbling.
Yeah.
And then I think if the lights had those 4 or 5 rowdy guys, if the lights had been on like they were the night before, and I'd be able to see the guys who were giving me crap, I would have paid more attention to them. And I at one point I was talking about the C word, and the fact that, man, you only say that in the U.S. if you really want to get your butt kicked or break up with somebody in a hurry. And I said, here, you use it as a comma. And I said, I just I'm not able to do that. They started chanting me for to say the word, and I got up to the mic and I went, can't do it. And then we went to the show, and 20 minutes in, out of the darkness, somebody yells something out, and I just stopped. "Huey, earmuffs, put these on. Cover your ears." And I just looked at him and went, "Cunt." First time I ever said it, and it was like boom, and I came off
freeing,
there.
isn't it?
It is.
Well, on that note, we actually have to go.
Yeah,
because we're on a time schedule. We're on a Fez
Foley drops the C-bomb.
Yeah,
wow.
I love it. Thank you guys for coming in.
I didn't make my announcement. The thing with the download.
Right.
Go to www.brendonburns. It's Brendon, D-O-N. www.brendonburns.
We're running overtime now.
BrendonBurnsComedian.com. BrendonBurnsComedian.com.
That's easy to remember.
And it's available on Monday.
And you can go to realmickfoley.com to see them all weekend doing comedy. Make sure you go to tinyurl.com/Steve C Fund. We're raising money. Did you know Steve C., our executive producer? He passed away.
I saw that
last week.
there was something there where he had the classic haircut on. I saw.
Yeah.
You guys are having a rough year.
Yeah. He died on Wednesday, but we're raising money for his family because he left behind a 2-year-old and his wife.
Yeah.
So people have already raised over $20,000, right, Eric?
That's great.
We're at 25 right now.
Yeah, so keep donating, please, because they could really use it. Mick, thank you. Brendon, good to meet you.
You too, buddy.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Appreciate the time. And Jim, thank you for sticking around and talking shop. That's very
fun,
flattering,
man.
man.
Stay tuned. Ron and Fez are coming up next.
Opie and Anthony show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A show on Facebook at facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey!